go like an hour extra and get Q in here to talk about stuff. He doesn't even want to go on air, but we make it on air.
1-0. The stars have aligned. The prophecy has come true. Alex Jones and Eddie Bravo together on episode 911. This is episode 911 of the podcast.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. I had to fucking work hard all week to grind out podcast to make sure that I hit episode 911. When we booked it, I knew how. I go, okay, there's a certain number of podcasts I have to do to get this to 911. So Jamie and I worked it out, and we did it.
Well, let me just say, I'm very envious because I'm in my studio under bright lights, and I've talked about going back to when I was just on radio, that darkness we can really think. This is a wonderful studio.
I'm going to do a studio, my next one, with a fire pit. I'm going to have conversations outside.
I've talked about that.
Yeah.
Because it's like primitive. It triggers that.
Yeah. And it's comforting. It feels good. And it's kind of cool lighting. So that's in the next studio we build. I'm going to build a fire pit. I'm going to get some logs, some actual real fire. You can only do that like certain times of the year in LA though. Like when they have fire season, they wouldn't let you do that shit.
We used to have like a little balcony or like a little outside courtyard with your fire pit, and you kind of...
Yeah, but I want a real fire pit, you know? Like I feel like if you're going to have a fire pit,
you should have bonfire.
You should have actual logs.
You should move to Kauai part of the year, and I will too.
Wait,
and then we'll just have a big roaring fire in the jungle and create a whole renaissance.
This is what we're talking about
Donald
before
Trump
the
will
show.
land via helicopter secretly.
Whoa, secretly.
And take
and what happens
DMT with
there?
us.
You think so?
Just joking.
That could fix a lot. We could fix a lot with that.
Yeah.
Alex Jones, you're like a decorated correspondent for the news now. What the fuck's going on?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're like a official White House guy now, right?
Oh, no.
Can't you you're actually like a news guy, like 100% legit?
Well, sure. I mean, I'm
by this
setting up a
administration?
news bureau and stuff, but that's just part of it.
Yeah, but like you're in deep with the Trump administration.
Well, I've had Trump on and I talked to him some, but I mean, really,
he's your buddy.
Really, it's just that we're covering the resurgence of America, what made the country great, lower taxes, empowering the people, bringing people together. The opposite of what MSM said. What's happening is mainstream media is literally almost dead. It's collapsing. I mean, look at you. I mean, I remember having dinner with you like 6-7 years ago, and you're like, yeah, we got 1 million downloads a week. Now it's 90 million or whatever it is a month, and 20 million on YouTube. And for InfoWars, it's similar numbers. It's a good week's 40 million. We've had as many as 85 million people listen on radio and tune into videos in 1 week. That was election week, but our normal's 40-something million. It's just crazy. How can they compete with that? They're still delusional. The average CNN show has like 1 million viewers. Fox thinks it's the big swinging dick. It's got 3-4 million. It's all, I'm sorry, people transmitting and broadcasting to geriatric homes. You know where you see Fox News and CNN in nursing homes? You know what you see with kids 10 years old up to college and beyond? It's a Joe Rogan experience. And it's InfoWars. And it's all these other folks. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a weird time, isn't it? It seems like those shows where you have to tune in from 8 to 9 and you have to sit through the commercials, that's kind of all gone away because of DVRs, because now people just have to wait a few minutes so you could DVR through all the commercials, or you record things after the fact.
I remember you like 15 years ago saying, the internet killed television. They haven't announced it yet, but you watch it's going to kill it, because how can they compete with what you can do on the internet? You know, a guy getting screwed by a horse or, you know, whatever it is. I mean, how the hell can you compete with all this craziness?
Did you see the guy in China that got jacked by the tiger today?
I did see that. Yeah,
yesterday, actually. Was it yesterday?
It's like, let me not pay admission and just go through here.
Well, they even shot at the tiger. So they scattered the tigers. They shot at the tigers to get him off this dude. And then even after the bullets were shot off, this tiger was like, nah, fuck that. I'm going back in. And he ran in after they shot at him and finally killed the dude. And it was all... Everybody's got their phone up and they're all filming it.
It was in the zoo.
Well, imagine those tigers.
So crazy.
It was
those tigers.
A guy fell in, or
no, he jumped in. He jumped in. He wanted to get killed.
Oh, really? First they thought it was a mission.
Yes. Yeah. That was another guy who went in with a lion and tried to convert them to Christianity. Did you ever see that guy?
Oh, God, it's crazy.
He went in with a Bible. He's trying to convert the lions. The lion just fucked him up.
I'll tell you what's crazy about that, though, is imagine those
Maybe
lions.
he wasn't trying to convert him. Maybe he was just like praying that the motherfucking lion wouldn't eat him.
No, he went in on his own. He was talking to them in the name of Jesus, and he's like talking to the. You never seen it, Jamie? Pull it up. See if you can
He
find-
was
here it is.
definitely probably schizophrenic.
See, here he is. He gets in there and he's talking to the lions. This motherfucker just jumped the fence and decided he was going to convert the lions to Christianity. And lions are apparently like way cooler than tigers.
And they're like, what is going on here?
Tigers see people and they just fuck them up immediately. The lion like barely fucked that guy up. He just kind of
Well, that's
slapped
because
at him.
they're more tribal or more like dogs, pack animal. They're the only cat that's in a pack or a group, so they're not, as
Aggro.
Exactly. I mean, a tiger sees you. You're in my territory. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, tiger's a totally different beast.
Like tigers sometimes will like adopt another little animal, like a wild dog or something, like be licking on it, being nice to it, and like won't let the other ones eat it. Yeah, they do weird stuff. Lions do.
Remember, the only way you could see this before is with those animal attack videos. Remember those?
Animals
and
attack.
They always started the same way. They start off with a dog attack, a dog attacking a mailman, an iguana's out, attacked your leg, and then it slowly ends up with drunk Mexicans at a rodeo on a wild bull with a rope. And those bulls are smart as hell, and they drag them, these drunk Mexicans, and they drag their heads along the rails and just crush these dudes in between the railing, like some serious
Brain trauma.
Yeah.
Vicious brain trauma.
They need one with just 100% of that, because that was the most exciting shit.
Alex Jones, how the fuck is TV going to compete with that? See, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, they can't compete. So
I was kind of wrong, though, because Netflix is TV and it's also the internet. It's like both things.
Sure, and it's forcing the power of Hollywood to basically disperse, though.
Yeah, well, look, it's better if it gets if the ability to get your workout gets to more people. It's better. It's better if anybody can do like these
and
YouTube
it lets more
stars.
competition in.
Yeah, like these new YouTube stars. Like all they have to do is get stand in front of a camera. There's zero production value. They don't have to, if you got a camera, you got an internet connection, you could have a YouTube show, people find you interesting. All of a sudden, you've got millions and millions of subscribers.
And Eddie was bringing up this fact for your audience up front. A lot of MSM lies and says I'm this big right-wing guy. But you guys know that I was really against George W. Bush and all the wars.
You were arrested early on in the Bush administration. I remember when we first became friends in 1999, we were running around the White House or the state capitol lawn
Texas.
with George Bush Jr. and senior masks on, and you were always against the Bush
that's
administration.
why I supported Trump. Is the entire power structure, the media, the Vatican, the Communist Chinese, the Saudi Arabians all put money in and said, stop him, and then lied and said the Russians were giving him money with no proof. And so the issue is he's simply trying to actually be president and not have special interest in there running him. And that's why the whole power structure is against Trump. So Eddie was asking before we went live, well, how is it you're this outside guy against the establishment, but now you're for it? No, Trump's trying to create a beachhead, just to explain it, to try to take the country back and actually devolve power back to the states and back to the people. Doesn't mean he's perfect, but notice the stock market went up $1.2 trillion, just in the last month or so, because a lot of institutional investors and others understand with Trump, he's trying to create real prosperity, not a bunch of social engineering. And I'm not here to pitch Trump to people. The issue is that there were major intelligence agencies and patriots in the government who were sick of what was happening and were sick of Hillary and Obama backing jihadist groups and other things. And so they're rolling those groups up right now. They really are standing up against them. And this is a historic moment. And so there's been a counter coup through the electoral process in our country. And that's what WikiLeaks was. That wasn't the Russians. That was U.S. intelligence agencies. I said 2 months ago that Anthony Weiner in New York, Uma Abedin's husband, the former congressman that was working for Hillary, I said that he's under investigation for child porn. Okay, and then now it came out yesterday that they're looking at indicting him for child porn. Well, I had that from the NYPD.
That came out yesterday?
Yes.
Wow. What did he do? He had something on his computer?
Well, now they won't tell us, but I was told that tied into that whole Pizzagate thing, which, again, the media misrepresented what we said and did. It came out in all those WikiLeaks, all these weird codes, okay?
Like there was a bunch of weird codes about pizza and about a piece of pizza.
President Obama wants $5,000 in hot dogs delivered. And they're like, are these really good hot dogs? The hot dogs weren't as good last time. Well, these are succulent hot dogs. Okay, so that's not about kids. That's
How
code word
retarded do you have to be?
Well, what is that about?
It's male prostitutes. I mean, that's what the code means.
Really?
Yeah, okay, yes.
How do they get male prostitutes to keep their fucking mouth shut?
Well, because, bad things happen if you don't.
Federal child porn charges possible for Anthony Weiner.
But I'm on record months ago saying that that's the case because I had those sources. And so the government, good elements of the government know what's really going on. So the media then misrepresented and said, oh, look at 4chan. They're talking about a thing called Pizzagate in some pizza place in D.C. Then the media looks at it and says, oh, Alex Jones is claiming all this bad stuff's happening at this pizza place. I'm like, what is this? So they divert to some probably innocent pizza place to distract off of all the emails that the New York police have and the FBI have. That's just this monstrous reported pedophile network. So to discredit that, they go create a fake story, hoping we jump on it to then divert over to that story. And then once we're on that, it diverts everybody off from Anthony Weiner.
What?
Which then leads reportedly to a larger network.
So they're playing that far ahead. So they're literally attacking a pizza place with fake stories just so that people can focus on that and take attention off Anthony Weiner.
Yes, because it was connected to that story. It was connected to
Podesta,
to stuff in D.C.
Hastert,
and New York, and all this other crazy stuff. So I'm not saying
because we're making a lot of like long sentences here and a lot of long statements.
So here's what I'm saying.
But let's for a lot of people that are go, what the fuck is Pizzagate? There was this Ben Swan guy who did this recent piece about it, and a lot of people got very angry. Did you see the piece?
Yes.
Did you see the piece that he did? It seemed to me to be pretty measured, and he was making some connections between that symbol for child pedophilia,
yes,
and or just pedophilia, right? And the logo for the pizza place. He also did he make the Hastert connection with Podesta?
Well, I mean, Hastert
confirmed child molester
and best buddies with Podesta
and former Speaker of the House.
And then you expand on that,
right? But let's just do it step at a time because this is really kind of important stuff. So that's all 100% true, right? So it's true that Hastert's in jail. It's true that Hastert is a known pedophile that a judge called a serial pedophile, right?
Yes.
That's true. It's 100%. It's true that Podesta was friends with Hastert. That's 100%, right?
Yes.
And then all this other stuff now becomes odd. Doesn't it become odd? But if you say it's odd, if you look at it, this Ben Swan guy with this, what I thought was, he was just kind of expressing what is weird about this case. And when he did it, he got so much shit over it. I was kind of shocked. People were calling him a moron. And
well, listen, I got the same thing, but that's what I'm saying. They build a straw man.
Right.
So imagine thousands of emails come out with them talking about, we'll have the kids ready 6, 7, and 8 in the hot tub at this time, and they're.
I didn't see anything like that.
Oh, it gets really crazy.
Where did it say that?
It was in the emails. There's freaking thousands of them.
But it said we'll get the kids in the hot tub.
Yes.
I never saw that. Can you see if you could find that, Jamie? That seems like it's just the whole thing is so bizarre.
It's like we're going to have the kids delivered for entertainment. They'll be in the hot tub. Now, these are great kids, but kids can be kids.
Well, you know what's fucked up about it is how few people really mention that connection to Hastert. I would have thought that would be a huge, constantly.
Well, Joe, I love the fact that, and I'm not kissing your ass,
story.
it's true, that they're very astute. I just bring up this whole big topic of how they twist things. You go right to the key points that, okay,
but that's a big
we have
one.
Barney Frank, who got caught running a underage male prostitute ring in the 90s out of his 3-story townhouse.
See, I thought it was just a male prostitute thing. I didn't know they were
somewhere
underage.
Somewhere underage. And then, but listen,
because I was with him all up to age 19 plus or whatever.
Sure, but then what happened is he goes on C-SPAN on the House floor and says, if you continue to investigate this, I'm going to expose half of you that are involved in this room, and the investigation got shut down. So the reason this is important is, for shadow government, you need something so bad that everybody who's involved in it ever comes out will be destroyed, so that binds them all to the secrecy.
So that's where child pornography comes in, and that's where pedophilia comes in.
That's where you get so many of the elite being into it. But just as you said, you have the Republican establishment trying to get Hastert out of nowhere as a wrestling coach to run for office. Then reportedly he's the procurer, just like Penn State. And just like they had the Sandusky and the underage, kids that they were, quote, mentoring, getting farmed out to supposedly big donors.
What's crazy is we're talking about two very specific cases, right? Two very different cases. But what's crazy is they're both real. It's both real. 100% Sandusky, who was a very respected man in the community, did a lot of charity work with young, disenfranchised children, and was molesting them at the same time, and was super respected in the community. And he was the right-hand man to Joe Paterno. So that whole thing just fell apart.
And the headquarters from our research of the pedophilia is like Pennsylvania.
Right.
See, what about the Franklin cover-up?
And that's up in...
Hold on. What does this see, Jamie? It says, we plan to heat the pool so possibly Bonnie will be Uber service to transport Ruby Emerson and Maeve Lozado, 11, 9, and almost 7. So you'll have some further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. What in the fuck?
That's only one of them.
And that's a real confirmed email, right?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
But listen, here's the problem. So, I have NYPD telling me before the election, like a month before, yes, we're investigating Weiner, child porn photos.
Go back to that, please. I want to see
Not just of kids out on the internet, but kids he's communicating with, and their parents are basically letting them communicate with him. So I'm told this by NYPD detectives. I mean, the Secret Service gave me information about how Hillary was collapsing all the time. Remember, we reported that, and then it got caught on tape. So all this stuff goes on and on and on. And so I'm not saying half the people or 90% of them, are guilty or innocent in all this. All I know is we start covering it, start asking questions. They then divert off into somebody on a 4chan forum pointing out there was some email about a meeting at some pizza place in D.C. where top Democrats go. They then turn the whole thing into I'm blaming some pizza place. I'm sending shooters in to shoot people at a pizza place. Make up all this crazy-ass crap when I never even said any of that. And then you go back to me 3 months ago, I said the police have told me they're investigating Weiner for pedophilia and child porn. When it was not in the news, now notice it's in the news. What I'm saying is, I got this from police.
Slow down before we get away from this, because I got to go back to that. There was a quote up there that Jamie pulled up that I wanted to read. The one on the lower bottom about this. Now, these are the emails that you were talking about, and these are 100% confirmed emails. Go back to that one that was on the bottom. Scroll down to the one
I'm
that
not
was
saying
down
any
low.
of these people are guilty.
Yeah, what is that
I'm
that's
saying
highlighted?
this is the controversy.
Okay, hold on a second here. So 6 grown-ups with 2 toddlers and 2 infants spread throughout the house, and sure enough, one of the toddlers was rubbing my nose at 5:45. What the fuck does that mean?
The FBI has a whole
Parents
blueprint.
got back to retrieve the children. They threw in the towel and what? I don't know, man. This is I don't know what the fuck those emails mean. But let's just now. I mean, everybody wants to immediately shoo this away as disgusting.
But then
hold
in
on
the
a second.
middle of it,
impossible.
we're hearing-
We're talking about 2 very specific proven cases,
Yes.
right? Hastert proven. Sandusky proven. Real, huge, elite, powerful people that were also active pedophiles, right?
Yes.
So that's a fact.
Who know each other and are buddies. And then you've got Podesta's brother, who's big in Washington. In an article in 2007 in the Washington Post, I'm going to try to give you the exact headline, which was something like radical art or something. And it's like naked photos of the neighborhood kids in their house, and then they're showing it, throwing it in your face. It's just crazy, but that's not even stuff I get into.
But there is something to that, because some of his artwork was super disturbing that he had in his house, like little
it turns
kids
out
with
you
their
know all about this.
pink butts.
Yeah.
And they were in their underwear, and it looked like they had been paddled.
Yes.
And they were all standing there with their butts facing.
See,
it's
as usual,
very bizarre.
Joe knows more about this than I do. See, and that's all I do is cover these real things. So let me give you the new news.
But that is real.
The government got pissed off about this. The pedophile rings have gotten so big that the intelligence agencies began to leak all this info. And they knew Hillary was planning to steal the election. She did steal 5 states, according to the experts and proof we have.
How did she do that? What do you mean? But let's
they
not
tried
keep,
to break into 6 states.
Let's not go on these
Trump beat
long
her.
rants where there's a bunch of different statements that need to be addressed.
Sure.
So let's just, from right there, you got to get to that. Like, how did she steal 5 states? You can't kind of gloss over that.
Okay, no, she tried to.
How did she do
tried
that?
to steal 6 states. She did steal 5 states. Well, Bev Harris, who's a big liberal, big Democrat, had the HBO documentary Hacking Democracy.
Right.
She's the leading expert. She was actually, a month before the election, through whistleblowers, got the actual code that had been loaded on machines all across the country. You should have her in studio to steal the elections.
I saw Hacking Democracy, and I saw that they did engineer those voting machines so that you could have a third-party input and change it. And they did it live on the show.
And that was a decade ago with Bush. This is new.
Okay.
So she's the top election fraud expert. So she comes on my show, the story's on Infowars.com, and she says, we've got evidence, and then I had the hacking experts on, and I had the industry whistleblowers on, and I had the county officials on at every level. We have the fraud proven that Democrat-connected groups were already loading code onto machines all over the country, but it's different companies, but about, I think it was 18% of the machines in the country, to be able to remotely break in and flip votes. So, because they were aware of that, a bunch of states were waiting and watching, and Homeland Security broke in live into 6 states and kept trying to flip the results, and they even have screenshots and videos of them in the computers, in there clicking and doing it all. There's major investigations going on. You hear the news going, Trump's crazy. He claims illegals voted, to make it about illegals. That was one statement in a larger election fraud deal of actual computers. So Trump knows about all this. So she comes on and says they're planning this fraud. Then she comes on after the election and she says, yes, it's clear. Here's where precincts closed. Here's where all this happened, where 100% went for Hillary, or right after it closed, all the votes that then came in were 100% for Hillary. They didn't even care. But the landslide was so big for Trump, they couldn't steal it. She successfully stole 5 states. She tried to break into 6 others, or her controllers did, and got blocked. The tsunami for Trump was so huge, with the real polling we can break down later, that they still weren't able to steal it. And now patriots inside U.S. intelligence agencies are preparing to roll up the pedophile networks nationwide. That's why you've seen arrests in Pennsylvania, arrests in L.A.
I haven't seen these arrests. Who's getting arrested?
It's just now breaking, and it's big institutionalized.
474 arrests, 28 sexually exploited children rescued during statewide human traffic operation.
They're getting down now.
Holy shit.
There's a takeover, right?
Holy shit, but look at the numbers there. 474 people arrested.
But they're only rolling up the Renfields that get the people for the psychic vampires.
But how insane is it that this is still happening, right? So all the people that thought that this idea that, whether they tried to make it ridiculous by calling it Pizzagate or connecting it to a pizza place, everybody that thought that was ridiculous, it is not ridiculous that there could potentially be some sort of a pedophile ring.
And see how they trick us,
not
though.
ridiculous.
See how they trick us. They go pick some pizza place, probably have their people go on, make comments on some message board. CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, the same day come out and say, all the emails are discredited from New York and California and Hawaii because there's this innocent pizza place over here that some of the Democrats go to, and they're all saying that's where the pedophiles are at. Okay, so then the internet all goes and looks at that and starts trying to disprove MSM that, there must be something going on there. So then that turns that all into the big quagmire as a smokescreen from all the admitted stuff that's happening. Because again, I was told by my NYPD high-level sources that they've got all this stuff on Wiener's computer that just got scooped up, during the whole hacking story and the whole story about Hillary and the unsecure servers, and that was being blocked by Obama. And that as soon as Trump got in, they would go back after Weiner. Then I was told by a former section chief from the CIA that indeed this was an operation they were running against him to start leaking all this. And so what you're beginning to see is the beginning of all the pedophilia coming out as they roll up the procurers that grab your kids out of backyards or that go out as social workers and get the kids or whatever. They're rolling all those up right now to get the Renfields. Renfield brings the people to Dracula. Okay, that's the allegory. I'm not saying a real vampire.
Right, I know what you're saying.
And so they're going to now roll it up into the higher level groups right now. That's what Trump's doing.
Here's what's going on with a lot of this stuff. You have to be real careful in how you describe these things and how you talk about these things, because people are looking for any little tiny thing to discredit it. And one of the reasons why they're looking at it, they're doing it for personal reasons, because it seems no one wants to be ridiculous. No one wants to be a fool. And no one wants to be someone who's talking about conspiracies that aren't real. So people are very hesitant to talk about something that's unproven but horrific. Just like right? 15
years ago, it was a conspiracy theory that the Catholic Church had any pedophilia.
Right.
Now we know 30% were doing it. We now know the old Pope had to step down, was blackmailed with info about other high-level priests by the new guy that came in. This is heavy stuff.
It's the Catholic Church stuff is absolutely horrible and proven over and over again. And again, when I was a kid, it was rumor. It was just things that were whispered. You would hear about it.
And now I always wondered how they're getting away with it. It's so out in the open. How come is it more?
They're psychic vampires stealing the energy from the kids.
Well, what the most common thing they do is
why don't they get thrown in jail?
The most common thing they do is they find very troubled kids that don't talk about it. People with foster care, kids with no parents, kids who come from really troubled backgrounds.
But nobody will believe.
But you would think
who are abused.
Just like Sandusky ran a abused children's shelter and group, and then would take the kids out, sometimes overnight at rich people's houses to make them feel better.
Yeah. It's
then no
scary.
one wants to believe that the assistant coach and that all these powerful people, but when he finally got caught, he was raping 8-year-olds in the showers at noon on a Saturday at the field house.
Yeah, and someone who worked there found it, watched it happen. It walked in on them, literally, and that's what it all fell apart.
So that's what always happens. These guys get more and more arrogant, and so all I'm telling you is I'm not saying anybody's guilty in these thousands of emails. You go read them, and it's like, the last walnut sauce you brought wasn't very good. Oh, well, these are good walnuts. You're going to, I love walnuts. And then you go read in the FBI breakdown what that's code for.
What's code for walnut?
It means people with brown skin.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, you
Ted
know,
Gunderson was talking about this for years. FBI chief, former.
He discovered a bunch of it in Los Angeles. He was the head of the LA sector.
So people are going to hear this and they go, "Oh, they're a bunch of Pizzagate truthers. These guys are a bunch of Pizzagate truthers." There's an inclination to automatically dismiss things.
Let me be clear. I'm on the air covering 50 topics a day.
Right.
These emails are coming out. I get contacted through one of my sources by people in the NYPD. I get sent documents, photos of their licensed law enforcement. I talk to these people, and they say, "Yeah, no, it's horrible. It's a bunch of pedophilia. It's a bunch of child porn. It's all going to come out. It's tied to all these different groups." And I'm just like, okay. So I go on air and I say, "Listen, I got this from real NYPD and other sources." And then Eric Prince of Blackwater, who still runs one of the biggest groups in the world.
Doesn't he run some sort of military operation in like Bahrain or something now, or Saudi Arabia or something?
The point is that he comes out and says,
"Is it the UAE?"
You can ask Q about it. He knows all about it. But the point is that all this happens, and he comes out in the news. Okay, through the White House organ, Breitbart, okay, that's basically from Trump's mouth, and says, "Yes, we've confirmed high-level pedophilia rings in the Clinton operation. We're going to bring them down." And so that's what all this is.
Why did Breitbart tweet about that in 2011? Do you remember that tweet?
Breitbart knew about it.
It came out.
Breitbart said, "I'm going to bring out the biggest thing that's going to bring down the Democrats," and they poisoned him right here in California.
You think they poisoned him?
No, absolutely, they killed him.
What happened? I didn't even know how he died. I thought he died of a heart attack. Is that what
Yeah.
Are you laughing, fake laughing at me? Pull up the
no, I'm laughing. It's just, no, I know you're quoting the media. I'm not laughing at you.
Pull up
Don't
the
choke me
Breitbart-
out, Joe.
I won't, buddy. You know I love you.
Anyways.
Pull up the Breitbart email or the Breitbart tweet, because it's a crazy
See, it turns
tweet.
out Joe knows all about this.
Well, the tweet is pretty insane. When you read it, you're like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Like, everybody, there's an instantaneous reaction that people have that
because
are
they're not
intelligent.
pedophiles. Because the
people
average
that aren't
person
pedophiles.
isn't a pedophile.
Right, you're right.
So you tell me people are doing this to kids, you don't believe
You're
it.
like, get the fuck out of here. That's nonsense.
Yeah,
but when you tell people about the stuff that's been proven, the ones that have
Well, here's
been
the big
proven,
news.
they don't account. They don't attach those.
I was on air saying, I'm told this by NYPD in like 3 different shows, and that it's going to come out that Wiener's sending child porn. And it's in the news today.
Well, what they're saying, what they're accusing Wiener of, apparently, is sending sexually explicit text to an underage girl. That's what's against the law. So they're calling it child porn, but it's essentially he was sending pornographic text to a 15-year-old.
Yeah, well, I was told it's a lot more than that. What they're
Maybe
doing,
it is. This is just what
they're
was in the
doing is
paper today.
minimizing it because the higher-ups are being told, you don't let this out. Let me tell you, Wiener supposedly had tens of thousands of emails.
Wiener should be a fucking comedian, for sure. He's a freak. He's got real problems. He's a good communicator. I bet he's hilarious. Come on, don't you think?
All I know is, I'm not saying even Wiener's a pedophile. All I know is, listen, we all know about Jerry Epstein, okay? And
I don't know about Jerry Epstein.
That was the Lolita Express. Just Google that. And
what is that?
Bill Clinton was like on 20 flights. First it was 7.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
To
now
this
I know
pedophile
who you're
island that
talking
has
about.
a temple in it. And then he was also flying to this Middle Eastern country with this sheik that's an admitted pedophile with multi-million-dollar checks and Bill Clinton on the plane. And Bill Clinton's a known sexual predator. Okay, so all this stuff's going on, and so they start bringing up lawsuits against Donald Trump with Jane Doe's claiming he'd been with Epstein, even though there's no proof in the law, because they make you log even on private jets. None of it was ever true. He'd been at a
Here
few.
it is. How progressive guru John Podesta is in household name as world-class underage sex slave op cover-upper defending unspeakable dregs escapes me. Early on, did John Podesta imagine his baby MMFA, I don't know what that is, would be covering up for underage sex ops and hate crimes against blacks? Huh. I don't know what that means. What is MMFA, young Jamie? Media Matters.
Isn't that Soros?
Yeah, that's Soros. But also, guess who owns the pizza place?
Who?
Where all this went on? It's Media Matters head guy David Brock's boyfriend, and that is where they have major Democratic Party fundraisers. And then they had rock bands there that gave live spoken word dissertations of the love of children.
What?
Yeah, I'm talking about guys like in goth drag talking about how much they love children.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, I don't even really want to repeat what they really pull it up if you want.
There's a video of them saying that in
This
the
is a
pizza
Comet.
place?
This is a Comet Ping Pong. So
Why, you know, why is, I mean, this, it's a very, very bizarre subject. But why is this like so what is this right here? You bringing it up, Jamie? Okay, give me some volume.
And you all are very grateful that you are below a Subway sandwich shop. Yes! And Jerry is known to hang out down here. He likes the world sounds. Tamales.
What are we listening to?
And little boys. And children.
I think I was his manager.
No.
We all have preferences. Anyway.
That was weird.
That's super weird.
That's
First of all,
that's like Comet Ping Pong?
right. Anybody listening, let's describe what that person looked like. They were wearing a wig, a blonde wig, and it was a guy.
Like a
Looks like a
transvestite.
worst nightmare.
a transvestite or a woman who just smoked every cigarette. It's one of the two. But that's just the fact that was going on at that place seems really odd. But that sounds like someone ad-libbing, you know? We all have preferences, like trying to be funny. Like that's almost like a
No, but
comedian.
it's the guys in the crowd
Right.
saying it, and it's
little boys.
It's more that
and
it's
little
all
boys.
the artwork that was
Right.
there.
Oh yeah, a lot of creepy artwork connected to that guy. A lot of creepy artwork. I mean, that's a fact. There's a lot of facts. So it's one of those things like
But I'm not
even
saying
if you
they've
bring
done
up,
anything, and you're
Right.
not saying that.
And I'm not either. That's what's really important.
I never even really covered this stuff. And then they had me on the news and also Swan going, they said these people were killing kids in a basement. They say, okay, Megyn Kelly went on and took a clip where I was talking about Hillary's funding jihadis and Obama back in the Arab Spring that killed tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, thousands of children, and how Al-Qaeda was putting kids, which is ISIS, into sex slavery. They edited that out and then cut it together on Fox News with me saying, and Hillary Clinton rapes and kills children in a basement at Ping Pong Pizza. They literally now edit audio, but I was able to
They changed your audio?
I was able to go find the day with video with what I really said and throw it back in their face.
Wow, that's really blatant. Where's this? Can we watch this? Where is this that they did that?
Sure, I think
Do you guys have
right-wing-
the comparison of the
I
two
think,
up?
yeah, it's something like Megyn Kelly caught a giant lie against Alex Jones.
Try to find that. We should play that.
But
'cause
listen,
that's-
I didn't
that's
mean to
so
get in here. I
fascinating.
didn't mean to get in
First
here.
of all, Megyn Kelly's so pretty she can say whatever the fuck she wants.
I think she looks like an old tranny.
I love her. Do you think she looks like an old tranny?
Yeah.
You're hilarious.
You like
I
old
love
trannies?
you. No, I don't like old trannies, but I think she's hot. You don't like? You don't think Megyn Kelly's
No,
hot?
I just want to insult her because she's a
beautiful.
globalist.
Oh, she's global.
Obviously, she's pretty.
Do you
No, Joe,
think-
she's real ugly.
Do you think that she's moved over to NBC? Do you think she's going to change her tune now and go for the liberals?
NBC wants to be the, quote, new Fox News. So they'll be the new kind of Glenn Beck. I'm a conservative, but I hate conservatives and libertarians. And I'm going to speak for everyone, and I can decode it all. So she's going to go over there and be the conservative light and try to get them some ratings.
So it seems like NBC realizes that's where the money is. Is that what you're saying? Want to see how fake news is made from Megyn Kelly on Fox News. Did you find it, Jamie? Okay, let's play it here. Here we go. Give us some volume.
How this whole thing got started.
Pizzagate.
Grace?
Conspiracy gunmen. Here
Megan,
we go.
as many controversies do these days, it began with a tweet. On October 30th, days after the FBI announced they'd be reopening an investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails, someone on Twitter, whose name remains unverified but has several thousand followers, posted that new emails found on Anthony Weiner's computer confirmed that Hillary Clinton was involved in a pedophilia ring. The Twitter post included information from a Facebook user who stated, quote, "My NYPD source said it's much more vile and serious than classified material on Weiner's device. We're talking an international child enslavement and sex ring."
Hit pause for a
The
minute.
next day,
Okay,
the
please, just back it up 10 seconds. Now, this is probably them, quote, trying to debunk us. But what they do is they misrepresent what we're saying. So, again, whoever these rogue people were, or I don't know who they are, saying, oh, look, NYPD says it's Weiner and all this. See how they were saying none of that's happening? Now it's actually starting to come out. I don't know how far or how deep it goes, but this is when Kelly...
Well, let's let it play out
Sure,
and then
sure.
respond to it afterwards,
I'm-
'cause otherwise we're
I'm
going
just
to
not
lose
sure
our
what
train of
clip this
thought.
is. Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do you know what clip it
information
is?
from
Is
a
this the right one?
Facebook user who stated, quote, "My NYPD source said it's much more vile and serious than classified material on Weiner's device. We're talking an international child enslavement and sex ring." The next day, the bogus claim was picked up by a website called YourNewsWire.com, message boards like 4chan and Reddit, right-wing blogs, and several pro-Trump websites. InfoWars' Alex Jones, a far-right web host, posted a YouTube video seen almost 500,000 times.
When I think about all the children Hillary Clinton has personally murdered and chopped up and raped, I have zero fear standing up against her.
The rumor spread, inspiring some newfound internet sleuths to start digging around in John Podesta's hacked emails, searching for proof and location of the so-called sex ring. What they found were numerous references to pizza.
Now here's what Alex Jones actually said.
Resistance to tyrants is obedience.
The message to Hillary.
It's Alex Jones. You can run on.
When I think about all the children Hillary Clinton has personally murdered and chopped up and raped, I have zero fear standing up against her. Yeah, you heard me right. Hillary Clinton has personally murdered children.
Go tell that long-tongued liar.
I just can't hold back the truth anymore. Hillary Clinton is one of the most vicious serial killers the planet's ever seen. Now, there's a twist to that. Am I talking about the devil worship story with her chief of staff or campaign chairman looking at the menu of blood and semen and body parts at the Aleister Crowley event, the private event? Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. I mean 200,000 plus dead Christians with her operation with Syria and her operation in Libya and not letting the Christians get out and directing Al-Qaeda and ISIS who target and murder children and put them through sex slavery and throw Catholic priests off cliffs and kill people in mass and murder gays and everything else you can imagine because they don't like peaceful people. And they con everybody that they're for open society and they love everybody. Anything they do is for degradation.
And someone could have been killed inside of your restaurant for no good reason other than people like Alex Jones fanned a conspiracy theory that even the D.C. police say has no basis in fact.
Yes, it's a pack of lies, and it's dangerous. What happens
That's the
is
top
this
Soros
person was
operative
inspired
boyfriend.
to drive across 4 state lines with an assault rifle and enter a family-friendly restaurant at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday.
I know Reddit has banned this topic on its website. I mean, slowly but surely, those who help fan it are trying to dial it back out of the safety, out of concerns for the safety of those who have been endangered by
Really, this could happen to anyone. It's not just us. It's any single person.
I know you said to our producers, it's all so surreal until the gun comes in. Wow.
And then
James,
some
thank you
guy.
for being here.
So they went, they got it. They didn't get it off YouTube. They got the full clip. They cut the front off, knowing I was actually saying, I don't know about the Satanism before the term Pizzagate was out there. But I do know she's funded the radicals. I saw, they die, who do rape and kill and cut up kids. So she personally is.
You were making a very provocative statement, and you made a very provocative statement by saying something kind of crazy at first,
Yes,
and then backing it up. And so what they decided to do was just edit a chunk of that. And so they didn't really have to edit it and chop it up, but they did take it as bizarre as it seems. They take it out of context
and said that I was talking about Comet Ping Pong.
Right, well, you weren't.
I was talking about the spirit cooking Aleister Crowley stuff where the lady is written, it's real for her, and they take little kids to these parties, and they have vats of blood. That's one thing if you were an adult wanted to do that, issue some art project. This is real. And so I was talking about the menu where they're in the email saying, we're going to have plenty of blood, plenty of semen for you, and other delicious things on the menu. And he's like, what are the juicies on the menu? And they go, well, we're going to have cheese pizza, we're going to have the nut sauce, and we're going to have the pasta, and we're going to have, succulent hot dogs. We know you love succulent hot dogs.
What the fuck?
And they go, oh, God, I want to go back to that place in Hawaii that had the best hot dogs. It's like, yes, we've got hot dogs. And Obama wants $65,000 worth of hot dogs delivered to the party. Will the hot dogs be there? And then it's in Stratford and CIA emails that got leaked by WikiLeaks that now people cross-referenced where the CIA's like watching going, look at Obama in Chicago, another hot dog party.
Well, there's definitely
I don't care
something.
if Obama is at a party with 15 dudes. That's his issue. The point is, though, they can blackmail him with this. And the stuff with
Do you think
Obama,
that's
we
real?
never got pedophile codes with Obama. Yeah, no, it's men. I mean, he's had his
Are
lover
you trying to say that Barack Obama is a homosexual?
saying he's bisexual.
How dare you?
I really don't even care.
Have you ever seen him with a man? How do you know this is true?
Well, I've seen him with men walking down the street.
Maybe
plenty.
he just likes to bring dudes in to have conversations with them.
Maybe he just
orders.
orders.
It's probably hard to talk to people when you're the head of the free world.
Maybe he had a party with $65,000 worth of hot dogs.
Yeah, maybe he loves hot dogs. He's like, fuck it, fuck this diet. I'm not the president anymore.
Yeah,
I'm chilling now.
Now listen,
My
I want
traits be damned.
$65,000.
He's balling.
That's more than 65,000 hot dogs. What a gourmet hot dogs? What $1 a piece? $2.
Good question.
How many? Let's say it's super gourmet. $5 a piece for each hot dog.
President needs a hot dog helping hand. What does that mean?
What if it turns out he was like the 10-time hot dog eating champion? He's like one of those.
That's
dudes.
probably it.
What if that's it?
He probably okay. Let's say a hot
It
dog costs
seems like
$5.
he actually just really likes hot dogs here, Alex Jones. Like there's a whole article
Okay, well,
on
let's
his
say
love for hot dogs.
$65,000 worth of hot dogs, $5 a piece, $5 per hot dog.
Right, but listen, you got to get those delivered. Someone's got to make them, got to grind it up, put it in the casing, the whole deal. Maybe he gets like gourmet hot
Somebody's
dogs.
got to put those kids
He might
in the
have
hot
been
tub.
putting together some giant party. Some I'm out of this job party. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. But what I'm
Listen,
saying
hot
is,
dog is a code for male prostitutes.
okay, maybe it is. But what I'm saying is, anybody who's skeptical, anybody who's looking at this and going, "You guys are so fucking crazy. This is so you're making such gigantic leaps of faith." No leaps. Just look at what the weird code in those emails. There was definitely some code.
And let me tell you what happened to me,
emails.
Joe. After this one, in fact, my crew actually got mad. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's tell everybody the truth here. We're about 5 days into this, and the news hadn't even picked it up, and all my crew is doing is all day reading thousands of emails. I mean, there's thousands that are just related to food and hot dog and kids and hot tubs and kid deliveries and oh, the spirit cooking and oh, Aleister Crowley and oh, there'll be semen and blood. I told my crew, I said, it's probably true. No one's going to believe us. Stop obsessing on it and stop reading these emails because I want to focus on the election and everything else that's happening. So then sites start accusing me of covering up the Podesta stuff before it's called Pizzagate, and then I get blamed for being behind Pizzagate, and I'm not even bitching. I'm explaining what it's like to really be trying to get at the truth, and then people take the fact that it's complex. She'd be better at this than me, Joe, because you know how to put stuff out clear and parse it. I just know all this crap.
Well, you get crazy, you start ranting.
People won't listen to me because I got too much data. And you imagine what this is like? I mean, it's just, I'm sick of it. I don't know everything that's going on, but I know this. I have good CIA people and FBI and Secret Service, okay, telling me, yes, Alex, it's worse than you know. Keep getting them. It's going to come out, and it's starting to come out and saying, watch, when we start arresting the pedophile networks, we're going to roll up the Democrats and the Republicans that are involved. And that's why Trump said in his speeches at the inaugural, this is not about parties. We're taking these people on. We're bringing God back in. Even somebody that wasn't very religious like Trump has gotten religion learning about this. Because let me tell you something, Trump's not a devil worshiper, and he loves God, and he's been briefed on all this, and he's going to roll their ass up. So the pedophiles better get ready.
I want you to clear something up right now. Look at that camera and tell everybody you're not Bill Hicks. Tell
That's so
them.
stupid. Tell them you're not.
I'm not either. Tell them.
Well,
These
one,
fucking people think there's a goddamn conspiracy,
well,
and
here's
Bill
what
Hicks
happens.
pretended to die.
Here's what happens. They think it's a flat Earth too. I take real stuff. And notice Joe's done his research, not kissing his ass, so he knows all these little points I'm making better than I even did. I'm like remembering stuff when he brings it up because I try to suppress half this crap. I can't handle it anymore, man. I'm 43, and I'm sitting here looking at all this, and these people come up to me on the street and they go, "Hey Joe, it's happened like 5 times," and then I try, like, oh, I knew you were, I mean, not Joe.
Alex Jones. Alex.
Whatever
your fucking name is. Alex Jones.
All right, the programming's
So they
wearing
yell
out.
at.
No,
the
they don't say
comedian.
Joe.
You're
They
a
say Bill.
Manchurian candidate.
They say Bill.
Bill Hicks.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Oh, they say Bill.
Here's it. I'll be on the street, or I'll be at a restaurant, and they come over and they say, hey, Bill. Maybe I'm really Joe Rogan. That's the conspiracy. And I turn around, they go, oh, I know it's you. All because I did a few pieces in one little video with a guy that lived in Austin that you knew. It's how I met you. With,
But you don't
Kevin
look
Booth.
like Bill Hicks. That's what's ridiculous about it. Like, what did you get? Like massive plastic surgery, changed the way your voice sounds. Like your voice is so different than
But
his.
that's
and it
what I'm
always has
saying
been.
is that no one ever wants to look at real conspiracies because they're complex and hard to understand. They want to just go with the Earth is flat. There's aliens living underneath the Capitol.
Dinosaurs aren't real.
Listen. The point is, I'm not going to bash Eddie. Eddie, it's good to have a free, open mind, but he doesn't promulgate stuff. He's only researching what's been said. So I want to just get this out of the way. I am Bill Hicks. I'm actually.
You are.
How old would Bill Hicks be? Like 60?
I think he died at 32 in 1994. So do the math.
I know one thing. It's hot in here.
Is it really? Oh, I'm not hot. Eddie, you hot?
Nope.
I always keep my studio really cold.
Oh, do you? Well, you get crazy. You're a goddamn
melting.
human inferno.
I'm melting.
You know,
Alex.
there's a lot of people that don't know. Like how you got started. But one of the things I thought was really bizarre in that thing was that lady was calling you a right-wing host, a far right-wing host.
No.
You've never been a right-wing guy, and it's a big misconception. Like you were always totally anti-Bush. You got arrested speaking
Twice, actually.
before Bush was even elected. Yeah. You were trying to stop him from being elected. Back when Clinton was in office.
And then when he stole the election from Gore, who I didn't even really like, I still came out and exposed it, and it's now been certified in Congress, and they've documented it. I just go with what the facts are.
Right, you've never, and one of the things that really opened my eyes, this is a really important video that you did, 9/11 Road to Tyranny, where you talked about the World Trade Organization protests and how they had sent in these people in government uniforms with government issue boots and these anarchists that were dressed in black, and it's that this is an actual tactic that they'll use to break up peaceful protests. Well, they'll send in soldiers or policemen or whoever the hell they're hiring, no one knows, and they send these people and they smash everything up. They start it, turn into a violent protest. They light things on fire, and then they all hold up in a building and they negotiated their release, and none of them were ever arrested. And when you showed this clip by clip from these various news organizations, and you focused on the kind of clothing they're wearing and the difference in their behavior versus the behavior of all the peaceful protests, and then showed the result of it, which had these people that were walking to work with a WTO sticker that had a line through it, and police stopped them and said, you can't have that sticker on that book bag. You
it was an admitted beta test for martial law. And again, I'm not anti-cops themselves. The media always spins it. You expose pedophilia, they blame some innocent pizza place. You expose the government trying to make cops do bad things, now you hate average
cops. It might
cops.
not have even been cops. I mean, who knows who was doing that?
They admitted
who
it was Delta Force.
That makes sense.
Delta Force, and I'm not blasting Delta Force. They were given the order by Clinton to go out and to recruit, and they recruited just about 400 leftist foundation-funded groups, funded by big private foundations. They trained them for about a month before in Oregon. They flew them there, put them in a government housing facility. This was on the news later. I just covered local news stories.
But they did retreat to a building and negotiated their surrender. And they were released, right?
Yes.
But this is after all this property damage,
they
all this
were the
craziness.
ones, though, they went out to start the attack, so they had it on video, so they could then attack the 100,000 peaceful protesters.
So this was something that, I mean, we like to think, just like you don't like to think that pedophiles are real, you don't like to think that anyone in the government would ever organize some kind of an attack or some sort of a fake event where a bunch of people that you hire to start smashing things to make a peaceful protest look bad. We don't want to think that that's possible, but it is possible.
It goes on, but
it turns out that this is actually a documented tactic.
Yes, it was the WTO. In fact, Esquire about 2 years ago was doing a profile on me, and the guy, his dad had been a former CIA section chief and had been involved in a bunch of stuff himself. And I told him, I said, yeah, Delta Force ran those riots. And he goes, you're a liar. And I said, no, I'm not. He went and Googled it and couldn't believe he got the Seattle Post-Intelligencer and stuff, and then even went and talked to journalists that knew because he'd been there covering it as a journalist, and he didn't even know. So he says in the Esquire article, okay, Alex Jones got me there because even though I'd grown up in the CIA and stuff, I didn't know that was happening. But let's be clear. It's criminal elements using compartmentalization that do this. They always claim I hate the government and I want to have a war and all this other stuff. No. I have to give credit to the good elements of the CIA and the good elements of the NSA. I mean, I'm good friends.
That's a very important point. It's a very important point. I've had this point with a friend of mine when we were talking about, I've had Mike Baker on the podcast before. And through the few conversations that I've had with Mike Baker, who's formerly of the CIA, you start getting an understanding of how it works. Like these drug dealings that always, wind up like jets crashing with all the coke on board. They're cowboys. You got like a few dudes.
Guys running side shows. Yeah.
A few dudes who realize they can make a fuckload of money if they sell, and there might be a lot of people involved, but it's not the whole CIA. It's not like they have government memos on it.
Well,
it's not
what
like
they'll do is they'll have a covert option they're running. The president says do this. Like Ronald Reagan didn't know about the cocaine dealing. I've talked to folks that were involved to actually flew the planes. He says, I want communists knocked out. Congress doesn't give them the funding. They go, what you do in the government is you go, the president said do this. We're men of action. We're going to do it. So then there's cocaine already being sold. The Contras are using it to get all their funding. Well, screw that. We'll just jack it, bring it in using private contractors.
Right.
And then if they're ever
but that
shoot
wasn't
their
the
mouth
first
off,
time they did it.
Like
that
Barry,
wasn't
sure,
the first time they did it.
Vietnam too.
But yeah, it was a common tactic. They knew that there was money that was being made from selling illegal drugs. Why would they let that money be made all around them? They're not going to.
Well, that's the argument, is you don't want to let the communists do all the cocaine and heroin dealing, or because then they have more money than you.
Well, what the fuck is going on in Afghanistan? It's just as crazy.
And to our government's
tell
credit,
people how much heroin production went up since our occupation.
Sure, anybody can pull this up. Again, that's what's frustrating is a lot of the fake liberals, because I see myself as a real liberal, but a lot of the fake liberals just go, oh, that's a lie, this is a lie. No, you can search engine opium production in Afghanistan pre-2001, and then look at the latest years it's come out, like 2014, 15. It went from 3% of world supply to 7% to 30%, and after 10 years of occupation, it went to 93%
look at it up
of
there.
global supply.
So look at the hectares.
Now, see, I just went from memory. Was I right?
Well, it's pretty substantial increase between 2001, which is at an all-time low on this chart from 94 to 2016. So 2001 is an all-time low, and then the next year it fucking skyrockets.
Yeah, but Google it, so you see it from like
up.
BBC and AP. Just type in Afghanistan 90+% world opium production.
It's very, very high.
It's gone to 93%. Now listen,
and is it used also for like opiate pills, or is it just for?
It's used for everything.
So it's not like OxyContins and things along those lines.
It goes beyond
as well?
that. They ordered the troops to the Taliban that works with them is allowed to grow it, and then they're allowed to sell it to whoever wants to buy it.
Well, not just that. There's been documented, confirmed instances of troops that are being forced to guard poppy fields.
Sure. Well, let me break it down for you.
Right.
When this started coming
that's
out,
on Fox News with Geraldo Rivera.
Sure, absolutely.
Remember that?
Sure. Well, that came out a year after I broke it. And again, let me tell you how they work. It comes out that the troops are being ordered.
You're right. There it goes. 90% of the world's supply of opium, according to the United Nations.
And it hit 93 last year. This is how many years old is this? This is like 3 years old? Yeah, it's 2 years old. See, it's gone to 93 right now.
Jesus Christ.
So, but see, I didn't lie. I said 93, and it's 93.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what's so frustrating is you know all this, and then
people still call you crazy.
Now, Alex, explain the fake news psyop. Why do a lot of people out there think InfoWars is total fake news? Why do they think that?
That is a major deep state government program funded by Soros mainly, and they found the most effective way is anti-Israel bashing. And so, and this came out in the WikiLeaks last year, the U.S. intelligence leaked, not the Russians, that he's in there saying, we're going to overthrow Israel, we've got to deal with Saudi Arabia, and we've got to up the ante with anti-Israel rhetoric. I'm somebody that was neutral in Israel, never been there, have nothing to do with it. Israel has liberals, conservatives, some good administration, some bad, but I'm not anti-Israel. It's a tiny little place. I know it does some things that are bad compared to what we've done. It's nothing. So I just don't have some giant hard-on for Israel, wanting to hurt them. And I'm not against the Palestinians or anybody else. Everybody knows that. So when they kill Israelis for no reason, I say it's wrong. When they white phosphorus bomb Palestinians, I say it's wrong. So I'm sitting there covering all that, and then they just put out that I'm this Israeli agent, all day long, or I'm the CIA agent.
Let's not get into these crazy rants about crazy accusations that people have against you.
Explain the fake news. Why do they think InfoWars is fake news? They don't know you. A lot of people out there, smart people, really intelligent. They think the real news is CNN.
Okay, well, let me explain. You've got attacks from below and above. You've got major funding by Soros and others, who's a real live Nazi collaborator, like true Dr. Evil. The latest James Bond was based on his real company. It's even named after his company. Like the bad guy in the movie is actually Soros. Yeah, he tried to crash the pound, bring down England. He's really bad news. So MI6 hates him. But long story short about George Soros. He's funding this attack on me and any independent media. How do you attack independent media when the public's awake to deep state and government and stuff? You say Alex Jones is the government. And then they always ignore real facts I talk about, where I admit some of my family and stuff that's worked for the government, and they said the government was corrupt and out of control. That isn't even a real debate. But above that, what was your other question?
He had a question.
His question was
about fake news.
Why do they think InfoWars is fake news? Explain the science.
Well, Eddie, let me just explain. It's pretty easy. They're in direct competition with him. If it's Fox News, if it's CNN, if it's anybody that's distributing news, you're in direct competition with someone who has an independent news organization. They operate it themselves, and they do it online.
Joe just said it perfectly. That's it.
Alex is in a very unusual position because he's a magnet. People are drawn to him like a lightning rod. He says a lot of crazy shit. He goes on rants. He's very animated. He's fun to watch. And a lot of this shit he says is correct. And we're getting into this right now. Like this thing about the WTO, which was, like I said, was one of the first ones that really opened up my... That was a long time ago, too. That was like, you put that video out in 2002 or something? Like, when was that? 2003?
It was like 2001.
Yeah, it was right
99.
after 9/11.
Yeah.
Right after September 11th. And I
Sure,
remember...
I think I put it on the web right after that. Exactly. I put it out on like DVD or something before that. But you just hit it, Joe. So let me try to actually think and codify this then, because my problem is I don't script what I say, and then it's kind of all over the map, which is a good thing and also a bad thing. You just hit the nail on the head. You ask your question, why do they call me fake news? We just saw Megyn Kelly 2 weeks before the election say in a whole hour-long show special against fake news. We just played a few minutes of it. Alex Jones is the king of fake news. He just said Hillary is chopping up children inside a basement at a pizza place. Now, granted, I was saying it in satire about her in the Middle East, so it begged for them to take it out of context, but they clearly did that to deceive their viewers. She's branding herself. I'm real. You can trust me. Look at this poor victim. Alex Jones almost got him killed when none of it was true. When none of it was based in reality, and what I was getting was from the NYPD, okay, and the FBI, who are good people, at least those agents. So there's an example of them branding. Take CNN. They'll take something real life said, or they've taken videos where I'm acting stupid, with like 5X or 6X underwear that they're giving the illegals or whatever, and they'll show me with underwear on my head and say, look, this guy's crazy. And I get it. I cover serious topics so they can take it out of context. But when I'm being serious, which is 90% of the time, I tell people. But when Joe comes in and we've got,
Joey Diaz.
No, Joey Diaz talking about, kidnapping people, I start, laughing or whatever.
Yeah, we had fun. Look, you're a normal person, and that's what people find hard to believe. When I tell people I'm friends with Alex Jones, they go, get the fuck out of here. I go, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. We have a good time together.
Well, you're very nice, Joe. You're a great guy. I just wish we weren't all so busy and hang out more like in the old days.
I know. Well, we can do it. I'm going to come back to Austin. I'm trying to get to Austin probably this spring. Trying to figure out when and where I'm going to get. But I love Austin. Where you live is a fucking beautiful place.
Well, I know these topics can be, quite frankly, exhausting. They are for me.
They are.
But I'd like to, today, really get into the big picture and what I believe is really going on, because I figured out the basis of what's happening. And I'm going to let you, if you want to hear some far out stuff today,
okay.
I think because what you've experienced, I'll go through it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let me take a piss then.
Go ahead.
Here's the deal. Joe's always so slick and calm. So are you, Eddie. Me, I get in here and I just kind of flail around.
We're going to bring you down. We're going to bring you down to earth. Every now and then you're going to launch into orbit. We're going to grab you by your heels, bring you back. We're going to be fine. We'll get through this. Go take a piss and then tell us some crazy shit.
Where's the bathroom, man?
Right through that door to the right. Powerful Alex Jones. So far, Eddie Bravo, everything you wanted and more?
Oh, absolutely. I'm just sitting here letting them letting the people, letting your fans know that have never listened to him. I listen to Alex Jones every goddamn day.
And you should take a day off every now and then. Otherwise, you'd be like, fuck. Doom and gloom. But he's a good guy, He's always been a good guy.
People that don't listen to him, they believe what the mainstream media has said about him.
But it's also, he makes it easy for them by saying crazy shit like Hillary Clinton chops up babies and all that stuff. And I know he's doing it for dramatic effect. And it's one of the reasons why his show is so popular, because he does a lot of things like that. It makes it easy for people to dismiss him. And then you get into this thing where, okay, before you dismiss him, let's look at what he said. What has he said that's true? And then look at what he said. Everything he said today so far, we've been able to corroborate all of it.
So far, everything that he said, it's just like his radio show.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any teleprompters. This dude can talk for hours straight. Forever.
Well, that's a thing, though, when you wind up doing a lot of podcasts, especially doing these radio shows like Alex does by himself, where he just rants and rants and rants for long periods of time. They develop like a certain muscle. Like there's a lot of guys who do their own like Bill Burr is a perfect example, does his own podcast by himself all the time. And he's got this ability to go just rant from one subject to the next subject and keep going. And when you have him on a podcast, you just kind of got to get out of his way.
Yeah.
So with Alex, you just kind of got to feed him some subjects, get out of his way. But every now and then he does so many subjects in a row, I got to bring him back. I got to go, okay, let's get to this one. How did she steal the states? You just can't gloss over that. Let's get to this. Okay, let's get to this
He broke
one.
it down pretty good.
He did a great job. Yeah. And this is, I think this is going to help people have, just seeing Alex like this is going to help people have a a chance to look at this whole picture of just forget about where your loyalties lie, whether you enjoy CNN or Fox News or whatever it is. Just sit outside of it right now and look at what it really is. Because what it really is why does anyone want to give you the news? Are they giving you the news because they love you? Or are they giving you the news because it's a program and they're trying to make money? And do they have access to certain people because they're willing to play certain games? Most likely. When you're looking at something that's on a major league television show, whether it's Fox News or NBC or CBS or whatever the fuck it is, you've had to go through some serious channels to get there. If you're a guy with a suit and a tie, good evening, America, and you're doing that guy on any of those major networks, you've had to go through some fucking serious hoops and ladders and checks and balances. You got to represent something in order to be the person who reads the news. But what is that news for? Is it a fucking show or is it really the news? Are they really trying to help you? What are they trying to do? You know, why are they doing the news? Are they doing it because they love you and care for you and they want you to be informed? Or are they doing it because they're clearly biased and they've got an agenda? Well, if you watch Fox News and then CNN, just go back and forth whenever there's something going on. Like I did it after the election. I was like, Fox News, CNN, Fox News, CNN. Who the fuck is telling the truth? Someone's got to be lying. One of you fucks is lying. One of you fucks is lying because there's one story over here and there's a totally different story over here. So all you need to know, just looking at that, just forget about what you are, whether you're a progressive liberal, whether you're a conservative Republican, just look at that and understand that you're getting all of your information from these sources that have a vested interest in relaying their particular version of the truth. That's not good for anybody.
It represents their party. Their party. Like Fox is totally Republican no matter what.
Well, I'll get you one.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. Come on. Get one for Eddie Bravo, too. Let's get crazy. Bring out the hatchets.
I hope that people that listen to your show, the people that have never given...
so long. I was a little nervous. I want to get going for a while.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Bring out the whiskey.
All I want, like for me, I don't want to be this conspiracy guy making money and doing shows. I walked away from my podcast. I was talking about conspiracy. I really don't want to be that conspiracy guy, but something inside me wants to wake people up. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help. I'm not making money off any conspiracy theories or anything. I tell myself every time I walk in here, don't say shit about conspiracy.
This whiskey's going to bring it out of him, bro.
But you know what I'm saying?
Black alcohol.
Hey, Q in there's a big fan of you.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Good.
He said he wants to roll with you later.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
you
shit.
had back surgery, so.
No, you said so. He said so you can kick his ass.
No, Eddie just had a disc replaced.
Oh, really?
Is
Well,
he
fuck
CIA?
that. It's finally time.
Hey,
actually, Q, I think might be with the CIA.
Yeah, every now and then, don't you want to be like on that side and just have full access to
They don't
the
have.
CIA?
Don't hold that whiskey
compartmentalized.
hostage. Don't hold that whiskey hostage.
It's
Is
all
this the
compartmentalized.
joke, Alex Jones?
All right, listen, let me give you guys the big frickin' data dump.
Okay,
You
hold
want
on.
it?
Pour the
Okay,
whiskey
let's-
first.
let's-
I'm willing to give it to you,
Hold on.
okay? I'm not bullshitting. I got the thing figured out.
Pour one for Eddie.
I got it figured out, guys.
Oh, shit.
Pour a little more
Let's
for me.
do it.
All right, gentlemen, cheers.
I'm going to keep my
Here's
mouth
the Joe
shut.
Rogan experience.
Cheers to you, Alex Jones.
Here's to you, buddy. Good stuff.
People were so on one side or the other when it comes to this. There's so much anticipation regarding this
So much
podcast.
bullying about don't have Alex Jones on, I bet.
Well, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of, but you're going to call him on his racist shit. Someone said that to me.
That you're
I'm like,
racist.
Alex Jones is one of the least racist people you'll ever fucking meet in your life. I've never even heard you say a racial thing. Race is so inconsequential to you.
I'm into what people think and what they stand for.
You've never discussed race, ever. In the almost, what have I known you, 16 fucking 17 years? I've never heard you discuss race at all. So someone calling you a racist, like, what? You're just making things up.
All they do while Trump's waving a rainbow flag is say he's a homophobe.
There was a guy walking next to me in New York. I was there after the election. I was there for the UFC. It was right after the election. And me and my friend Cam Haynes were walking back from the gym. We went over to the gym. We're walking back. We walked right into the fucking protest. And there was this guy that was standing next to me screaming, Donald Trump, KKK, racist, sexist, anti-gay. Donald Trump, KKK, racist, sexist, anti-gay. He just kept screaming it out as if Donald Trump's in the KKK. As if Donald Trump, are you sure he's racist? Are you sure?
Well, there's any discrimination.
You sure
it's that
he's
he
anti-gay?
mainly hires gay guys that run his casinos and hotels and is friends with them and like gave interviews with The Advocate 20 years ago. It's all just complete made up horse crap.
Yeah,
He's
right.
waving a
Fake news.
rainbow flag. At the RNC speech, he says Republicans have to stop being mean to gay people and have to be inclusive. And he's about to enforce civil rights laws for gays and others. And they're calling him a literal homophobe. And listen, all I'm
this is
saying
my
is it's
problem
the
with it.
upside down BS, man.
It's fake news.
but this is my problem with it. My problem with it is that people want to use a real. You're a bigot. You're a this. You're a that. They want to come up with like a nice, quick label
that officially makes them in charge.
You in.
That makes you bad.
It boxes you in and defines you, and then you have to defend yourself. Look, you said it best at the beginning of this. Donald Trump's not perfect. He's a man, and he's also a super ambitious, super wealthy man that's constantly on the go. And those kind of dudes are type A, hyper-aggressive personalities. And he's definitely said some shit he shouldn't have said, right? I mean, don't you agree? Like,
sure, we all do.
Yeah, and the big one is one that he said in confidence with that Billy Bush guy, the grab him by the pussy thing. That's the big one.
And who has it in confidence, especially if you're famous, said, man, it's crazy. Women throw themselves on you. You can do anything you want.
Yeah,
that's not sexual assault. Yeah. A woman's climbing up on top of you. You can do whatever you want. That's what mammals do. She's showing she wants it. She gets it.
Imagine
and they
if
turn
a
it into a
woman said
sexual
that.
assault. It's pure horse crap.
Imagine if a woman said, yeah, I could just see it in their eyes. I could just go up there and grab them in the balls.
We would laugh.
We would laugh our fucking
if
asses off.
If Rihanna just talked about how she can fuck any guy she wants, just walks up to him, grabs him by the dick, we would be like, bitch is crazy.
Totally.
We would think it's amazing.
Now, he's talking about groupies. He wasn't talking about that he hides behind bushes and waits for joggers and reaches out and grabs them.
It's also out of context.
It's out of context. He's having a guy conversation, like he described it as locker room talk.
And there's an asshole outside with the recorder going, oh, I got this.
And this is not defending it. I mean, it's definitely not something he should have said, probably, right?
Sure, exactly.
We could all agree to that. But what is he really doing? He's really what we call talking shit. Like, Eddie and I have talked shit so much to each other, laughing, saying things we totally don't believe, we totally don't mean, but we're trying to make each other laugh.
You're being silly.
Yeah.
Eddie and I are silly all the time. If you had a transcript of all the conversations that you and I have had over the fucking 17 years we've been friends, oh, shit, we'd be in trouble.
Can't put it on air.
We'd be in fucking real trouble.
You guys are really being funny.
Out of context.
Before I went on Facebook mentions and did that live video, you guys were being so funny watching the stupid TV show.
Oh, my God, that show was awesome.
And then as soon as I turned the camera on, you wouldn't say all that stuff. And none of it was bad, but it was like off the cuff. You weren't censoring.
Well, I forgot what I said too. There's a lot of marijuana involved in this conversation.
Man, go off.
It's been forever since I wore headphones.
I know.
Jesus, I'm putting these off.
You don't like them? You don't have to wear them. It's so loud. You don't have to worry about it.
Ah!
Alex Jones is here.
No, seriously. I just want to do a good job and actually reach out to your 110 million.
Who knows how many?
You got 90 million downloads a month, 20 million on YouTube, all the derivatives and everything else you're doing. And I hear you sometimes on XM. You still doing that?
No, I'm not on the XM anymore.
Well, whatever. The point is that you're one of the biggest shows in the world. Let me give you a little newsflash. Not for you, though. Okay? You need to know this
I don't need to know
as a signal to the mainstream media of how pathetic they are. CNN's top show has maybe 1 million viewers. Their average show about 100,000. Fox's top show, maybe 4 million a night on a bigger night. Okay, great. Good for them. I'm not in competition with them. The point is they're a freaking joke. I conservatively, every day on terrestrial radio, have 4 million listeners on my 200-plus stations. That's rated, proven. I mean, that's big right there. And then millions and millions of downloads every day, tens of millions of people watching the videos. You add it all together, 40-something million a week. We go back to this. What's happening? It isn't about Joe Rogan or Alex Jones or Eddie Bravo or any of that. It's about the people are hungry for being able to have a wider selection of things.
Well, you and I are in totally different categories because all I'm trying to do is give them interesting content. You're actually trying to run a news show and expose things.
Oh, but you've got really smart commentary. I watch clips all the time.
I have people on all the time, but it's just talking.
You try to open minds all the time, and he's opening minds a different way.
I'm honestly not trying to open minds. I'm being curious and I'm asking questions and I'm trying to learn as much myself. And then once I do learn about things, I would like to have that person come on to teach other people about it because I think it's interesting.
Well, here's the big enchilada for folks. If you want, I can lay this out.
Enchilada.
And I'd like to make a documentary down the road and actually break this down. But there is a whole breakaway civilization. And listen, I don't get into UFOs. Get ready. I don't ever talk about this.
For real? Breakaway civilization?
Are you ready?
Hold on.
Joe, how many things did I tell you over the years?
Too many that came true.
There was a couple that you got wrong. You can't get them all right. Like the Y2K people, they
take
you
that
all
out
the
of
time.
Context. My listeners.
Explain that. Explain the Y2K. But it's okay. A conspiracy theory is just not trusting criminals. Every now and then you can't pin that murder to the criminal, but he's still a criminal, even though you're wrong.
Well, one of the things I'm actually embarrassed about is the Y2K.
Oh, it's
Well,
okay.
hey, well, listen, you're not a computer expert. Neither am I. I didn't go anywhere that night. I stayed fucking home, and I was waiting for that goddamn power to go out.
Sure,
Yeah,
I'll
I
get
didn't
folks
know
the big
either.
news in a minute, but since Eddie Bravo...
2012, I didn't know. I thought, damn, the Mayans knew.
Dude, we thought it was over.
See, I didn't think that.
Eddie Bravo and I were convinced.
Well,
You
once-
got 2012 license
Yeah,
plate,
I
man.
had a December 2012 license plate. I did.
Oh, is this tobacco?
Yes, it's strong tobacco from Mexico.
I guess I am in California. This is for
Yes,
medical reasons?
100% medical reasons and legal. Yeah, man, there's a lot of things that people think are going to happen that turn out to not happen. There's always a goddamn asteroid that's going to kill us all that doesn't actually
I didn't
hit.
inhale just now.
Good for you. It's important to not inhale.
Tell us the news, Alex.
So what is going on? Aliens are coming?
Well, let me answer.
Nibiru?
Before I do this, let me answer his question because he had a Reagan question too.
Yeah.
Well, let me answer Y2K because I want to be honest about this.
Okay.
This is one of the few things that I have really gotten wrong, and I didn't go with my gut, and so I was proven wrong, and I did it for the wrong reason. So now I'm going to actually confess here on air. I was on one radio station. I've been on Access TV for a few years. I was on one radio station. I already started a show out of my house that was on like 15 radio stations, so I had that at least. But I was on one big radio station, had the top show at night on a station with Howard Stern. It was killer. It was all over the newspaper, had huge ratings. And I was bringing in like, 20, 30 grand a month, which was just a huge amount for me, building a whole operation out of that at home. And they come to the sales guys and they go, look, for a year, you've not been behind Y2K. And you're not letting us have all these big sponsors, and you're going to basically be fired if you don't let us endorse these sponsors and have them on air and say you believe in Y2K.
Hold on a second. So these sponsors were like doomsday stuff, like canned food and shit, and
bunkers and everything else. So
Jesus
I already
Christ.
believe in food
So they
and stuff
gotta
in
push
case there's a problem.
Y2K.
But
You
let
gotta
me
push
tell you what
that
happened. Let me tell you what happened.
Y2K means
But the station wants to make all this money.
500K.
Okay?
So the station made you push Y2K. Wow.
Well, but let me go further. This is one of the few times in my life that I don't want to say I didn't have integrity. I kind of let them convince me. But I think back to the point in the conference room, I just kind of went, okay, sure, I get it. And then I went, and then once I decided it was true, I really pushed it. So it's almost like I'd lied to myself because I'm being honest about this process.
Right.
So this is what happened. For like a year and a half, I'm saying it's BS, it's a government hoax, because they're like, the Navy says the chips are all bad and 54 cities will completely fall and it's all the death. And I said, they just want to upgrade with all this new spy hubs. They want a new global standardization for the U.S. It's the Telecommunications Act of 96. They want to force all the new chips, because I had NSA sources then that I was having on, okay? And I didn't realize how special it was that I had these sources. They're telling me it's all BS. And people are like, don't argue with the Navy. And Fox News had ads to get your food. And it was just everywhere. So I went, okay, stuff's going to be real.
So it was like a Black Friday for doomsday
It was like a Black
people.
Friday deal. So the last few months, and the moral was they ended up firing me anyways.
They did?
But the moral was I kind of convinced myself it was real. So by the end of it, and of course they edit like 12 hours beyond that day into like 5 minutes. It sounds totally insane.
Right.
But it's like nuclear reactor having a problem here, and it really was happening. And like, and there was a missile fired from Russia, which like was an ICBM and then got like shot down. That was ABC News. So I'm like, all right, this isn't really happening. Okay, we got prepared. It's always going to be prepared, but hopefully, the reactor's having a problem. Okay, some stuff. So there was some outages and some problems. But government and MSM had hyped it. Then they used it to demonize alternative media even then when it wasn't catastrophic. So my gut told me it was BS. It was BS. And so thank God I missed the whole 2012 thing. But still they said, Alex Jones says the world's ending Nibiru 2012, where if you really search what I say, it's all a load of crap. But I didn't criticize you when I saw you doing it. I said,
I was balls deep in
I
Nibiru.
said, I hope he's wrong.
yeah.
But here's the thing.
Well, I've always
it
loved
wasn't
that
just the
song.
radio
Nibiru.
station. It wasn't the radio station. It was the listeners. They were pissed at me that I wouldn't go into this thing.
Well, it's fun for them. See, when you start talking about the end of the world or doomsday coming, people like that shit because it gives them something to think about.
Because
there's a lot of people,
I'm talking
Alex
about a real
Jones.
future. I believe in humanity.
I know.
I'm not doomsday.
Listen, it was a long time ago. It was 17 years ago, right?
You're wrong.
Y2K?
Yeah.
17 fucking years ago.
But at least
And-
2012 didn't get you, so
Right.
you redeemed yourself.
Yeah, you came
'Cause it
back
got
strong.
me. I
It's
wrote
okay, I
songs
get
about
it.
Look,
2012.
17. Think about 17 years ago. That's a long time ago. I mean, and you getting fired from that job. Every great radio guy's gotten fired.
Yeah.
Howard Stern got fired. You got fired. Like Bubba the Love Sponge
And it was
been
just
fired.
like Howard
Everybody's
Stern.
been fired.
I had top ratings, and they were all pissed and weird about it. The weird thing is they didn't mess with the losers. They were all flipping out because I was getting the big paychecks.
Well, it makes sense. It
Just
all
like
makes
Howard.
sense.
It was the same
yeah.
thing.
And the Y2K thing totally makes sense. That they would want you to really push that and sell it hard because who the fuck knows? You know, we don't know. You get scared. You're like, what if they're hiding this from
Alex, the Navy says it's going to happen. Washington Post. Now, your listeners are real, and it was the one time I went, oh, okay, maybe I'll go do it.
I had people on that were telling me there was something that was going to happen on 2012. They were sure of it.
Yeah, the Mayans.
So they bullied you into
I had
it.
people. No, it's not a bully thing.
Well, you
It was
just hear everybody
fun.
doing it. You start like stampeding like lemmings.
I'm
There's
telling
a lot
you,
of
there's a
double
psychological
crossing going on, just massive double crossing. Because I really used to be into UFOs, but the more you look into UFOs, it looks like, and it's another conspiracy
Well, actually,
theory.
I
on
have
its
NASA
own. It looks
sources.
like the government
Listen,
used
I had a guy that
UFOs
was going
as
to
a
give me the
distraction.
full NASA deal, and when he came to the meeting, he couldn't do it. I knew this guy well, and then the next time he was going to meet with me, his heart blew up.
It blew up.
Yeah,
like a bomb in his heart.
Like they said, his heart like completely ruptured.
Well,
the point is, his name was Raymond Teague, and if you look at Mission Control, he was the main guy on Mission Control that controlled the cameras and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been to his house. He had national security letters from the president. He'd run like secret operations in Cambodia and Laos. He was an Air Force engineer. And he knew the whole deal. And he would say,
He knew what whole deal?
He would say,
What
I
was
need
the
to
deal?
meet with you and tell you everything. And he would come and start gulping. And he couldn't get it out.
Couldn't get what out?
He said he was so threatened or whatever, he couldn't tell me.
About
NASA.
He probably left and he was
NASA?
laughing. He was in the car.
No. Raymond wasn't.
He thinks I was having a
No,
heart
he did
attack.
tell me a lot of it.
This
He
crazy
said,
motherfucker.
He said, Alex, your sources are right. There were advanced technologies. We were worried the astronauts might die. They had 2 teams in orbit, one with the real ships. This is not a joke, Joe.
Wait a minute.
They had
The
one
real
with the
ships, they had
advanced ships.
UFOs in orbit, and they were communicating
You
with them?
think Kennedy and the government and everybody and Nixon are going to have this giant thing about America's #1 and not have a backup plan if the astronauts die?
Put those headphones back on. You lost your fucking mind. This weed has got you
Hey, you
into
know
a
what?
corner. Hold on. Let him finish there. So
Okay.
tell me what you're trying to say. Are you trying to say that the United States government...
Raymond Teague was going to give me the secret of NASA.
Okay.
And then he couldn't ever get it out. He
But
would
you
get
don't know
part
what
of
it
it
is,
out.
though. You don't know what it is. He
No,
never gave
they
it
had
to
a
you.
second program.
They had a second program.
But how do you
meaning
know? He died.
And he told me.
But before the heart attack?
In the middle of the heart attack.
I have a second program. No.
I met with him at the old SAC command base.
What did he actually tell you? Word for word. Or not what
He told me, he said from your analysis, your sources, you're dead on. I was in control of the video and radio communications. He was you go to TVs, it's him on TV. I mean, he's running.
That's very important, the guy controlling the camera.
No, he was on Mission Control 1.
It's pretty huge.
They had 2 backups behind that.
Are you kidding? Of course. The moon landings, are you kidding? Come on.
Well, you raised it. You wanted to know.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
No, but
that's
here's the
why I
deal.
don't trust the government. That's why I don't trust anything
Because
from
they
NASA.
ran a fake op. They didn't want to spend money. They ran a fake op with just re-entry devices and basic stuff in space and did shoot some of it. But then they had a real mission that put the reflectors and everything on the moon. We went to the moon, bro.
There's no proof of that real.
So you believe...
I don't know about that.
Well, you know that the Russian government with
Do you know how many
Hood-
people died in the secret space program?
Alex, you know that
A lot.
the Russian government put those laser reflectors on the moon as well with unmanned probes.
Yes.
You know that, right?
And there's dead
So, like,
Chinese. The Chinese have been to the moon a bunch.
So that's
Yeah.
not like the
They just
best.
can't make it.
Nobody
there's weird evidence.
Nobody went. The damn thing's not even that far away. Look
Are
at all
you
this-
kidding? Are you kidding?
So Alex, you think they definitely went to the moon? That just the footage is fake? Is that what you think?
Yeah, you can't bring film back to the Van Allen radiation belt to get spots all over it.
Right, but if we don't have film, what would lead us to believe that they definitely did it?
Because they had RCA cameras.
Well,
How
there
come
was
they trashed all the
there's
telemetry
some amazing
data?
footage, right? There's amazing footage
Because
of them
they
circling
put
the
a
moon.
fake launch in space in case the real mission died.
So who's in the fake
And they're not
launch?
going to show you the real
Who's
crap
in the
they got.
real? What happened? Is there
The
any
U.S.
evidence of the
military
real? Is there any
50
real
years
footage?
in advance.
Okay.
Okay, but
Okay.
let him answer this, Eddie. So,
it's half
we got to figure this out. So what you're saying is the one that we saw on TV with Neil Armstrong, one small step for man, that's all horseshit. But the real one actually took place. They just couldn't get the film back.
But Armstrong had been on real missions.
So yes, he definitely been on real missions. But
I don't know. He wouldn't tell me all of it. He died before we met.
the other dude.
I was
not
meeting
Armstrong.
him the next day, and his wife called. My dad was friends with him and
Neil
said
Armstrong?
Raymond's dead.
No, the other guy. What's his name again?
Okay, Buzz Aldrin. I do know Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin said, I want to come on your show. And I'm not going to get into all the heat. I know he lives here in L.A., and one time I ran into him, but let's leave it at that. And he said, I want to come on your show. And I said, all right, well, come on. And it's the only interview he said it, and he goes, I'm going to tell you, Alex, and your audience alone. He said, there is an obelisk, just like 2001. It's on the moon of Mars, the sole moon, and it's sending a transmission, and it's all real, and it's all Egypt, and there's aliens and everything else. And it's the only time he ever said it.
What?
Who said that?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Is there a clip of that?
Yeah,
Buzz
pull it
Aldrin.
up. Pull up Buzz Aldrin.
Pull that
There's a
up
clip of that?
immediately.
Dude, it was on like ABC
Immediately.
Nightly News the next day.
So
Let
Buzz
me see that
Do you
shit.
think he was
That was
fucking with you?
ridiculous.
Do you think he's fucking with you?
No, he was real.
Seems a feisty fella.
I can't tell you
he's
the whole
lying.
story.
I think he's full of shit.
Why do you think he's full of shit? What if it's true? Can you imagine if there is an obelisk on Mars?
I think
And
that's
it
just
really
to
is
get
communicating with
There's an
us?
obelisk on the moon of Mars.
The moon of Mars. Phobos? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
he said we got to land there.
Dude, have you seen his Instagram, Buzz
No.
Aldrin?
No, is it good? A lot of bitches?
It's amazing.
A lot of boats?
You gotta follow him.
Boaches and bitches
Dude,
and boats?
He's just like,
Don't you love
he's
on
just
that?
like, he's just
Okay, hold on a
loving it.
second. Let's give
Buzz Aldrin's loving Instagram.
let's give some
people with their habitation. We can keep track. If there's something very important to be developed from the moon, I'm not sure what it is right now.
Of course you
And
don't.
I sure think we
Bullshit.
should identify
Hit pause.
what
That's
it
it.
is. For
Eddie, you want the truth? I'll give you the truth.
No. I want to hear what he says.
You wanna hear about Buzz
Alex,
Aldrin?
I want to hear, but I want to
Yes.
hear what he says first. Let's hear what he says. Yes.
Go ahead.
Hold it. Go ahead, Jamie.
America to make such gross expenditures again for human habitation on the moon. We can help. We can join with. Together, we can explore the moon and develop the moon.
And steal tax
We should
money. We
go
could do it
boldly
together.
Oh,
where
bullshit.
man has not gone before.
Is this where he talks about the
Fly by the
obelisk?
comet,
No, it's on my
visit
show. This is
asteroids,
C-SPAN.
visit the
Yeah,
moon
we need to
of
go
Mars.
to.
There's
oh,
a monolith there, a very unusual structure on
Zach's
this
on me.
little potato-shaped object.
We need $4 billion
that goes
to
around
go
Mars
get it.
Once
Listen.
in 7 hours. When people
Here's
find
the
out
point.
about that, they're going to say, "Who put that there? Who put that there?" Well, the universe put it there. If you choose,
Come
God
on,
put
man.
it there.
That's like a.
And maybe
Come on. That guy wants $4 billion.
I didn't even know he'd gone on another show. That's before. That's
Oh
after me.
my god.
So that's the monolith, that thing that you're looking at? Wow, that's weird.
I don't believe that shit for a second.
Okay, let me tell you about Buzz Aldrin. He's here in Los Angeles, and I can't tell you anything else.
Okay.
Look at this monolith
And
on Phobos.
Oh,
How
that's-
weird.
Yeah, that's.
It's like a weird structure.
Who knows? That's a real picture. That's all bullshit.
Right.
yeah, it's all bullshit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Well,
at that. That proves it.
Jet
listen,
airplanes are all bullshit.
I don't know shit about Photoshop, and I can make that.
Okay, I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Can I tell you the big secret about my secret meeting with
Yes,
with Buzz?
please.
Okay, let me.
Okay, please.
Let me hear the shit he fed you. Let me hear.
Well, no, Eddie, don't slow. Let's go ahead and let him communicate.
He told me that Papa Smurf is real.
Alex
No,
Jones,
let
high
me
as
tell you
fuck.
what he told me. He told me, he said, India is sending a probe to the moon, and they'll announce that when they crash the probe, they found the undersea frozen ice that covers the moon. The moon has dust on it. It's a big water ball. It's going to be the water we need to get off the planet when we make our big jump. So the whole point is, notice everything's laid out on the planet, just perfect for humanity. We make the steps right. But it's like a video game.
Buzz
Alex,
Aldrin, high as
Alex.
fuck.
And
Alex,
listen,
he's
Buzz,
fucking with
Buzz
you.
Aldrin. No, you're not listening.
He's fucking with
Then
you.
India crashed the probe, found exactly what they were saying. And I'm walking through an airport a
You
year
don't know
later and
shit.
look over, and it says India discovers water on the moon, and it's all water.
Well, they've definitely discovered water on the moon, right? That's pretty
That's what
much
they said.
confirmed.
But
Yeah.
Buzz
That's
Aldrin
what
told
they
me
said.
about it a year before.
Is that right? Am I correct in saying
Yes,
they found water on the moon?
Are they
Yeah.
still
Did you even hear what I said?
briefing Buzz Aldrin? Is he going to the meetings and they tell him shit?
Listen,
Yeah, he went to the moon.
you
want to
get into
go to
weird
every
stuff.
meeting.
I don't get into all this stuff, okay? I'm telling you, Buzz Aldrin told me in a year it's going to be on the news that they discovered water with a probe they're sending before they were even sending a probe in the news. They let India, quote, find it. Because the U.S. already found it. It's already been on the moon. God knows how many times. The word is they got military
They're
bases
lying
on the
to
other
you,
side. of it.
Alex.
Dude,
So
we
you
had
think-
nuclear
hold on.
subs in the 50s. What do you think we got now?
So you think they have wait a minute, they have bases on the moon?
Well, I'll never get into all this stuff.
Right. Don't do that.
But let's just say it's super advanced.
So
Come
you
on.
really think that they have some sort of a base out there?
Just like I
that
told
we
you, the
don't know
NSA
about?
spying on you with keywords.
That's so far away. Why wouldn't they just do it on the desert somewhere? What is this? MIP detected water on the moon way back in June. Huh.
They're dropping disinfo on you, Alex. They are.
Well, I mean, Buzz Aldrin tells me they're going to announce India finds water on
Oh
the moon.
my God, Buzz Aldrin! Follow him on Instagram and then come back to me with
Look at
some
that.
Buzz Aldrin.
The Moon
Follow him on
Impact
Instagram.
Probe,
I'm
which
only
crash
telling you what
landed.
Buzz Aldrin told me.
Look at this. The Moon Impact Probe, which crash landed at a designated site on the lunar South Pole on November 14, 2008. had picked up some clear signatures of water during its 25 minutes descent.
That's why they crash it.
Yeah, Mr. Nair said at a press conference here on Friday. Interesting.
Hey, you know what? When it comes to space, Alex, that's not your forte. But one thing I wanted to ask, you're Buzz Aldrin is telling you shit.
Attack him. His
Oh my
back's
God!
hurt.
Follow Buzz Aldrin on Instagram and then come back at me.
Listen, can I
What is
just
it?
say one
Hold
thing?
on,
But I
Eddie
do wanna
Bravo,
ask
what's
you
going
one
on with his Instagram? What's up with Buzz
It's
Aldrin?
amazing. It's amazing.
How so?
He's just like he's
balling?
He's so into it.
Did you see when the guy comes over? He goes, "You're full of crap." You ever went to the moon? He just punches him out.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. I wanted to ask you, what do you think? Is Trump going to do anything about the stratospheric aerosol injections?
Write that down. Because
I don't
Wait,
know.
are you guys talking? Are we talking about chemtrails now?
No,
We're talking about stratospheric aerosol injections.
Now, here's the thing, I can't get to any of the points that you won't let me,
What do you think Trump wants to stop that?
I'm going to write it down.
Write
what down?
The next question. I'll do it here.
That's the question.
That's the question. He just
The
said.
question
I
is,
want to
do
get
you
the last
think-
5 before that.
Alex Jones is off the rails right,
All right.
now, folks.
I'll do it.
Bring it in.
Why do
Alex.
you want me? I didn't get the joke. Why do I have to write it down? I didn't get it.
Because you've been bad.
Listen, Alex, is Trump gonna do anything about that program to stop
Yeah, he'll
global
do
warming?
something about it.
Well, what do you think the program is, Eddie? What do you think the program
No,
is?
the director of the CIA is talking about it on YouTube. Look under John O'Brennan.
I've seen
John
it.
O'Brennan.
They talk
He
about
talks
strategies. They talk about
stratospheric
strategies.
Aerosol injections. It's going to cost $10 billion a year, and there's going to be some countries opposed to it because it's going to mess up the
Are
weather.
you telling me about atmospheric manipulation?
I'm talking about stratospheric
Geoengineering.
aerosol SAI.
I've never heard of that.
It's super important when you can break it down to 3 letters.
Yeah, let
No,
me
that's
go over.
what John O'Brennan admitted in June of 2016 at the CFR.
I saw the video.
at
I know.
the
Let me
CFR.
comment on it.
Can you play it, Jamie? Look, you
let
can
me
just go
comment.
John O'Brennan.
I've been talking
let
about this
Alex
forever, and
comment
Joe,
on it.
I'm not bashing you, but you had your TV
Please
show
don't.
made jokes about it, which I get because a lot of it's BS. There is an entire atmospheric terraforming, geoengineering manipulation. They don't call it chemtrails, and of course, the CIA director admitted they have this huge program. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation owns the major patents on it from Westinghouse and others. They use these big antennas to manipulate the weather. They can, like China is like causing huge
You're talking
rains
like
and
HARP?
stuff.
Like HARP,
yes,
that
HARP
kind of
type
shit?
technology. It's all declassified.
Do you think HARP manipulates the weather?
They admit it does. I used to have the head of HARP, General Benton K. Parton, on all the time. But exactly, there's giant weather modification systems, and there's weather wars between different governments, and it's all declassified.
Let's explain to people that are listening what HARP is. What does it stand for? High altitude something.
Yeah, they've got a system that supposedly, well, you don't know what HARP really was under its classification?
What does it stand for? High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
Yes.
So the idea behind this was they wanted to do research on the aurora, and didn't they want to see if they could communicate using it and send radio waves?
They wanted
that bounce
over
off
the horizon
ionosphere?
radar.
Right. Yeah, that, and they also wanted to be able to send radio signals to places where they wouldn't reach.
But HARP
right?
doesn't really go.
But what does that have to do with stratospheric aerosol
HARP
injections?
doesn't really go into the atmosphere.
Well, the speculation,
do-
the
what does that
I know all
speculation,
the HARP
Eddie.
secrets. I've interviewed the private head of it.
Okay,
I actually know the HARP
but
secrets.
Okay.
I don't know why the Pentagon
secrets?
decided to let him on my show.
How does HARP work
He
with
came on.
How does HARP work with the chemtrails? What do they?
Let me tell you.
What goes on?
Okay. Only a micronic amount, a small amount of what HARP does is in the atmosphere. It's bouncing off the aurora borealis and then resonating back through in a deep Earth communication program to satellites and other things through the planet. So it's something so you can communicate to satellites, through the satellites down to the submarines.
So here it goes. This is an actual definition, how HARP works. The facility's transmitters send
According
radio
to who,
waves
though?
upward.
According
But
to
hold
who?
on, let's just read it first. Waves upwards into the ionosphere between 100 and 350 kilometers of altitude. The resulting heating effect creates irregularities in the electron density there, which in turn allows communication signals as from satellites to be relayed off the ionosphere.
And that's not what it really does. Then they can shoot the satellite frequency coded through the Earth to submarines.
Now, what is this website from that
Then the
explains
submarine
this, Jamie?
puts up a buoy. You want the real stuff? I'll tell you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Buzz
Nature
Aldrin
magazine.
tell you?
Let me explain something.
Okay, nature.com.
I had the head of the HARP program on.
I'm just fucking with
I
you,
got
Alex.
contacted about 10 years ago, and they said the head of the HARP project really likes your work. He'd like to come on. The interview's online, and he'd like to come on and tell everybody. And about 30 minutes in, a colonel came on the line and said sorry during a break and cut the guy off.
Wow. Dum, dum, dum.
I mean, this really happened.
Cue spooky music.
Cue spooky music. But let me get back.
I believe you.
That's a true story.
I want to know.
I want to know that. I want to know the relationship between. Like, what do the chemtrails have to do? Do you think Trump is going to look into the SIA project that the CIA has greenlit?
He is starting out with vaccines, as I told people he would do, investigating all the damage they've caused.
Ultimately, ultimately, that's good too. Start the vaccines, get that shit together too, for sure. But what about the SAI programs that the CIA has greenlit? You think he's going to get into that?
Yeah, I think it's next level. Soon we won't even communicate with these microphones. The internet's just going to be like. I won't have to explain it all.
Trump is going to do anything about
You're
that?
so locked onto this.
I'm just like, what
here's
does he
the
think?
problem with all this SIA shit. Most of what you see when you see those jets flying around, those clouds behind them, most of that is just a
Condensation
jet
trails.
engine. Exactly, the
And
jet
then everybody
engine
confuses that with the real
changing-
program.
What's the real program?
Well, here's the thing. You're right, and so is Joe, because the world's complex. There are secret and quasi-secret and public programs to test manipulation of the weather and weather systems. The Arabs are doing it. The Chinese are doing it. The Russians are doing
Well,
it.
people have been cloud seeding for 100
He's not
years
talking about
now.
cloud
The
seeding.
Chinese were doing
that's
it
too.
500
That
years
is
ago.
weather manipulation.
But they're doing it for different
I know.
purposes,
Let me
not
tell
to, not to
Okay,
produce
do you want,
crops.
Okay, I had Ben Livingston,
Keep going.
the head of the U.S. weather weapon program for 27 years, on my show first, because I saw it was declassified. I saw that he was in the Panhandle of Texas. I called him running a major cloud seeding company with his son and got the 90-year-old to Austin. And then after that, he totally freaked out because the CIA came to his house. Do you want the interview's on YouTube? Do you want to know what he said?
Yes.
All right, he was a World War II fighter pilot. And at the end of World War II, he flew the first planes into hurricanes, which are in the Atlantic.
That's pretty gangster.
And into typhoons that are even faster in the Pacific. And then he also led squadrons in Vietnam, flooding everything up to 10 feet of water out of clear blue skies within hours.
What a badass!
With their chemicals.
What kind of a badass
planes.
you have to be to do that?
I'm a super badass.
Fly into a hurricane or a typhoon? Jesus
Yeah, he's
Christ.
the first guy to do it.
Holy shit!
Anyways, he's super badass. I don't even know he's alive. He's Ben Livingston.
Right.
At 90, he was still all there, and I thought at 90 he could kick my ass.
What a
He was
fucking-
big Texan. I felt like the guy was tougher than me. Anyways, so we're sitting there, and he gives me all this data, and I can't believe it. He sent me all these classified photos and stuff because they just declassified the file. And no one thought to call the old man from Lubbock or whatever it was.
Right.
So I call him. I get him on. They sent a bunch of people to their company and threatened them the next week after I heard it. And he laid it out. He said, in 1967, we certified at the Stanford Research Institute that he was able to control hurricanes, create hurricanes, and steer hurricanes. All that got black budgeted, shut down, and then they got into these arrays where they could use antennas. And out of that, in Westinghouse, came the whole HARP program. So in the 60s, they could create, control, and steer or kill hurricanes. That's why you Google now, Bill and Melinda Gates bought all those patents, and quote, Bill Gates is going to save the world from bad weather. Bill Gates wants to stop hurricanes. Google it.
So let me
Bill Gates
ask you
owns
this.
the weather machines.
Let me pause for a second.
Yeah.
How do they manipulate a hurricane? So the hurricane's going to happen. How do they break it up?
Okay. If it's coming into land's their problem with aerial arrays projecting into the sky, they can break it up or strengthen it or kill it or steer it because it's all computerized.
And they're doing that with HARP?
Well, they've got HARP bases all over the place. They call them Doppler radar facilities. Oh, the government wants your local city to have Doppler radar.
I thought that was like so you could have the guy in front of the screen.
But that's at like 1/10 of 1%. They can crank those arrays up that have massive. Your lights might go out when they do it a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, because they'll use the whole power of your town through the Doppler radars, and then they control it. The U.S. has a giant weather weapon hidden in front of everybody in every town and city, and poor Russians and Chinese are just discovering it all. The U.S. has weather weapons that can knock them all out now.
Can Bill Gates control the weather? Ideas for barges to pump cold water from the depth of the ocean to create some sort of a roadblock for the hurricane. Since hurricanes pull power from the water's warm temperatures, cooling the water could have theoretically lessen the impact of outright dismantle the hurricane. Well, it sounds like a good idea, though.
No, but the point is, look how loving he is.
But doesn't that sound like a genius idea? You spray cold water into the air.
It always does.
It'll cool off the hurricane.
John O'Brien in the front of the CFR is saying we're doing this because for global warming,
Eddie,
we got to save the planet.
You are right about about geoengineering and chemtrails. You are wrong about the dinosaurs not being real.
But hey, what about that? They're coming out saying, hey, there's going to be some countries that aren't going to be for it, and we got to figure out how we're going to deal with them. Because
do you want me to
give
the audience the big secret?
Yes. What's the big secret?
Keep going with that weather manipulation. Keep going with that. Come on, man. Don't change the subject. Keep going with that. You're not done with Livingston.
Okay.
Imagine, it's good you're here, but imagine me and Joe were actually.
Come on.
You got me off on. You want me to hear about Ronald Reagan too, don't you?
Later. Finish the SAI program.
But he doesn't know about this.
I know about it, but it's like a minor deal.
What do you know about the SAI program?
Look,
Let's get this done with.
Most of the real programs are just like fronts for something else. It's not even real.
So you don't think they're spraying shit into the atmosphere?
No, there is a program for geoengineering.
There's a program in place, and you said it's the Doppler radar system and HARP and what else?
And aerial spraying still the most effective. And
what do they do?
They do have patents.
When you say aerial spraying, what are they spraying?
Barium salts, aluminum dioxide, radioactive isotopes.
Barium and spraying them in the air?
Yeah,
why are they doing that?
And the aluminum is because it does a bunch of things. They're testing a bunch of stuff. They're manipulating things. Listen, our Pentagon.
Right, but why do you have evidence that they're doing this and spraying aluminum and barium, whatever it is?
You can go online and read the Department of Energy. It's all public. Just like he just said.
You can go online and watch a Chinese dude get jacked by a tiger.
I agree.
That's out there,
you can go to the departmentofernergy.gov.
Right.
And you can watch CFR, the CIA director at the time, Brennan, admitting all this. This is all public.
Yeah, he admitted it. He talked about it.
No, I saw it. I saw the video. We could play the video and go over it if you want. But he's talking about various options for controlling global warming.
Yeah.
They're laying out the future. Look, if global warming
there's a guy.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. If global warming is real, and we know it is, right? Don't you think they would
believe that.
You don't believe global warming's real?
I think
so.
it's a scam.
When they keep measuring these temperatures, and scientists keep saying that
they
this
got
is the
caught
hottest
faking
year on
the
record.
temperatures.
Okay.
They came out and hacked emails.
Well, let's find out what
Joe,
the most
I believe
recent
global
thing is.
warming's real.
I
believe it's real.
Okay.
I believe that it goes high, it goes cold. There's always micro temperatures.
There
and
is always a
microclimates.
big change. There's shifts.
Change is
throughout
the
time.
only thing that ever happens.
That's I
but
think we all
paying
agree on
carbon
that.
taxes to Al Gore won't fix it.
Okay, I think we all agree that there's
that.
shifts. But what I'm saying is there absolutely is global warming, right?
What does the CIA have to do with global warming?
Hold on a second.
My
Because we're
dad's
talking.
farmhouse, when my dad was a kid in the 1950s, for 3-4 months out of the year, it was below zero or freezing, and you had to chop wood, and you'd freeze your ass off, and all houses had, even in the South, had all sorts of chimneys in them for fireplaces because it was freezing cold.
Right.
And now there has been a warming period, but that's part of a normal global cycle based on the sun. All these astrophysicists are sure. The whole thing about claiming it's the carbon we put out, the Earth is carbon starved. There's a carbon cycle. That's the big story I want to get to, that the globalists want to tax. If they can tax oxygen, carbon dioxide, water, or sunlight, they have total control over the whole life cycle of the planet.
Well, let's play the video. This CIA guy talking about it, because what I inferred from it is that they're trying to come up with some sort of solutions if global warming becomes a giant issue.
By the way, Brennan is a freaking known Wahhabist.
What? Joe, look at me like a detective. What does the CIA have to
watch
do
the video first.
with global warming?
It's a good question. What do they have to do? I don't know what the CIA does. Do you
They're
know? The
supposed to
Central
stop spreading
Intelligence
communism.
Agency.
They were built to stop the spread of communism.
Right, but it's an intelligence agency.
What do they have
They're
to do
part
with
of
the environment?
Okay, they're a part of the intelligence community. And if they got hired, I would imagine, this is just me guessing right off the top of my head, if they got hired to assess a threat, and the threat being from global warming, like what do we have to worry about? Are we really going to lose cities? Do we really have an issue where the grid goes down?
Give George Soros and the UN total power for a $100 trillion per decade global tax to micromanage and surveil everything humans do. Because if carbon's toxic, they've got to surveil it. Thus, they have a jurisdiction to control our lives.
Okay, hold up. Why does it say debunked? CIA director admits chemtrails, geoengineering, stratospheric aerosol injections. So it says the claim.
Guys, the Council on Foreign
Relations
wrote a white paper calling for it.
Hold on. At the Council admits geoengineering in the form of stratospheric aerosol injections, SAI, is taking place, i.e. chemtrails. And the rebuttal is, nowhere in his speech is there an admission that an SAI program is already taking place. The part where Brennan mentions geoengineering is just one example out of several not often mentioned issues that the CIA monitors for potential elements of instability in the world. A SAI program, if ever implemented, could penetrate conflicts and security threats if misused. The CIA's job is to consider all types of concepts for potential future problems and threats, including the science-oriented concepts. That's totally possible.
Let me break down the reality.
Right, but isn't that possible?
Let me break down the reality.
But what that guy just said, is that possible?
No, that's basically what Brennan said.
But what he's saying is that there are potential threats.
Do you want to hear what I'm saying?
Environmentally, it's an issue, right? So he's not admitting that there's an SAI program.
Let me tell you.
Okay, go ahead, tell me.
everybody debates how many programs there are, all the specifics. A lot of that's classified. You can Google China launches major weather control operations 10 years ago.
Right.
Or Qatar does it, or Saudi Arabia, or the UK, or
For
EU.
sure, people have studied it.
No,
right?
They call it study. There's a giant... Hell, in 2005, the Department of Energy program for aerosol testing was $5 billion a year. So under U.S. Code Title 50, Chapter 32, subsection 1528, paragraph B.
Is that true? You nailed that right there?
Yes, yes.
What are you, from Mars?
Under U.S. Code
Do
Title...
you live on that obelisk?
That was fucking insane.
Let me just tell you.
I can't even remember the last time Machida fought. And this motherfucker...
Listen, under U.S. Code Title 50, Chapter 32,
Okay,
subsection
Rain Man.
1528, paragraph B.
That's
Find
insane.
that shit.
That's insane.
No, but under
Hold
that-
on. Say it slow and let Jamie write it up. Jamie.
U.S. Code Title 50, Chapter... I gotta say it faster, remember it.
U.S. Code, Title 50,
Chapter 32, subsection 1528, paragraph B.
subsection 128.
The real fast brain only works at
Paragraph
that speed.
B.
In fact, speech can't even say it. You have like one thought.
Jesus
U.S.
Christ.
Code, Chapter
How
32.
the fuck do you know that?
Subsection 1, there's...
Restrictions on use of human subjects for testing of chemtrails. Go back. There you go. Or biological agents.
All right. Now, what they do in this is they say it's illegal to test unless it's for research. Then you're allowed to even kill people if it's for research purposes.
Do you know that's how some of those Japanese whaler vessels get away with killing whales still? They say it's for research purposes.
Exactly.
And they kill the whales and sell them. It's dark shit.
Yeah, no. The
Scam.
elites
Everything's
are
a scam, dude.
the mad
It's a scam.
scientists,
Everything.
engineers. I'm going to give you the big secret, man. If you want
Yes, I do.
it. I'm not kidding around.
I know, I'm not either.
The thing is, they're the high priests. They're scientists.
Right.
They're engineers. They're allowed to kill people, test stuff on kids, inject black people with syphilis, all the declassified stuff, because they are scientists. All the real executioners, torturers, or most of them, or people making decisions, are doctors. And so it's all medical doctor stuff in this big breakaway civilization of scientists.
Okay.
And so that's what they've built. And under research provisions, they can even kill anybody they want.
All right, I'm going to go back because we took Eddie's turn on chemtrails, but we did it to sidetrack from what you were saying about the moon. And I want to go back to what you're saying because you were saying that there was two completely different missions, and one of them was real, and that there was some sort of contact with aliens.
No, I was getting to that. I was saying I had a top.
Is that what you were implying?
I had a top. Well, let's just say this.
Okay,
it's
go ahead.
mind blowing. I was told by a top NASA individual, Raymond Teague, that indeed there was a breakaway program, and that he heard and saw transmissions on some back channels of real feeds and advanced ships that he'd never even seen, that basically didn't even look like they were anything that he could imagine that was classified. And he knew about some classified programs. For every program you saw, there was at least 10 programs that were secret. That's admitted about NASA, 90% secret or more. And so he knew about a bunch of classified programs, and he was seeing transmissions and things coming back, and talked to people about a whole breakaway program they sent that was a lot safer, a lot bigger to the moon. And they had guys up in orbit just basically so that even other foreign governments from a trajectory point would think they were getting transmissions back from the moon. So they had people outside the regular orbit where you just go around in circles, or is it geosynchronous where you're in one spot,
right,
transmitting back from a mathematical spot to look like transmissions to fool the Russians and everybody, while the real mission was going on the moon.
So you believe they went to the moon? Do you think that it was Buzz Aldrin and
I don't know,
Neil Armstrong
before
and
Raymond
Michael
would tell me
Collins?
everything, he died. He said, "I'm going to meet with you tomorrow," and he died.
Dude, that's like a movie.
He told me, "I'm ready. I'm going to tell you everything," and then he was just totally. It was crazy.
But he did admit to you that what the public got was fake.
Yeah, he couldn't get into it.
Well, there's some footage from the moon that looks so ridiculous, and most people have never seen it.
Yeah.
There's some footage of them that here's the big speculation. This is one of the really big ones.
Stanley Kubrick.
Is that there was a lot of footage that they did where they were doing tests that they wound up just using for press releases. They're using like to say this is actual footage on the moon.
No, that's it. They
right?
faked stuff for the project because they wanted to be guaranteed of it, and they had a
wanted to
real
have
program.
footage.
That's the truth. Yeah.
But there was a thing with Michael Collins in Gemini 15. There was a test photo of him with like a test rig on, and it was like suspended, and you could see the background behind him. It was clear that he was suspended on wires. And they took that same photo and blacked it out and used it as a press photo of him on an actual spacewalk but it's the same exact
Yeah,
photo.
it's
They
PR
just-
stuff.
Yeah, they do that where they just go over it with it. Back then, they used to actually use an X-Acto knife.
Here's the thing. My dad, when he was like a junior in high school, was in the Plan 2 program at UT, and they already had CD-ROMs and computers, and they had a nuclear plant under UT nobody knew about. And my dad told me about this when I was a teenager, and I would like later go to the library, couldn't find it, and then I Googled it. It's not even really in the news. Then I've gone to UT and talked to them, and they go, "Yeah, you know about the reactor under the
They
building?"
have a reactor?
Yeah, that Austin's got, and then no one even knew that Austin has 2 nuclear reactors in North Austin.
What?
Yeah, but the point was that was after he was in college. They built the 2.
There's a reactor under which building in Austin, Texas?
It's big. It's a big railway system under there, but it's built right under. Like I said, Jester.
So there's a nuclear reactor in Austin, Texas. How many people know about this?
You know, it's in the literature, and my dad told me about it when I was a kid, and I thought, I believe my dad. My dad told me about a Dallas hospital that was killing people for their organs. And like 6 years later, I saw it on 60 Minutes.
What?
Yeah.
They were killing people for organs?
Yep.
Really?
My dad told me about that.
In Dallas,
And then
Texas.
it was on 60 Minutes?
Yeah, my dad said when I was 16, he got a 15 taking driver's course. He said, "Don't sign that organ donor card. I know hospitals that kill you."
Jesus
and
Christ.
I said, "Dad, you're kidding." He goes, "No, he was an oral surgeon and rewired jaws. He goes, I've heard this one kills people all the time."
That is just one of the creepiest things you ever
How
hear.
about
It's one
doctors
of those.
can you imagine doctors that get kickbacks for organs they kind of let their
But see,
patients
doctors
die?
are seen as the highest caste by the elite. So they're the ones pulling all the stuff. I'm telling you, man.
You know how creepy it would be, like, to find out that a nurse that you were working with was killing people? But that's a story that happens over and over again.
All the time.
Is that real?
Some
I've
crazy
never heard of
nurse.
that.
Smart killers.
Oh, there's been a bunch.
They
There's
get
been a
paid,
bunch.
though? They get a
no,
kickback?
No.
That should be illegal.
No, these nurses.
do it 'cause it's safe for them to do it.
Nurses decide they don't want to take care of somebody and they poison them. They have someone and maybe someone's dying slow and they don't like it and they just like get tired of dealing with their bullshit.
That's
or
some of the time.
They
A
want
lot
to
of
just
times
kill
they're
them.
sadistic.
Damn.
Oh yeah, a lot of the times they're sadistic. There's been a lot
Dude,
of
you're
cases.
worse than I am about facts. You're absolutely on target. You know
There's no
everything
fucking
I
way
know.
I'm worse than you. You just
know
rattled off that
you know
document.
everything I know, and you're on target. You just pretend you're not knowing all
The
this.
fact
No,
that
just-
you knew that document off the
Yeah.
top of your head like that
That's so Rain
means you
Man.
must have been obsessed with chemtrails, right?
No, I know a bunch of documents.
How the fuck do you
I
remember
think he's
that
got
shit?
a crazy mind.
No, I
You
used
got a
to.
do you have a
I had a
photographic
photographic. I had a
memory?
photographic memory till I was about 35, and now it's not good anymore. But
Whiskey steals that from
old
you.
stuff I remember. But I want to tell you guys the big enchilada.
Okay, let's hear
Please,
it.
the big
Do I have to
enchilada.
wear these headphones?
No. Well, the problem is when we don't have headphones on, we talk over each other.
No, I hear you. I won't do
It's
that.
hard when 3 people are talking.
apologize.
No, it's no, it's none of our fault. It's just natural.
I got a conspiracy. You are Bill Hicks.
Huh? No, I'm younger than him. Totally different.
No, I agree. I love how I haven't had any success. It's all Bill Hicks. He was a funny guy, but give me a freaking break, man.
Oh,
I'm
don't listen to those
And then the
people.
families called me before and said, "Please stop the people saying you're Bill Hicks." And I'm
Oh,
like,
come
I
on,
don't
man.
control these damn people.
Don't worry about that. Put the headphones back on.
All right, put the headphones back on.
We'll be fine. So I need to
Put the
know.
handcuffs
I need
back
to
on.
know. What do you know about aliens and how are aliens real?
All right, this is really big. So
Okay. Yeah, pour another shot of that.
the media.
Let's get this out properly.
The question is, what does Donald Trump know about aliens?
Oh yeah, what does he know now? Right? Because he's in the office.
I don't know.
That would be the first thing
I think the
did.
Joe Rogan experience deserves to know.
The first thing I did, I would run to the office and I'd go, "Who's got the documents? Who's got the alien documents? Who's got them? Who's got them?" That would be the first thing I would want to know, right? Cheers, sir.
Talk about boring shit while I piss.
I got to piss too. Yeah, you're a robot. You never have to piss. All right, let me give you my best deep research approximation once you.
What do you think is going? But am I wrong to still hold out hope that aliens are real? Because I tell you, as the 2 guilty pleasures that I still cling to is Bigfoot and aliens. Those are 2. Bigfoot, not so much. I wish it was real, but I just don't think
Are you
it
ready?
is. Yes. Bigfoot's real?
No.
Come on, Daddy.
No. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna give you the big enchilada. Joe, there are
Yes.
aliens in this room right now.
For real?
Yeah, you're not of this world, bro.
Me?
You're the alien.
Oh, wow. I didn't know. It's like there was like an old comic book about that, about some dude who was a forgetful professor. And then he realized at the end of it he was actually an alien from another planet that sent down here to monitor people. He just forgot.
Well, here's what the elite believe, and let me be very clear because the media will take this out of context. I only go with what I can prove.
Oh, thank you.
And people can't even handle that.
Okay.
Well, I'm really surprised how much you knew every angle of so-called Pizzagate that I'd even forgotten.
Well, to me, obviously we both have children. And when you hear about
creepy.
someone that wants to molest children, It's a special kind of evil. It's a special kind of fucked up, and it's also a special kind of bizarre, twisted sickness that the human mind is capable of latching on to.
Because we've got hard programming to want to take care of kids and be nice to them.
There's something very crazy about people's brains, and there's something very crazy about the weird variables that can potentially happen.
I agree.
All sorts of weird, crazy aberrations in standard behavior. You know, like the standard behavior of a bunch of people that are just normal folks. You got kids, I got kids. Oh, get the kids together for a play day. You sit down, you have a couple of beers, you laugh, you joke. Have a good night, Bob. Good night, Steve. That's fucking normal shit, right? When you're normal and there's normal people around you, you assume that everybody is basically a good person. We all have our problems.
It's normal.
But
The
we're
big
basically
gorgeous
a good person.
chick that your wife comes in the bedroom, you get going. You don't look at a 5-year-old and think that's what I want.
No, there's what you're trying to say is there's some people out there that have this horrific programming, whatever the fuck it is that causes it. There's a bunch of psychologists trying to speculate and figure out what causes pedophilia.
But they need to be beaten in the head with a ball-peen hammer.
Well, the thing is, it's real, and it's terrifying.
And we can't deny it's going on.
We can't deny it's real, and it's also like fucking Jared from Subway, the Subway guy. The Subway guy's in jail for being a pedophile.
And
like,
they team up.
Fuck,
they team up, and they usually have high intelligence. And there's armies. We're fighting a pedophile conspiracy, but beyond that, it's a vampire conspiracy in that they are interdimensionally sucking the essence of our youth.
Right.
And they believe they're possessed by an off-world entity.
They do?
Yeah, and Joe, I've been on air 22 years. I don't get into aliens, metaphysical, religion, any of that. I've studied the elite, and I've also communicated with a lot of the top people. And if you want to know, I will actually break down right now the best knowledge right now what's happening on the planet.
What's happening?
Let me give you a basic gestalt.
Okay. I love when you can use that word with full confidence. I've never said that. Let me give you a basic gestalt. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm such a fraud.
No, you're not.
No, but that's what I'd think if I use that word.
No, you'll get all this. You'll already have most of this data because you're a bookworm, a research worm, in a good way. The elite are all about transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. But the good ones don't ever want to organize. The bad ones tend to want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, there's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out. Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up in the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously, our best people. But there's this big war trying to, like, basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will, and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago, I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources, that they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball, But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it by giving over our consciousness to this system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
Wait a minute,
humanity
the pedophiles
is only
are controlled of AI? How'd the pedophiles get in control of AI?
The pedophiles at a whatever level,
rule.
The devil, whatever you want to call it, this interdimensional thing that gives them advanced off-world technology, the fallen one that's not of this world, is giving them advanced knowledge
What
on
are
how
you
to
talking-
construct
no,
these
what is-
systems
what is
that have already
that?
been used before on other populations.
What?
Is that Satan?
But what are you
That's
talking
Satan.
about?
That's Satan.
But explain that. You're
Well,
saying
Satan
something
becomes
insane.
something that the stupid preacher tells you about, who's totally controlled, or something you read about on in the news or TV.
Right.
But this is an interdimensional force that wants to influence us to build something that absorbs us and kills us, rather than the divine free will we're given to build something much better that empowers the species. So the species is now making a decision
Where are you
about
getting
its
this
entire
from?
future.
Where are you getting this from?
That's what it is.
But where are you getting it from?
I know from looking at all the data, researching it, studying it, watching the enemy. That's the big decision that humanity has now got before us.
So if you were directing someone to investigate this on their own, how would they do that? So if you say...
Well, I mean, here's the problem. You get someplace finally in deep research where it's what every culture already said, what everybody already knew, what they're telling you in movies like Prometheus, what the elite admit the New York Times they believe in is this, seeded by off-world systems.
Panspermia.
Yes, everything they're doing points towards this. And then you read their own writings, they believe we're this ugly, fallen, ugly species. We're all need to be killed. They're the rich billionaires who are better than us, and they're going to merge with machines and become gods and go to the next level.
But don't you think that most people who extrapolate from where we stand today with our cell phones and our Apple Watches and our integration with the computer and the internet constantly, don't you think that most people see that there's going to be some sort of symbiotic connection?
Yes, but
it's a very easy thing to make.
They were saying it before.
I understand, but a lot of people were saying it before.
Well, here's the problem. Who engineered what we were given? What is the point of the back doors, the Trojan horses? Here's what I'm telling you.
Who engineered what?
Here's what I'm telling you. The elite literally believe interdimensionally they were given this information and then built it. And here's the thing. They built it. And Google admits, even in data dumps to Wired 2 years ago, that they're building an AI that will end human consciousness, free will, and take over, and the next species will rise out of that. They've already decided our species...
But people have been talking... Marshall McLuhan was talking about that 50 fucking years ago.
Here's the deal. They built it. Amazon 2 years ago admits they can already, with 99% certainty, pick what their regular users are going to order before they order it and have it ready.
Instead of dragging this out to some nefarious end, isn't it entirely possible that all these futurists, all these technological innovators, they all see the same end game? That there's going to be some sort of a complete integration between people and artificial intelligence.
Historically, everybody saw this coming.
Right.
And so this big battle.
All the futurists, all the people that study the future.
Before silicon chips were created.
Marshall McLuhan, I think it was in the 1970s, said that human beings are the sex organs of the machine world. And he was saying, even back then, that human beings are eventually going to integrate or become something that's a part of
But what I'm telling you
machines.
is there's a centralized system of what they're building that isn't naturally occurring.
Who is they?
And we're artificially
Who's
early.
they?
The elites believe they're getting off-world.
But who's building these things that you're just describing right now?
I mean, if you actually read what all the globalists say, you've obviously read their writings, you know this, Joe, they are getting not off-world, but interdimensional communications to then build this system that we see lowers our IQ, makes us live less.
I've never
makes us unhappy.
but when you're making these big statements, like they're getting interdimensional signals is telling them to create these systems that lower IQs. That's something you got to really prove. Like if there's
Okay,
some,
let
if
me
there's
prove
a
it,
way,
let me
but if
prove
you
it,
can,
let me prove
okay,
it.
please, if there's something you can show
Okay,
us.
all the studies show screen time, all the computers lowering IQs,
Right.
lowering fertility,
But
lowering our health. Okay,
but let me stop
proven.
you right there.
That part's
Is that a
proven.
case? Is that a case of is somebody holding a gun to your head? Let me tell you about me. I'm addicted to this goddamn thing. I love watching
That was
YouTube
designed for
videos.
you.
I love taking pictures of shit. I love
It
looking things
interfaces
up.
you with humanity. It has a lot of beautiful things.
It does, but I'll tell you, they're very addictive. They're very addictive.
Well,
So,
Joe-
but hold on a second. Let me stop you right there. I don't necessarily think that's engineered to be addictive. I think it's engineered to be really well, and work really well, and the fact that it works really well is very addictive. Just like little kids look at a screen. You put a fucking television in front of them when they're
Sure.
1 year old and
Yep.
play some stupid
But
commercial, and they're like, "Whoa!"
But Joe, they picked a
But hold
frequency
on a second. No,
to
they did not.
mesmerize
No,
you.
no, they
They
made
admit
better.
that.
Hold on a second. They made better and better technology that we're not designed to absorb. Human beings have exactly we have the exact same
Atlantean
DNA.
moment.
We have the exact same DNA that we did 10,000 years ago.
Atlantean
back
moment.
when there was nothing like television, there was nothing like movies, there was nothing like stereo headphones that project
But
music.
listen, don't
Hold on,
you
please. I let
already
you go on your crazy
seem
rant.
like it's happened
Hold on,
before?
please. You're interrupting my crazy rant. I'm telling you that this is a natural progression of this massive infatuation that we have with technology. They don't have to engineer it. It's natural. It happens to you. It happens to
well,
me.
they say they're
It happens to
engineering it.
anybody who's looking at cooler and cooler
Yeah,
special
and-
effects in movies. All that stuff is a natural
And
thing.
Steve Jobs wouldn't let his kids play with an iPad.
Well, then he's a cunt. He's a cunt. Let your kids play with the goddamn
Joe, what
iPad.
I'm
They
telling
love
you
them.
is,
Fuck's wrong
that
with
was
him?
a great rant. I'm not disagreeing with
No,
you.
you interrupted it 10 times, you fuck.
Oh,
you gotta
oh.
let a motherfucker rant.
Okay,
I'll
let
let
him
you
rant
rant.
then. Let him
Yeah.
rant then.
I'm done now. Shit.
Yeah,
Let's
but you're
talk
sitting
about-
there.
let's
But hold
talk
on, let me
about-
get back to this.
We're
thing.
not talking about the weather, Eddie. I'll tell you that right now.
Let me tell you right
We're
now.
done with
Yeah,
that.
let me tell you right now.
Fuck clouds.
Let me tell you. I'm trying to break this
Hashtag.
down. The
Hashtag
whole
fuck
thing is
clouds.
being set up to control.
Okay, what I'm telling
The
you is when
elite-
you're talking about the elites and interdimensional signals that they're receiving that are telling us to lower our IQ, you can't just say that.
We need proof.
Okay, let me give you proof.
That sounds so crazy, by the way.
Let me hear you.
Yeah. All of it sounds so crazy. I want to know where the aliens
There's
are.
the proof.
Are they on Earth?
Hey, you know what? It's really cool to say
I
no.
already
Hey,
told you,
maybe
you're
we're in a
the-
computer
you didn't
simulation.
listen to what I
Everybody
said.
talks about that. Everyone says, dude, the
But you're
latest
not.
science
You're
says.
not. You're not.
No, but
They're saying
people
that to
believe
make you think
that
you're not.
easily. People
Joe.
go, yeah, we're in a computer simulation. But then when you talk about interdimensional, like magical shit, like, wait a minute.
Exactly. Magic is a technology that hasn't been discovered yet.
Exactly.
And that's what people
Listen,
sit there.
videos are fucking magic for sure.
Fuck yeah, your
if I
phone
can,
is
if
magic.
you and I could do this right now, and we could go like, here, we'll do it right now. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go right now. You want to talk some magic? Because this really is fucking magic. We're gonna do Instagram Live. Look
Okay,
at
I'll
that
do
right
Instagram
now.
Live, too.
Right now, we're doing not
Okay.
Instagram Live. We're doing like one of those little
gonna
Instagram
go
stories,
Instagram Live right now.
instantaneously.
Infowars.com.
This is a whole new thing. Young Jamie, am I right? Fuck. This has never
Joe,
existed
you interrupted
before.
me plenty
go
during my
live?
rants.
Yeah,
Oh, check this
occasionally I
out.
did, but I
Boom.
let you go a little longer than you let me go.
You just gotta be like I'm bad.
Eddie
see?
Bravo's on.
Hey,
What's that?
We're gonna go
Yeah,
live.
we're
here.
having fun, buddy.
Alex,
I'm
Jones
joking.
in one
I gotta
and
piss.
two.
Alex got to piss
yeah.
again.
Go piss.
Yeah.
Note
you're not
how
humans. You don't
all
piss.
these lightweights. I'm just drinking coffee. I drank one of these Killcliff coffees. I drank one order of butter coffee.
Dude, I go
I'm
live and
drinking
Alex
this-
is gone.
I'm drinking this Air One.
Dude, that's a
Yeah,
conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. I'm drinking some juice. I had 2 glasses of whiskey.
That's bullshit.
And these bitches are peeing. They
Yeah.
keep peeing. I don't understand it. Hold your pee, bunch of little girls. That's something I take credit
Dude,
for.
when he told
That's
me
the breakaway
this stuff,
That's what that was his rant.
I'm not
Talked
sure.
about-
We're gonna go
okay.
back to that. He's definitely high as fuck.
dude, when
This
he
is
told me
just-
the stuff about like Buzz Aldrin's telling him some fucking
exactly
crazy shit,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god,
we got him too high. We fucked up. We fucked up. I told you we were gonna get him
You
high
can't believe
though.
Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah, we had to get him high. I knew that was the key. The key to make this podcast super special was, well, he asked for the whiskey himself,
Yeah.
so he started the party.
Is that yours or his?
That's his. Oh, that's ours. No, that's ours. That's Gentleman Jack.
62,000 live listeners.
This is Gentleman
Is this a
Jack.
record?
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
record?
A big time record. Yeah.
62,000 is a
Yeah.
record. Holy shit!
Gentleman Jack is they sent us this, right? It's good. I mean, good, and it all tastes terrible. It all tastes like, you're sucking on the devil's asshole. It's all disgusting. It's all disgusting. I mean, that's kind of half the fun of whiskey is that it's disgusting.
Hey.
Oh,
Like,
he's
I don't
back.
want it to taste
Oh
good.
shit!
Powerful
Here we
Alex
go.
Jones.
Alex, we're live on
Powerful.
Instagram.
I love this.
A lot of people thought that this was a conspiracy because Eddie went live on Instagram Live and you disappeared. So there was a lot of talk online.
He never existed.
There is no Alex Jones. Once Rogan confronted him about being Bill Hicks.
The globalists are anti-human. They think we're a bunch of dumb animals.
But where are the aliens?
They're carrying out a sign. They believe it's not aliens.
Does that have to do with
interdimensional?
Hey, does that have to do with the Luciferian Freemasonry type shit?
I'd love to break that down.
Skull and Bones. Break down. Because I know in the Albert Pike wrote the Freemason Bible. He's talking about Luciferian shit. So if you're a Freemason,
I feel the power of Lucifer seething in my hands.
It says that
he talks about he founded the KKK.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Tell me about Albert Pike and the Freemasons.
I want to give. I mean, Joe. Here's the thing, Joe. You brought in rightful
questions. This will prove your point.
About. I will in a minute.
It'll lead to your point because
you
you're talking
brought
about
up the
Luciferianism.
whole point. You brought up the whole. Let me just do this first,
please.
You brought up the whole point about
no more weed, Alex. No more. No more. You're taking quotes from Buzz Aldrin.
When Eddie Bravo tells you went too deep, you went too deep.
No more. I knew he shouldn't smoke. He's taking quotes from Buzz Aldrin.
Here's the difference. I'm not trying to dominate the discussion.
You're definitely not.
I'm being nice.
You are being nice.
Seriously, I want to be nice.
You are nice. You're a great guy. Look, I love you, man. I'm always happy to see you.
What I'm telling you is that the globalists admit a lot of this. It's in a lot of their white papers, a lot of their reports. If you want me to actually give it to you, I will. Oh. They say they believe they're going to become gods. The rest of us are profane and
right,
don't
but
get
all that
to.
shit about interdimensional beings, giving them all the data.
Where's
all that coming from?
Is there video?
Okay, you know where the theory of the species and where all the Darwin stuff came from. He had an hallucination and believed he was given all this stuff from like demons. And I'm not saying that's real.
Are you confusing Darwin with Descartes?
No, that's Darwin.
Didn't Descartes have it? Isn't he the one that
Darwin
came up
too.
with the idea of science? Oh, it's science from a dream.
So
Darwin's idea came from... Darwin was like really into channeling and stuff too, right?
Yes.
And the guy that
he always
came
knows
up...
it. He acts like he doesn't. Okay, whatever.
Well, there was the guy that... Yeah, a lot of those guys
Tesla.
Yeah, they get the technology they believe from a freaking other dimension. I'm not even saying...
People
what's
totally
irritating
cool with
is
that.
you know all about this as much as I do or more, Joe, and you sit there and act like you don't know.
I forgot
you're
about
afraid to give your audience all the information.
Whoa. Yeah, but you know what? You know what you're saying?
Are you saying I'm a shell?
Hey, Joe.
No, I'm saying you're smart, but you know all the shit I'm bringing up, and then you say I'm making it up that's interdimensional.
Well, I just wanted to know where it's coming from. Tesla definitely did say that.
Tesla's the smartest guy ever. So
did Darwin. I mean, let me tell you.
Well, no, Jamie's pulling it up.
You probably already know it.
But I know that Darwin's partner, the guy that he developed the theory of evolution, where they both had like a similar theory, and they came together with it, and he was like really into it to the point where he was into channeling and all sorts of weird stuff.
I love how he knows this.
Discredited him. I listened to it on Radio Lab.
That's what they believe. I'm not saying it's real. CNN's going to have me up here all clipped together.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they discredited him. And they just put all the emphasis on Darwin. That's why you only hear about Darwin's
Let me tell you where it all came from.
Okay,
Albert Pike. Freemasonry.
That's phase 2.
What about the aliens?
Okay, let me tell you.
Give up the aliens. Come on, I know you know things.
We got to go back to
you guys
Albert
don't even want to
Pike.
hear it though.
We do.
I think you got to start there.
We're just fucking around. You don't get to do a show like this very often.
No, it's great. I love it. I'm not mad. Let me just tell you.
Please do.
Let me just tell you. If you look at this, that's what I'm telling you. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, studying what the establishment believes, none of them are atheists. They all believe they're getting interdimensional stuff. So if you go back to Galton and Wedgwood and Huxley, you recognize all these modern names. And if you go back to Darwin wrote this. These letters are public. You can read these online from the National, Royal Archives in England and stuff. They all believed they were all part of a secret breeding program where the British thought they would have like this superhuman if they bred these 6 families together to like create all this. Is like mainline British history. This is this is known in the whole eugenics history. And then Galton, who's related to all these other guys, in the 1850s, he starts having these ideas, and he says there's a double helix, which is the snakes for science and medicine. And he said, we're going to discover the keys and the building blocks to life. And he said it's going to be called biometrics, and we'll track everybody by reading their genetics. This is what Hitler freaked out about and picked up. And something like 8 of the 14 new sciences, like half or more than half the sciences that came since the 1860s were all from Galton and all from Darwin. So the media and the liberals give you this one thing, Origin of the Species, like, I'm not saying it's wrong or right. It's super heavy, like, galactic stuff. They give this to you. This is only one little boiled down BS that we could have. You go to what these guys really wrote. They were like intermarrying and involved in wicked seances and channeling and all this weird ass crap. And then they envisioned, okay, there's a double helix DNA discovered it. Okay, biometrics. Okay, world government. Okay, computers. Okay, atomic weapons. Give me the equations. And they were like all then like going to other scientist meetings and go, we believe there's a program where you take different matter together in isotopes and it'll cause an explosion. And it's like they were like given either humans are super advanced and already had this knowledge from somewhere else in our genetics and were here before and were able to then manifest this through genetic memories and archetypes, or it was given off world. But humans like have all this data compacted and compressed, ready like programs.
What's that called? Like the Akashic records or something like that? Is that what people believe?
All of it is
Akashic.
epigenetics. Here's the deal.
Epigenetics.
They'll take chickens with eggs and do 10 generations in major universities that have never seen a hawk. And they put them in these 20-foot ceilings, and they'll have a triangle fly over and a square fly over, and the little baby chickens never care. Generation after generation go on for 15 years. They fly one hawk over, and they all squawk, yelling, screaming, and run into their nest. Now, they never saw a hawk. They never saw it kill a chicken.
But generation after generation.
It was compressed data knowledge of the hawk that is passed on genetically.
Yeah, they say that's why children are always afraid of monsters. It goes
used
down.
to be tigers and bears.
Yeah, it used to be cats.
My son just wants to be chased so much. He wants to practice getting away from a predator.
Yeah.
He loves that the most. He wants to get away. You can't catch me. And he'll just start
as a man, you want to be ready to fight one.
Yeah. Well,
as a man,
some predators you can't fight. If you can get the fuck away from that tiger at the zoo in China, I recommend you do that.
Yeah. My son's good at
I give you a spear, I think you take it out, Joe.
Not even, man.
Keep going.
You probably
I love
wouldn't
what you're
even.
saying, Alex.
Yeah, with one claw.
You
might
lost
not
me
even
for a
get it
second. I'll admit that. I was like, oh, shit. We shouldn't have let him smoke weed. But then now you're
I think you brought it back down.
You're bringing me back.
You came back.
Yeah,
You're in
you
a good
came back
spot.
strong. Keep it going.
You're in a good place right now.
Keep it going. You're talking about, now you're getting into Albert Pike. Ooh.
Well, he's the founder of the KKK, top Confederate general, head of the Illuminati worldwide at that time.
So let's establish something that's like maybe people that are listening to this might go, what in the fuck are these guys rambling about?
Well, I'm exposing the KKK,
let's establish this. Throughout history, from the beginning of organized human
beings,
beings,
been secret knowledge folks don't want to pass on the general
there's
public.
also been people conspiring to control whatever
secret societies.
And people conspiring to control whatever aspect of it, whether it's political, whether it's the military, like whatever it is. There's always been that. It's always happened. There's been military coups all throughout history. There's been wars all throughout history.
And the United States just had a peaceful one, bro.
How so?
I mean, dude, the intelligence community leaked all the data to bring down the globalists. Eddie's asking you a question.
The intelligence community leaked all what data?
They leaked all the WikiLeaks. He's over here saying, Alex, why are you suddenly pro-government?
So you're saying that the Russians didn't do it?
No.
Really? How do you know this?
Because the mainstream media said.
But hold on.
I mean, Joe, give me a break, dude.
No, I just want to know how you know.
If you know me for like 16, 17 years.
Yes.
If you ever know me to say I have a source and I'm making it up, be honest.
No,
I mean, I've got sources
but
as high as it goes.
So you can't tell us how you know.
Let's just say I got data today from a head of state.
And what did he say?
I can't tell you.
Okay, don't tell me.
The point is
so
that,
glad you didn't tell me.
Yeah, but the thing is we screwed it up and released it early, so it caused a problem.
Explain the whole Russian diversion.
We didn't mean it on purpose, so someone's mad at us.
Bust out with that. The
Start
whole
with
Russian
what?
thing. Because there's intelligent people, like my students are like, you don't believe the Russians hacked the
So where
election?
did it come from?
How do they?
So why are you
smart
saying?
people believe that?
Yeah,
shit?
why are you saying that the intelligence agency leaked all this, and not Russia?
Because I was told before it was all leaked by the former director of psychological operations of the CIA it was going to come out.
He told you that it was going to be leaked?
Yeah, and before I was never like in bed with the CIA. I've interviewed people from the CIA, NSA, Defense Intelligence, you name it, over the years. I mean, it's all over the news. That,
but isn't it entirely possible
that General Flynn, former head of Defense Intelligence, tweets all my articles? I'm not telling you it's some secret. I mean, the enemy knows. The point is that I'm seen as an honest, good person that understand what's going on. I'm out for humanity. I don't want personal power. I want to help people.
But isn't it entirely possible? I mean, like, how does the information like that get out?
Well, there's an open rebellion against the criminals that hijacked our government. And so we overthrew the globalists and Obama, and we're taking them over in France, in Italy, in Spain, in Greece, in the UK. The only place we're not successful so far is Canada.
So
we just took Australia, and by took Australia with the idea of free, open society.
What does that mean?
See, most people sit there and brag about stuff. I'm telling you what's really going on.
What does it mean by we took Australia?
I mean, globalists are losing countries every month right now to the liberty movement.
What says that?
These are free market people that want you and your family to be successful and aren't out to hurt you and make you poor like the globalists. There's good people, and they used the intelligence agencies to defeat the globalists, and there's been a major counteroffensive, and the globalists made one wrong move. It happened 5 years ago. It was the system-wide leak 4 years ago. I've had CIA whistleblowers, all of them on the show, colonels and special operations, you name it, who were authorized by high-level senators to come on my show. They ran a counter coup. There was a deal made with radical Islam to actually take over Europe and then the United States. And by that, make us not convert, but submit to Islam, not criticize it or they'd blow stuff up. They thought they'd bring in some, new masculine arm that would make us submit. And it got so bad that even our own intelligence agencies that had been corrupted said, well, this is too far. We're not doing it. And so America, about 4 years ago, started coming back up for air, and now we're just overthrowing their whole system. There's a huge war going on. It's beautiful. We are kicking their ass on every front.
Now, like I said at the top, it's the dawn of a new age. You were against George W. Bush, Clinton, Obama, all that. You were not a Republican or a Democrat. You were against government, but now it's a new day. Now the conspiracy theorists, like yourself, you're the king of them, we're pro-government, and the sheep, they're like out there protesting, crying. Explain that.
Well, I mean, look, it's not that Trump's perfect. He really genuinely is like going into all these corporate incentives and one-sided deals. There's no meetings now. There's no lobbyists. He banned them all for a lifetime. He literally goes in with actuaries and computer programs and goes with super NSA technology that he even had before he was in. And he says, because the generals came to him years ago, they said, we can deliver all this to everybody. We don't want to make America poor. We don't want to have big wars. We want to just have prosperity, sir. We've got next to free energy, all these technologies, cures for cancer. We're ready to release it. That's why he talked about it in the State of the Union, or his first inaugural speech. And because it will be the second. And he just really cares about humanity, and he's not a Satanist. He doesn't like raping kids. He likes super hot Eastern European women, and he just, who wants that? Yeah, I mean, who wants a little kid when you can have that? I mean, he's somebody not out to get humanity, and he's got the intelligence agencies totally backing him to the hill, and it's just a super epic moment to be alive.
What's going on so far with Trump? From your eyes?
Hold on 1 second. So what do you think when you said earlier in the podcast that you don't think he's perfect, right? What do you think he could do different that would make people accept him?
Well, I said last week he should disavow torture. He did it the next day, just magically, I guess. Are
you saying that you came up with the idea and he listened to you?
Say that again. I missed it. What did you say?
Disavow torture.
There's a zeitgeist, and I'm in the zeitgeist. So in that zeitgeist, you kind of see everything.
Right.
Even though you're like just a normal person, you can like look into any avenue, any window.
But your take on it is that it's good to have him in, despite whatever flaws people may perceive.
He has goodwill. He wants prosperity,
and he's not a part of the system that he replaced.
That's why they're totally against him, and he likes full-grown women.
Okay, I believe that. You don't have to say that anymore.
No, but I'm just telling you.
Well,
no, most people up there,
serious shit
most people
right
like to grab a kid out of your backyard and torture him for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So
they kidnap. They torture, they rape,
in
and
these
sometimes
emails,
kill.
you thought that was.
Come on,
and the emails
that's what's
are like,
going on.
in the emails are like, well, these are kind of exhausted. We're about to have to retire them, so you need to get in there. Some of these are damaged. Go look them up. You didn't believe me? Go look them up.
No, I believed you. Look, I don't know what that's
getting
They take
guys,
those little
these guys
3-year-olds
are
in
coming
there,
down?
and a big old guy comes in and just breaks their jaw and goes. Ugh.
So do you think
Trump's
that
going after him?
Oh,
Is that what's going on?
Oh yeah, when
that
he's
sounds
done, if
beautiful.
he's successful, it's an entire route. Like a lot of people aren't just getting indicted right now; they're getting taken care of right now.
What about the Vatican?
Today.
Are they going to? Are they?
How does that
Hey,
work?
have you
They
seen
have
the
a whole-
Vatican?
they're a
Trump's the
country.
devil. Stop Trump. He's the devil. Stop him. Anything we've got, stop him.
That's what the Vatican said?
Yeah, the Vatican, Pedophile Central, is shitting their pants over Trump.
The Vatican is so bizarre.
Yeah, can you imagine Trump going after the Vatican?
It's a country.
Can you
That's what's
imagine?
crazy about
Yes.
it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Why? Because I
You
always
think
wondered.
he is?
This is what
Oh,
I
yeah.
always. Hey, Alex. I always thought, how weird is it that everybody in South Park is making a goddamn episode about them being pedophiles, and yet nobody's investigating what's going on here. So to me, then you watch Conspiracy of Silence, that documentary that never got released about the whole network. Then you begin to realize, oh shit, no, the reason, my opinion is the reason no one's getting arrested at the Vatican, at a high rate anyways, is because everybody at the top is involved.
That's it. Let me give you the good news. I'm not here to kiss the ass the establishment. A lot of patriots in the government who I've always criticized ended up being the people that heard me bitching and you bitching do something. They've done something. And they're really trying to reverse this whole thing right now. And there is a full-out war inside the government of guys that like to eat steaks, drink beer, and have women versus a bunch of pot-bellied pedophiles.
Whoa. Jesus Christ. What's really fucked up is that the people that, before the Sandusky thing came out, the people around it probably heard rumors. It's probably someone had talked, someone had said something, but nobody really wanted to believe it.
Well,
and then when it did happen.
Well, in Conspiracy of Silence is a documentary you can watch on YouTube that never got released.
Yeah.
They're talking about the base, the headquarters of the pedophile network that's an international network is in Omaha, Nebraska at Boys Town.
Yeah.
They like taking orphans. Orphans, there's different levels. There's guys, they don't want any trouble. They just want orphans, you know. And then there's the psychos that want to go kidnap them. There's like the hardcore people. And you know what? They're top officials in every aspect of government and celebrity. It's not everybody, but it's enough. So there's enough people involved that nobody's investigating anybody because they're all involved. They all better keep their mouths shut.
It's just so crazy that something gets to the level that the Catholic Church got to with it.
Yeah, no
Sure,
one's
I don't want to get into
arrested.
it. You want to hear about a conversation
molestation.
with you want to hear about a conversation with myself and Donald Trump?
Yes.
Sure.
Go for
Are you
it.
allowed to do this? Wait a minute before you do it. Should
Just
you do
let
this?
him. Who cares if he does
he
it?
had made
Let
a
I don't
him.
want to get in trouble. He's drunk and high.
No, I'm not.
Just go.
No marijuana. That was
Okay.
I
That was
had to
fake.
drink of this.
I
This is
understand.
freaking. This is
That's
apple
American.
juice.
Let's go.
No, Trump basically said, "We're going to clean it up, Alex. We know all about it, Alex. We're going to stop him, and we're going to do it."
But he also said Obama's from Kenya.
Well, that's a huge intelligence hop. You want to write that down? You want to know about Reagan? And let's look about birth certificate.
Okay.
So I now can tell you the full scoop on that.
Right? What do you think happened there?
I know exactly what
They
happened.
told him that Obama was from Kenya. They fucked with him.
You want to hear it right now?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to tell a Trump story, but okay, I'll do that.
We'll go back to the Trump story.
Let me write down Trump story.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Thank you, Eddie.
Trump story.
Powerful, Eddie Bravo.
We
I can't do it.
Okay.
Jamie, you better add extra
Okay.
juice to that time
Here,
signature.
one more for Joe.
Hold on.
Apple juice.
What?
Apple juice.
Maybe not, Alex. Come on.
Okay.
Each secret, one more
Jesus
apple
Christ!
juice.
If you give
I'm
me
gonna go
another,
5 more hours.
if you
I
pour
haven't been there
another
in 20
drink
years.
for
We're gonna do
me,
this.
I'm gonna fucking.
How many years
I'm
you been
gonna
doing your
send you
podcast,
to another
Eddie?
dimension.
How many years?
7 years. So
You're
what
gonna be on
were
the
you just
moon.
about to say?
What was the issue?
Jesus Christ. Do you remember what the question was, Jamie?
What Donald Trump told you?
No, that wasn't it.
Yeah, no, you were about to say what Donald Trump told you, but what was it about?
You wanted to know about something else.
What the
It was
fuck was it
pedophilia,
about?
but let's leave. Fuck.
But hold on a
let's-
second.
let's
You're
move on.
fucking with my memory. What was it? You were just good about.
I'm not the only one. I used to have a good memory. Not
Jamie.
I don't remember.
Oh, we're too high.
Let's go to the Trump story.
I'm not high. I didn't do anything.
Whatever.
Trump.
Jamie's gonna figure it out. Jamie's gonna figure it out. What is it?
Someone will tell me in just a second.
Yeah, someone's gonna tell him on Twitter, and we'll figure this out. Jesus Christ.
And then I'll write
It's
that
the problem with being too high and talking over each other. He's
Trump-
about to tell us
Son,
some
you
really
go for 5
important
minutes.
shit.
You go for 5 minutes.
Trump calls
I'm being
you
rude. I'm
how
sorry.
many
Go ahead.
times a week on average?
No,
you
no,
can go
no,
for a
Eddie.
long time. 10 hours, Joe.
No.
This should be your longest podcast.
We'll definitely peter out before then.
No.
No, we'll go forever, dude.
What is? No one knows what the fuck we were just talking about.
We got like a minute gap.
How did
before
we
some
all
good
Joe
forget?
asked a really great question.
How did we all forget?
Really good question.
Because we're blasted.
Dude, you better call your dispensary and get some answers.
So you were talking about the Vatican. We were talking about pedophiles in the Catholic
Birth
Church.
certificate.
Oh, the
Birth
Kenyan
certificate.
thing.
Okay,
that's
it.
right.
Okay, so
Kenya.
listeners are paying attention.
The
powerful Twitter.
Yeah. So tell me what
This
happened.
is a place where I'm not ashamed of this because I got conned. When I've been conned, which happens, every once in a while, I admit it later. We learn from it.
Buzz Aldrin.
Okay, what happened?
Dude, Buzz Aldrin.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Don't
go ahead,
interrupt
go
him,
ahead,
Eddie.
go
Come
ahead.
on.
I only told you a funny Buzz
No,
Aldrin story.
Go ahead.
Kenya.
Kenya.
What happened?
Okay, Kenya. Okay, and everything I'm going to say, your listeners can write this down. They can search engine everything I'm going to say and learn to see this for themselves. Because the journey with InfoWars is not that I'm that smart. I'm just like you. I'm having this journey, and I'm going to show you. So this is what happens.
Okay.
Obama's running for office, and Hillary's people, because I follow the news every day, Hillary's campaign, this letter came out, puts out that he's born in Kenya. And I'm like, screw her. I was quietly, and I'm really ashamed of this, but I told listeners this, so I'll just say it. I was an early on Obama supporter in that I wanted to try to unify people. I didn't like John McCain. So I said, yeah, he's bad. The Democrats are bad, but I hated what had happened so much.
We were fooled by Obama, too.
Well, I was hoping.
Let him talk.
I mean, I wasn't an Obama supporter. I just didn't attack him.
You liked it better than the alternative.
Yeah, I didn't push him for office. I was just like hoping that all his BS was real.
Okay.
So, and then I started hearing these leaks, and it was from Hillary. And you can Google this. Hillary first progenerated the whole deal. So I'm sitting there hearing that he's born in Kenya. So I think, I don't care. That's a bunch of BS. And then the articles start coming out as the right wing picks it up, who does the research. And it's his wife in like 2006 and 7 in speeches going, my husband born in Kenya knows about the immigrant's experience. It's video. You can pull up Michelle Obama. Oh, yeah, pull it up. And then Harvard Law Review, which he headed up for at least 3 years. He was the editor. And he says, I was born in Kenya, a little bitty blurb by his picture.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Says he's born, but he wasn't born in Kenya. Wait till I get to this.
Oh, so that was some...
It's just like Pizzagate.
Oh, what?
I finally learned how... No.
Double cross.
Well, it's not in pedophilia. I mean...
Hold on, let's hear her say it.
Here you go.
HIV testing, which is still plaguing so many of our communities, which you all know, a lot of that is due to homophobia. Barack has led by example. When we took our trip to Africa and visited his home country in Kenya, we took a public HIV test for the very point of showing folks in Kenya.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that he was born in Kenya.
There's another clip. He just found that fast, but there's another where she said, and there's the Harvard Law Review, which he edited, where he says, I was born in Kenya.
Oh, okay. Well, she right there, what she's saying is his homeland. Like, if you're from Ireland, like I know dudes that are born in America, they want to go back to Italy or Ireland, or it's always the homeland. Agree. They call it the homeland.
But listen, let's just going on to what were we covering?
Kenya.
Trump.
The birth certificate.
Kenya. So yeah, Trump got involved in all that, and the whole birth certificate. Well, go ahead.
No. So how did it? What did someone like leak that information to him to try to make him look foolish because he chased after it?
Yes. So. Well, we're just researching. It's not anybody trying to make anybody foolish.
So do you think they just maybe made an incorrect judgment?
Well, we found out all about it. This is stunning information. So, people want to say he's illegitimate. They then look at him in the Harvard Law Review saying he's born in Kenya. They look at clips. They look at the fact he won't release his birth certificate. He had a name named Barry Saturo in Indonesia. He had all these weird cutout names. He had like 5 aliases.
Wow.
Why is that?
Then he wrote Dream. Look it up.
Because he's a baller.
He wrote Dreams of My Real Father.
Right.
Or Dreams of My Father. Dreams of My Real Father is the documentary. And in it, he talks about Frank Marshall Davis, the communist, famous pornographer, that he spent summers with. He looked side by side, it's the same guy. So they were worried that it was going to be Frank Marshall Davis. But it had actually been his mom in like a scam, making money off, she was CIA, bringing back people to the U.S. in sham marriages to have them immigrate. It was basically a cover-up of the fact that his real father was Frank Marshall Davis, the communist. And so that's who Obama's real dad was. And Dreams of My Real Father breaks it all down. It's online. It's pretty powerful info.
So what does that mean?
It just is a perfect example of you're not born in Kenya. You're really born in Hawaii on the main city-based island. They're in Honolulu to Frank Marshall Davis.
Right.
And your grandfather's CIA and your mother's CIA, that's all been declassified. And you're this cutout person.
His mom was a CIA?
Oh, yeah.
What did she do for the CIA?
She was a sex operative. Yeah. And she posed for news photos in kind of Betty Page style with sex operatives in photos at Frank Marshall Davis's house.
And you know this because you've seen these?
I've interviewed the people involved. I've read Dreams of My Father, where he admits, I stayed at Frank Marshall Davis's house. He was like my dad. My grandfather had a special unspoken relationship with him. These are quotes. Look up Obama Frank Marshall Davis. Or Obama Dreams of My Real Father.
What do you think about the conspiracy theory that Obama was like bred by the CIA the whole way through, all the way
That's
up?
true. It's not a theory.
Oh, really?
When you say CIA, that just means like a marketing project of whoever was in power at the time. 4 or 8 years, whoever's in charge of that, whoever shows interest, can go in and then just basically be involved in controlling the levers of the social engineering of the society.
So what does that have to do with Obama growing up? Were those rumors that he was in a CIA agent in Pakistan while he was supposed to be in Colombia? What about those?
He
Is that
probably
real?
exactly. He probably spent 6 months. Yeah, there's the supposed father Barack versus Barack II versus Frank Marshall Davis.
Huh. I think he looks more like the other Barack.
Okay. Well, look up Frank Marshall Davis's pornography. And his
I will do no such thing.
And Obama's mother clearly in the photos.
Okay.
And his
No,
his book, Dreams of My Father, admitting that he stayed with Frank Marshall Davis.
Okay.
But listen, that's not the issue.
So what I asked you, though, to get back to where we started from, was why did Trump chase after that whole he was born in Kenya shit for so long?
Because he knew it was super hot with the public, and he wanted to know the answer to it as well, and didn't like the things Obama was doing.
It was a weird thing, right? Because if you were a guy who was a white guy, and we wanted to prove that you were born in Austria, but you had some birth certificate that said you were born in the United States, you spoke perfect English, but you had a square jaw, and you looked like you're from the frozen north, like, this motherfucker he's from Austria, dude. I'm telling you, he's from fucking Austria. And then someone, like, made a big deal out of it and gave you, like, a fake birth certificate, and people you'd never hear racism. Isn't that interesting? Like, you would hear that, yeah, this guy might really have been born in another country.
No, there might have been something that the first black president's an outsider.
Yeah, it's a race. I mean, instantaneously it gets connected to racism. There's an assumed racism with almost anything.
Listen, I don't care what color Barack Obama is.
Any accusations.
Like, I love Jimi Hendrix's music. I don't care what color he is. Long Watchtower is the best ever.
It's a pretty goddamn good song.
So, all of that. So, all I'm telling you is, you research Frank Marshall Davis and Obama.
I believe you.
It's I can't believe how conclusive it is. My mom and dad heard me talking about it like 5 years ago. They thought, that's crazy. Let us see the film about it. They saw it. They were blown away. But listen, let me give you the big picture.
Please.
The elite admit that they are studying humanity like they're a breakaway civilization. They believe they're taking the best ideas of humanity and building a breakaway civilization of technocracy so they can transcend us. And I want the public to know the decision has been made to dumb you down, balkanize you, turn you against yourselves, have regional wars, play people off against each other, and then basically release bioweapons that wipe out most of the population.
Okay.
While the elite transcend to the next level.
Can I pause this right here? Who are the elite? Like, when you say the elite, who are these people? And how do they get together?
Are they the Rothschilds?
Hold on a second. How do they all agree? Who votes? How do they decide? There's a bunch of powerful type A super billionaire characters who like running shit. So how do they get together and all agree on the same thing?
They decide on agendas that will empower their individual agendas, and they're pretty much let into those power structures early on.
So how do they meet?
Because they are,
Bilderberg Group.
Is that the Bilderberg Group?
Club of Rome, Bilderberg Group.
What's the Club of Rome?
Davos. Club of Rome is a population reduction group. I mean, if you can go to Infowars.com right now, there's an article and a video I cut about Oprah Winfrey. I'm not saying she's a bad person, where she's part of a secret eugenics group.
Hold on a second. Stop right there. He said, I'm not saying she's a bad person, but she's part of a secret eugenics group.
That doesn't mean it's bad.
I'm a really good person, but I like killing weak people. I'm just trying to thin the herd. I'm a really good person, though.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely. So you can go there. It's the truth about Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
And it just deals with, it's in the news saying,
Boy,
Oprah Winfrey in secret meetings.
Look at your face. You look so serious.
You look like I'm on a toilet.
You think she's in secret meetings with, like, the Bilderberg Group or something
No,
like that?
she admits that.
Okay.
They admit on the news to reduce population.
Right.
Only because we leaked it first. You want to play it? Go ahead.
But when
Let's
someone...
take a 6-minute break. Let's play it.
No, when someone like her...
JoeRoganExperience.com.
Hold, please. When someone like her says something about reducing the amount of illegitimate babies born or the amount of babies that are born because there's no birth control, a lot of times those kind of statements get construed into population control.
She's in the secret meetings.
Then people start saying she's into population control, and that means she wants to kill people.
She's in the secret meetings, and she's pushing it, and she's tax exempt.
I'm not in those secret meetings. Are you in those secret meetings?
Let me tell you.
Do you go to those secret meetings?
We leaked it.
Have you ever been in one of those secret meetings?
I did sneak into one.
Do you hear what they said?
Yes.
They say they want to kill half the people?
No.
What'd they say that was really
I
like?
just snuck into Bohemian Grove. It wasn't.
I remember that.
Yeah,
dude, that was some real shit.
That's epic, fucking Jim Brown type shit.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, that is like if you want to go back to like conspiracy theory fuel, like people that get excited about something. When you find out that there really are a bunch of global elites that get on this ranch and they got a fucking giant stone owl and they burn a bundle of wood in effigy and they all wear fucking masks and shit, and then you actually have video footage of it and this weird sort of a ceremony they're doing.
And whether it's satanic or not, they're pretending.
The fuck it is. It's crazy.
They're pretending it is.
Whatever it is, it's crazy.
Sure, and I was there.
Pike.
And they hide.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, go into that.
How did you sneak into the Bohemian Grove? That was amazing.
Well, people always said it was a setup. They let me in. It wasn't quite like that. But we had an insider wanted to get me in to actually see it. And most people aren't bad that go to it. But the point is, it's kind of a gateway into all of this.
It's amazing. So this is you at Bohemian Grove, and you're on the other side of like it looks like a little pond or something. Is that what it is?
Feel free to play it. He goes, "Beyond old care, may fire make merriment with your dust. Begone old care."
It was so strange. It was so bizarre listening to that guy and the speaker blaring out across
Walter
that lake.
Cronkite.
Let's play some of this.
No, it was Walter Cronkite.
Lift it up, ye everlasting choirs. For behold, here is Bohemian shrine, and holy are the pillars of this house.
Sounds like a play for high school.
It is. It's all play. But religion started that way, as like entertainment.
So what do you think this is? Just some really ancient ritual that they're redoing?
Yeah, I thought it was no big deal till I was in the crowd of old men. They were just lavishing. They were like
they loved it,
basically ejaculating in their pants without
Jesus
touching their
Christ.
peepees.
Are you sure? Are you projecting?
No, they were like in ecstasy.
What is it about people that love those secret societies? Like, you remember that JFK speech about secret societies?
We will not tolerate them.
Yeah, it's a fucking beautiful speech,
well,
man.
Because
pull it up, Jamie. Pull up JFK's speech
normal
about secret
people
societies.
don't want power over others. They don't crave some secret essence.
Right.
They're looking for that secret place of the Most High.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's just like you were talking about pedophiles, just like any other deviant, fucked up
They're into
form
weird
of human
secret
thinking.
crap.
Yeah,
I just want to go eat a big pile of steaks and drink some beer.
I like how you say. Let's crank this up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
I'm by myself, but JFK's
decided long
playing.
ago
Put this on. I don't know if you've ever heard
the
this.
dangers of excessive and
He's talking
unwarranted
about secret
concealment
societies.
of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent,
They knew it.
to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world
Here it is.
by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific,
about
and
communists.
political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, No rumor is printed. No secret is revealed. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program. For from that scrutiny comes understanding. And from that understanding comes support or opposition. And both are necessary. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people. For I have complete confidence.
We're cool. We kill it there. That's such a crazy speech because it's him talking about the structures that were already in place and about the dangers of withholding information from people, and him being forthright as a president in a way that we've never heard before since. Like, he's literally talking.
Until Trump. Trump's being like that now.
What did Trump tell you?
Well, let's just be clear. He's talking about our own military-industrial complex that Eisenhower just warned about, his outgoing predecessor. He's talking about the Soviets there at the same time. He was a really smart cookie.
The Eisenhower warning is one of the creepiest things in human history.
Oh, yeah, about the
really
military-industrial complex.
Yeah, because JFK, that sounded like he was talking about communism.
Yeah, pull up Eisenhower warns of the military-industrial complex.
Farewell address.
He did it, but there's a clip that just has that segment of it. Which
you know what he said before?
Yeah, there was a lot.
He says there is a scientific technocratic elite that is in control of all information and about to shut it down to the public. And then they will control the military. So beware the military. He wasn't saying the military was bad.
Right.
He said these technocrats,
military-industrial complex.
The eugenicists were about to get control of it. The scientific people I'll tell you about.
See if you can find where it goes.
This is it,
Jamie.
This is the address right here.
My fellow Americans, we now stand 10 years past the midpoint of a century that has witnessed 4 major wars among great nations.
Joe's right. Type in Eisenhower military industrial complex speech. Yeah.
He's going to say it in here somewhere, but it's a 3-minute speech.
Hey,
just see if you can cue it up, Jamie.
Alex, it seems like Trump, everybody, a lot of smart people in different points of their life, they begin to realize how many lies they've been told. They begin to wake up. They're not totally woke up, but they begin to wake up. And then they find out about 9/11, but they don't believe all this other shit. And then they find out about this, but they don't believe in all that other shit. Then they find out about that. And then at the very high levels, like the dudes, there's like, yeah, all this shit is true. If you could follow the money, it's probably true. You might be wrong 1 or 2 or 3 times, but generally we're dealing with a totally crooked situation. What are they doing? They're not stealing money from corporations. You steal money from a corporation, they're going to come after you and kill you. What they're doing is it's the mastery of stealing tax money. That's what this is all about. It's just stealing tax money. Because nobody's going to go after you steal tax money. You get all these programs and these bills passed.
Let's play this. Go ahead, Jamie.
These military contracts, the taxpayers are paying for all this.
Resources and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes.
Jesus Christ.
How could they let that out? Like, it was so tight, because you think about this. Back in the early days of radio and the early days of moving pictures, only the elite... Let me finish. Only the elite had access to this technology, moving pictures, radio, right from the get-go, right from day one.
They were programming it the way they wanted.
Yeah, right from day one. It wasn't like your average guy who was trying to help humanity. The guys who had this technology were like, damn, they believe whatever the fuck we say. Back in the day, you'd listen to the radio, those news reports, or when the movie pictures were
How about
invented.
Reefer Madness?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Right from the get-go, TV, movies, radio,
propaganda.
all of it was propaganda.
Well, let me tell you what happened.
It never left.
Alex Jones, is aliens involved in this story, please?
No.
Talk about propaganda in movies.
Eisenhower had L.L. Limnitzer come to him.
Who?
That was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
L.L. Limnitzer, is that his name?
No, just Google Operation Northwoods.
Oh, I know about that.
Sure. So they came to him and they said, we're going to launch terror attacks in America and start a war with the Soviets. He's like, well, I know they're evil, but we're not going to do that. So he fired him. Then JFK comes in. The same guys try to make him do it. He refuses, so they kill him.
Well, they wanted to have drone jetliners and blow them up and blame it on the Cubans.
9/11.
They wanted to arm Cuban friendlies and attack Guantanamo Bay. They had a bunch of really crazy shit planned. When you realize what Operation Northwoods was, and you realize that this was signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff, it scares the shit out of you.
Because it makes you realize, Alex, is this real?
Come on, we're all talking here. We're all talking here. Doesn't that scare the shit out of you?
Yeah, that's why we
Doesn't
expose
it blow your mind that there's still today, it's 2017, doesn't it blow your mind that people still think that 9/11 happened the way it was?
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
9/11 Commission
Operation
report?
Northwoods is 100% provable.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Let's get back to that.
It's declassified, 2000.
Well, when people realized that was a real document.
It was a U.S. government plan to start war with Russia.
And kill people.
They'd blow up movie theaters, attack U.S. military bases.
Kill American civilians.
Attack the Capitol.
Kill American military.
Shoot people, hijack jets, crash them, have CIA get on board so a fake plane lands, or the real plane lands, a fake plane attacks. It was 9/11.
It's just bananas that someone would actually sit down and write that out.
And it was leaked by patriots 6 months before 9/11 trying to stop it.
Really?
And that's not saying Islamic terror isn't real. It's not saying Bush even did it. Some super dark state group, which Congress now has 28 pages vindicating 9/11 truthers, that Saudi Arabia, with people that they had gotten to convert to Islam and paid off with their trillions, and they got trillions, had joined them in some larger plan to blame Iraq and other countries that were non-radical so Saudi Arabia could take them over.
Who put together 9/11?
Saudi Arabia. The Muslims hate Muslims more than anybody. So they want to invade these other countries.
How did it happen in the U.S.? I mean, the U.S. wasn't involved? Of course, right?
What are you saying?
Who was involved? Who were the key players in 9/11?
It's totally compartmentalized. So you run a drill of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon being attacked on that day. So the planes are told, flying around, oh, this is just a drill.
So that was a drill that was supposed to be run that day.
It all came out.
A drill that was about an attack
There was a
on
drill.
New York,
It
right?
seems like
There
when
was
they
a
do
drill.
false flags, it seems like, okay, we're going to do a false flag. We need to set up a drill. They need a drill going on at the same time.
But let's be clear.
It's obvious.
99.9% of the government wasn't involved. Because of computers, it was a test. They can do stuff 100 times worse now. No one will know because it's all remote activated. The jets by then were all remote control. Every jet for 25 years, the big new ones has remote control. It's crazy, man.
There's jets now are unmanned.
Absolutely.
Well, no, they're manned. It's just they can go on autopilot.
It's stupid to have
that's
manned
all remote
jets.
control, too.
If you think about
Yeah,
it,
it's remote control.
It's dumb. It's better.
Remember
if it's
Bush?
remote
Remember
control.
Bush
That was the
got
thing
up.
they said about the drone jetliners. When they were going to blow up that jetliner and blame it on the Cubans, that wasn't going to be a jetliner filled with people. It was going to be a drone.
Exactly.
So they had the capability in 1962 of doing that, which is
how did Robert F. Kennedy or JFK's older brother, who was Joe Kennedy Jr., die? He was flying a fighter plane, remote controlling two B-17s loaded with explosives as drones to crash into Germany.
What?
They had drones in World War II.
Jesus Christ. They had drones in World War II. What were they powered by?
Yeah,
seems
Google.
so caveman
How did
to have a
Joe
guy in
Kennedy?
there.
How did Joe Kennedy Jr. die?
It does
Secret
seem,
mission over Germany.
It
Look
does
up.
seem like
Joe
that's going to
Kennedy,
be
the father.
No, Joe Kennedy Jr.
Oh, the crazy thing about the Kennedys is you know, if you're a lot of times you see criminals come from like a good family, and then you see Robert Kennedy and John F. Kennedy, they come from gangster. His dad was a gangster, straight up mafia, and then he has two kids. They thought they had him under control because he's from a mafia family.
Exactly.
And they
Here's the,
they
Starts
flip,
going after the mafia.
and then
here's
they flip.
Here's the guy's name, Joe
Right?
Kennedy.
Isn't that weird? Because it's
Yep.
like you're the opposite of your parents. Like you want to go against your parents. So Robert Kennedy and John F. Kennedy, they went against that shit that.
Oh, they went for the mafia. They were crazy.
That's the only reason they were in there, because of the mob. The mob supported them.
The mob stole Illinois for him and Texas.
The mob supported John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
He was hanging out with Frank Sinatra. Then all of a sudden he flipped, and you know what? He stopped hanging out with Frank Sinatra. He started changing his ways. Something flipped. Did he have a kid that died or something like that? Is that something made him flip? I thought I read something. It could be total bullshit.
Who knows what happened?
But it could be that he had a son that died that made him flip.
Well, Jamie
Something like
looked that up. But
You
let's
know
go
what?
to Joe Kennedy Jr. here.
When
He
you
was
have a
killed
kid
in
that
action.
dies, that can make you think totally different.
Yeah,
when
for sure.
When your kid dies, you're like, fuck this. I'm going
That's
with
Eddie Bravo,
my
isn't it?
soul, right?
Yeah.
You're like, fuck this. What could be worse? My son already died.
Let's
what
put
could be
that
worse?
whiskey down.
I'm coming after you.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
coming
terrible.
after you like a fucking Apache savage with nothing to lose.
Joe Kennedy Jr. was killed in action while serving as a land-based patrol bomber pilot in World War II and was posthumously awarded the Navy Cross.
Alex Jones throwing down. Dude, you're on fire. This was almost 3 hours of. There's people out there that
is
thought
nothing. I wanna
you
go
were
for
a
6
total
hours.
nut.
We're doing
You're
this for
totally
10
a
years.
nut.
Don't
and then
pussy
you're
out.
just
We're going
you're
down.
just laying it down. You're laying it down like Game of motherfucking Thrones.
No, I'm not.
Like yes, you are.
All I know is there's people in the government that want to empower people, and they're trying to do a good job. And I'm not anti-government. I want to have a good constitutional government. And the truth is, I couldn't believe it when NYPD contacted me of the Secret Service. The Secret Service came to me when I was at the RNC. So I had like the number one passes nobody had, red passes. I'd go behind the scenes. Nobody stopped me, like back in the back deal. The Secret Service, like in their suits, go, hey, Alex, come here. I want to tell you something about Hillary. Give us a contact number. The next month, we're going to contact you. About a month later, I get a contact. They go, can you come down? Because nothing's digital. Can you come down and meet at this place? So I go down and meet. We're meeting one of my other people as well. Because the way they work was like they were hitting both sides of our operation. And they said to me, Hillary has seizures like every 30 minutes. She's got an ambulance that's black. She falls down all the time. Just have your people at her events. You'll see her falling down. She's covering it up. Well, sure enough, I announced that on air. A month later, she falls down in front of the cameras. We had footage a week before in Cleveland again, same place she was back to. It was a key battleground. And she was like for an hour in this emergency tent with ambulances and stretchers. So I'm telling you, I mean, I've got real sources that really care about what's happening in this country, and everything they told me was dead on. You know what's scary about my government leaks?
Well, let's go back to
They
that
are
before
so
you
freaking
move
accurate.
on. The Hillary thing was very bizarre because nobody was supposed to mention it. Like you weren't supposed to mention that she was falling down.
And she had those weird like
they said,
epileptic seizures.
They said, oh, she
CNN,
had
MSNBC.
pneumonia. They said, oh, she had pneumonia. Let me tell you something. I've had pneumonia. You know what I haven't done? I haven't ever walked and just fallen down while I'm walking.
Exactly.
Like,
Let me
that's
tell you.
really frail.
Here's the background and then comment on it, because this is key. It's known that in 2012,
12. She
2013,
fell on her head and she got a severe concussion.
well, that was really brain
damage.
surgery from my sources. But yeah, she's in the hospital for a year. Then
She was fucked up for 6 whole months, according to Clinton,
Holy
according to Bill.
shit.
So she
Yeah.
looks like
I didn't know
hell.
that.
We don't know where she is. And then meanwhile, I'm told, hey, she's falling down all the time. She looks like hell on TV. And then Secret Service says, look, you've got the people. Get up off your ass and follow her. So we follow her in like 5 cities. We didn't catch it. We were in New York. They sneak her out. She falls down having epilepsy every 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. The point is my intel was good. They gave us good info. So what are the elite thinking? They're going to put somebody in with epilepsy. That's all I'm saying.
But do you think that it was just that their idea was she can hold it together, just anything rather than
They
Trump?
just, as soon as they just wanted to get her through, get all those girls like, oh my God, everything's great, and then they pass all these motherfucking bills.
And it seemed to me that when all this was happening, that people so desperately wanted to not look at it because the alternative was Trump. It wasn't that they were taking an objective look at it and go, wow, maybe she shouldn't be blacking out. And then you consider that massive head injury that she had in 2012, which is real. It's a fact. People don't like it when you bring that up, though, because they think if you bring that up, you're going to change people's opinion and you're going to help Trump win.
Well,
that's
let's be clear.
literally
Let's
what
be clear.
people said.
Can I just spend 2 minutes talking to your audience? Which camera is it?
About Trump.
That one. Just look
Let me
over
just,
in
Eddie,
this
give me
general
2
direction.
minutes. I don't claim to have all the answers. And I'm not here to booster Trump because I'm tied to his wagon. If I attacked Trump, I'd make more money. This isn't about money. It's about the truth. Trump really is trying to cut taxes and make people successful and wealthy. He really does care about the average person. The elite have set up a plan to enslave people, to make folks poor. And all I'm asking you to do is get past thinking that you're part of the establishment or you're smart because you're anti-Trump. I'm asking you to actually look at what's really being going on and understand that Democrats, Republicans come and go. Some are good, some are bad. The whole power structure has been against Trump for a very serious reason. Trump is coming after them and really is attempting to bring down this whole global system. And that's why all hell's breaking loose. So I just want your viewers and listeners to know I'm not some political hack. Like you said earlier, I used to be against Bush. I wish Obama would have been real. The point is they got to Obama. With Trump, he doesn't give a damn. They admit they're offering him money, everything. He doesn't listen.
So you think what what Obama could have been is who he was when he was running for office, that he was this radical element of change, hope and change. He wanted to close down Guantanamo Bay. He's wanted to do all these things. But once he got in there...
All that shit. He had Che Guevara posters in the back.
During his administration, the DEA decided to not take marijuana off the Schedule 1. Everybody knows it's not Schedule 1.
Yeah, he was the cover for
Schedule 1 means no medical use.
He's not like a narcotic.
That's what it means. That's what it means to be Schedule 1. It's crazy that marijuana is Schedule 1 when it's the most useful. Out of all the different various illegal drugs.
Well, look how smart you are, Joe. You smoke marijuana quite a bit, and you're still a smart guy.
It's definitely not bad for you.
I'm just smelling it, and I can't even think here.
I know you can't.
Listen, let's get serious.
All
I'm telling you is...
What's Trump about? What are those conversations about? Let the people know.
I mean, Trump really wants to make poor people rich. He really wants to defeat collectivism. He hates all the bashing the family and
what's collectivism?
Just all the New World Order. Collectivism is this thing like you're not an individual. You're like part of a group. And Trump can't stand that. He can't stand seeing as a businessman business deals where China has like 35% currency tariffs on us. There's no way you can even compete. And they're shutting off our power plants with regulations, but not theirs.
Why do we do that then? What is the reason why?
Because our elites, quite frankly, under Kissinger and of course, the president who was in that administration, Nixon, they made a one-sided deal for elites to go make deals with China and their billion-plus slaves. I don't say that condescendingly; they're like slaves. To leverage out the West and the whole world's industry. And Trump doesn't like those one-sided deals. And he's saying, listen, we're not going to impoverish America. We're going to empower America. And we're going to actually use American power to promote freedom worldwide.
So let me get this straight for guys like me.
All Trump does is deliver on his promises. Go ahead.
So what you're saying is, in layman's terms, the elite, the people in power, the people that have the green light power to sign these treaties, they were maybe offered a couple mil here, a couple mil there to sign this, to sell the country out so that they could make 10 mil here, 5 mil there.
Billion.
Something like that? Is it
yeah,
something
the
like
U.S.
that?
got colonized by corporate takeover artists, and Trump at the end said, F you, so we're going to take their whole global system they built for nothing, take it away from them, and have the true new American millennium, not the new century. You listen to his, I don't know if we got the time, if you want to play his 18-minute State of the Union, we could start, or not State of the Union.
We're definitely not going to play that.
No, I understand.
He's like the global Fidel.
His global inauguration speech, he lays the whole beautiful bitch out. And so if anybody ever wanted to actually have somebody trying to make them great and wealthy and powerful, it's Donald J. Trump. That's why the whole elite, the whole power structure, Hollywood, all the pedophiles, every damn demon, every pot-bellied one-inch fucker, they are all against Trump because he is pro-human and he wants to dominate all these people. It is an act of alpha male. He wants
the benefits of the ego every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Well, that definitely helped him run for office.
He talks to you and he calls you, right? I mean, that's crazy.
Listen to what you're talking. He uses English.
People think people that don't know Alex Jones, they believe the mainstream media when they try to crucify him and say he's a fucking quack and he's a.
Well, Alex, what you need, honestly, is someone to temper you. You need me right next to you all the time to balance things out.
Dude, are you kidding?
Calm
You know how
down.
powerful this is? You being right there, that you're like the fucking. You're
Just
like
need
the,
to calm him down
I will
occasionally.
sit on your lap.
You got a bio suit on, and you got a fucking ray gun. You're like, okay, we need this alien to benefit humanity, but I got to put this goddamn bio suit on because he's going crazy.
Just gotta steer him occasionally. You get on rants, and you'll connect 4 or 5 different non-related subjects.
But that's
it's beautiful. It's
only
not bad.
a guy that does that. Only a guy that does that.
You guys
that
are nice.
Go rant after rant after rant after rant with no teleprompters. Only a guy that could do is
no, but I'm
the
not
guy
just saying
that's
that,
at his.
Eddie, you're
in his
smart.
place.
I'm not just saying this kiss Joe's
He's right.
ass.
Eddie's right.
I'm actually very
We need
upset that Joe has finished all my sentences and knows more than I do, and it sits over there acting like he doesn't know all this.
I don't know more than you do. I definitely don't know more than you do.
Just as
That's
much
just
as I
not
know.
true.
Every document, every secret program, you knew all about it. You know it was a bullshitting.
Listen,
the whole time you've been fucking. You are Bill Hicks.
Listen, I'm microscopic.
We're better than Bill Hicks.
Hold on.
I'm sick of hearing about Bill Hicks.
He's a great comic.
I'm microscopic, bacterial,
penis,
atomic, split the goddamn critical mass compared to Joe Rogan. I'm nothing. And I've talked so much shit about conspiracy theories that I feel like I need to shut the fuck up because I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble.
You know what conspiracy theory is?
I don't want any trouble.
It's asking questions of the universe. It's questioning on your own the mysteries and not just receiving the priest class stuff.
Yes.
But
I'm not trying to. I walked away from my podcast. I thought nobody was listening, but now people want me to go back. I'm like, I thought nobody. But listen, I don't want to be a conspiracy guy like you. I don't want to be that. But I listen to you, and you are my canary in the goddamn coal mine. As long as you're alive, I feel like I'm okay to say shit. But I'll tell you this, every time I come to do the Fight Companion, Joe Rogan Experience, I swear to God, I tell myself, this Fight Companion, no motherfucking conspiracy theories. Let's just live life. I call joke, and I call him after Fight Companions. I go, I can't believe I did it again, Joe. I can't believe. But something
here's the good
in me,
news. Here's
Alex,
the good news.
something in me.
You want to question. You want to discuss the real world.
Something in me wants to help people for some reason. And a lot of times my inner me's like, fuck them. Make a fucking, you know what I mean? Fuck them. And I'm like, damn, if I just walk away, because I'm compelled. But I'm not trying to make money off conspiracy theories. I can have a conspiracy theory podcast right now and it would be okay. But I'm not even trying to do that. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be you. But something inside me, when the fucking mic's there and someone's questioning me, I'm like, I got a son, and I want to make sure that I fucking do everything I can for him, because I don't want to leave him with some shit that I could have changed. So inside of me, I'm like on the fence all the time.
But you have to be careful. You have to be careful when you're overzealous.
Yes.
Because if you're overzealous, then you actually turn people the wrong way. Then they look at any conspiracies as being preposterous, even the ones that are real, like Sandusky, like the Catholic Church, like so many other ones before. There's a ton of them, like Hastert, who was the Speaker of the fucking House. Pedophile. There's been a lot of those.
Frank.
So it's really critical.
Tower 7.
But
Tower
it's real.
7
But
went
hold on
down.
a second. Hold on a second, Eddie. It's really critical whenever you're discussing any of these things that you get all the fucking ducks in order before you pick a side. It's super important because anytime you make some crazy claim and it's connected to a conspiracy theory and it proves to be wrong, it fucks with all the ones that are really true.
And I
you can't get them all right.
You're right. You're right. But you got to be
Smart guy
real
would
careful.
understand that.
People saying I'm Bill Hicks. People saying it
can't
doesn't
get 'em
hurt
all
me
right.
that they're saying that. It's like it hurts me. They're that dumb that they don't know I'm my own
They're
person.
not.
Alex
It's a
Jones.
joke. It's a joke meme, man. It's some Reddit shit.
No, I get it. It's a 4chan.
They're having fun.
But listen, some of them are serious.
No, yeah, but
I
they're
agree
having.
with you.
No, they're not, man.
Some of them
They're
are.
Hey, Alex,
around.
let me ask you something really quick. This is very important. Let me ask you something.
Super important.
Like I was trying to say this earlier, but we had to go back and finish something out. But this is very important. I teach jiu-jitsu. I got students all over the world. I got schools all over the world. All my students start to wake up. You know, that's like a metaphor. A conspiracy theory. Like at different times, some are just into me for jiu-jitsu, but they believe the CNN side 100%. It takes them 3 years, and they're like, oh shit, they start smoking weed, and damn, they're all over the conspiracy side. Everybody awakens at a different point, no matter how smart they are. You can get your master's, your PhD. You could be, I'm a scientist or whatever, but you're working for the government and you ain't thinking about shit. But listen. Do you think Donald Trump is in the middle of an awakening, a conspiracy theory awakening? Do you think
Trump is 100% real.
He's like, is he in the middle of an awakening?
Yes.
Because he could have easily been a billionaire 2 years ago who bought all the mainstream shit, but he was a billionaire. He didn't give a fuck about the mainstream shit. He's cutting deals, blowing up
Donald
hotels.
Trump.
But now, at a certain point, no matter where you are, no matter how smart you are, you awaken a little by little.
No, Donald Trump knows which way the wind's going, and as Julius Caesar in the famous play by William Shakespeare of Julius Caesar, there's a tide in the affairs of men when taken to the flood leads on to fortune. Or as Mark Twain said, in the beginning of patriots, a scarce man hated and feared and scorned, but the time when his cause succeeds, it costs nothing to join a patriot. So here's what's happening right now. There's a major shift happening, and Trump really wants to empower the people. Globalism is anti-human. And so all I'm trying to get at is that some really big things are happening in this world, and people watching shouldn't be conservative or liberal.
Can I stop you for a moment? When you say globalism, what do you mean by that? Please define that.
Globalism is like neo-colonialism, but it's corporate colonialism over humans, individuals, government, states, old world, new world. It's worldwide colonialism.
Is it Rothschild, Rockefeller
monopoly.
shit?
It's monopoly capitalism.
Is it Rockefeller?
Seeking to dominate
Eddie,
populations and create centralized systems of monopolies and control. It wants to end innovation. It wants to end upward mobility.
Why do they want to end innovation?
Globalism is corporate world government.
Why do they want to stop innovation?
Because they see it. I was just burping. They see it as what they call disruptive technology. And humanity's so powerful, you've already got a monopoly.
So is this a recent consideration after the internet has been invented?
No, globalism is bigger than that, but yes.
Okay.
You're part of that's true. Since they've already got control, they want competition to end. They're in control. They don't want challengers. They've seized control of the human psyche, human development, to the stars. They've got it all. They think they're getting rid of humanity. They're becoming gods. Whatever dimension they're tuned into told them that. So they want debates to end.
Right.
And they want authoritarianism.
They want to... Whoa, what happened there?
A bolt came off.
And how is Donald Trump going to stop this?
A bolt came off the... You're going crazy.
How do you see it happening?
He's making bolts come off the goddamn
How do you
microphones.
hoping it happens, Alex? How do you hoping
Thanks
Donald
for putting
Trump...
that back.
What does
Trump
Donald
just
Trump
wants-
have to do with blocking
Taxes
this?
are energy siphons. They're vampiric actions. Of
course.
So if he actually cuts taxes to poor people in the middle class and gets rid of tax incentives for really rich, he's like coming after the rich. But from a conservative perspective, so the Republicans are cheering him.
So is that what he wants to do? He wants to cut taxes for everybody?
Except the rich. He's going to increase them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That seems like the opposite of what a rich guy would do, right?
But he understands, like Henry Ford did, you got to sell a car where people can afford to buy it. You got to pay your employees where they can buy it. He wants real prosperity. He doesn't.
This has been
Trump
announced?
doesn't get off in his limousine driving by burnout old towns.
Has this been announced, this tax plan?
Yeah.
So, Jamie, see if you could pull up what it says. That's fascinating. I wonder if that'll change people's opinions. If that really does happen, and people can save a significant amount of money in taxes.
Where's the problem? The globalists admit they want a global consolidation. They want a global downturn to break everybody's will and accept all the new taxes and regulations. And so Trump is racing. Remember, they had for 8 years 0% interest, but it was only the big banks. Trump said, we're going to keep 0% interest for 1 year, even though he's against it, but for poor people to get 0% interest. Who cares? It's all fiat anyways. The banks lose the money. It's all just write-offs. They're killing it all now and raising taxes.
Trump tax reform that will make America great again. The goals of Donald Trump. Number one, tax relief for middle-class America in order to achieve the American dream. Let people keep more money in their pockets and increase the after-tax wages. Number two, simplify the tax code to reduce headaches Americans face in preparing their taxes and let everyone keep more of their money. So he's
That's
trying
some old
to
plan. He's already implemented it, though.
That's
we're
interesting.
We're 12 days in. We've already got. He's doing it.
So if you're single and you earn less than $25,000 or married and jointly earn less than $50,000, you will not owe any income tax.
Yeah,
Holy
zero tax.
shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And the taxes on poor people.
That removes nearly 75 million households, over 50% of the income tax rolls.
Oh, they're pissed.
They get a new one-page form to send to the IRS saying, I win. Those who would otherwise owe. How crazy is that? They get to save a new one-page form to send to the IRS saying, I win.
Yeah.
Those who would otherwise owe income tax will save an average of nearly $1,000 each.
Yeah, it's not that big. If you're the lowest bracket that pays taxes, you basically don't pay taxes. You don't want people paying. Taxes are for rich people.
Look
so
at
like if
this.
you're rich, you pay big tips. You get it. Like, these people need money. Boom,
Look at this statement. No business of any size, from a Fortune 500 to a mom and pop shop to a freelancer living job to job, will pay more than 15% of their business income in taxes.
That's his plan.
This lower rate makes corporate investments inversions unnecessary by making America's tax rate one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We have one of the highest rates, so nobody wants to be here.
No family will have to pay the death tax. Holy shit.
You know about this?
Yeah, that's
what I'm telling you,
giant.
dude.
That's
He's
giant.
a deliverer, man.
It seems like Trump is for real, right?
Oh, he's totally
You
for real.
earned and saved that money for
scary,
your
real
family
nice,
and
sexy.
not the government. You paid taxes on it when you earned it. That is so beautiful.
Take immigrants. His
That-
immigrant
but
plan.
that is a beautiful tax plan. That death tax is disgusting. So like if you left money for your kid, they would take half your money. They take
incredible.
some giant chunk of it. And he's saying that's not going to happen anymore. That alone, that's a beautiful thing. That's a very good thing.
Isn't it
So
crazy
you call
that
him a homophobe racist?
Trump is painted out? He's painted out.
Last
as a-
night I land, and they're like 70 of them, and like they're like pushing by families with kids, like KKK, like yelling at families just on InfoWars. They like literally push by like Hispanic families and black people screaming KKK.
Well,
and I looked at them on tape; they're just going like, "What?"
It feels good for people to have a clear enemy. And if they can justify in their mind
And
you're a
KKK.
white supremacist or anybody on the alt-right is a
Yeah,
racist.
I heard Trump's KKK, and I heard he's a rapist. Yeah,
everyone's-
that's what's going on.
And people say,
Everyone's
"Oh my
so
God, you're
silly.
All
playing
the
with it.
dumb
It's all
people
BS.
are
It's
marching
illegal."
on the streets. That's what's
Well,
going on.
there's also a bunch of people that are looking for some sort of solidarity.
They're
They
full. They're
thought-
being punked. Everybody's
maybe
being
they were.
punked.
Maybe they thought that Hillary was a better choice, and maybe they got excited that they could get together and join up and walk the streets. Anytime you can get people to get together for a common good, in their mind at least, and no one gets arrested, that's a good thing. It
No, I
sucks
agree.
that they
All I
probably
know is-
blocked up traffic for a lot of people and made it annoying.
Joe, what would you do if like almost half the time you go out to eat or in a grocery store, someone comes up and slaps you in the back of the
You're
head?
telling me that happens to you, right?
Well, I wonder where it's like they're interdimensionally connected. Like, why is it always boo, you're a loser, slap you in the face in the back of the head? It's like, how are they so coordinated? It's not because they know this women deal.
That was the greatest thing you've ever said right there.
No, I'm serious. They
Alex,
all
if
do
someone-
that.
You just invited a door for people going, boo, you're a loser, and then try to slap you in the back of the head. It's going to happen now.
No, I
You
don't-
started
it's
a
already
meme.
happening.
You started a human meme.
No, I don't even care. The point is, how are they so synced? Okay, here's the deal.
Well,
you have women going, Allah Akbar, I love God.
Oh, I saw that.
They're synced by the media.
Synced by the media, and I'm out there peacefully videotaping them the Saturday after Trump's inaugurated in D.C. before I leave, and they're like, F you, white male. They're all white women. F you, jihad, Allah, Allah, and they put hats on. They put burqas screaming, I'm going to join jihad. You'll never stop me. And I'm like, I'm not going to cut your genitals off and put you on a slave block. I don't get where I've never done anything to women, and all these weird-ass women, including the D.C. police, were letting people attack us. They were wearing like these pink hats. And then they're
You got
like
attacked?
praising, yeah, it was on video.
Someone was saying that you were drunk. That's not true, right?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
No, the truth is, the headline was, Alex Jones kicked out of inauguration.
Oh, yeah,
No,
right.
they had people blocking the entrances because they had it all fenced off. You couldn't
Right.
get in.
Yeah, it was the whole thing is it's very the whole movement is very aggressive. You know, it's like a response to what they think is aggressive. You know,
Joe, you're all over there slick asking questions. In the
misogynist.
time we have heard, let's be serious.
Okay.
What is your real worldview on the nature of consciousness on this planet in intergalactic space? I've been really honest today.
Okay.
Given a lot of true answers. So metaphysically, what is the secret of the universe?
This is what I think. There was a little organism that was just recently discussed. I tweeted it, I think, yesterday, and they think it was one of
precursor.
the very first organisms that was the precursor to what we eventually became, and that all biological life, all like living, walking things, came out of this one multi-celled organism. Right?
Daddy.
Yeah. So one thing. I think as that happened, whatever hundreds of millions of years ago, I don't know what the number is, but however long, billions of years that happened to go, if we keep going in that same direction, whatever we are now, it's going to be totally unrecognizable just a few hundred years from now or a few thousand years from now, or if we just do it biologically, a million years from now. But I think that if human beings manage to stay alive for a long period of time and not blow each other up, we're on the cusp of figuring out how to manipulate our very beings, like to the point where we're not going to be people anymore. It's
And
just
that's
going to
it.
change.
That's it.
Yeah.
Humanity is at the crossroads, and that's my message today. The elite have decided, they think, the course of our evolution. I'm here to say, shouldn't we decide it and have a debate about it?
Well, I don't
and that's
think,
why the Joe
I
Rogan
think
experience is a great place for that.
People have this insatiable need for innovation. They're fascinated by it. They want the newest phone, even though their phone works perfect.
Exactly.
They just want it. They have this desire. It's a weird thing. It's just like we were talking about. Like these things aren't designed to make you addicted to them. You're just addicted to them, and they're designed well. There's a weird sort of connection that we have to this technology.
You don't
I think it's because of what Marshall McLuhan said.
Before.
I think it's because of what Marshall McLuhan said, that human beings are the sex organs in the machine world. I really think that's what they're doing. I think all of this integration and all this innovation of all this
We were the primers for them.
this compelling focus on technology is because evolutionarily that's where our biology goes. It goes to technology because it can manipulate it at a far faster rate than our evolution and
I hear what you're saying biomechanically. But genetically, through round cells, not square silicon, we do it more beautifully and strongly. I agree with what you're saying overall.
I don't think it's an either or, Alex.
We shouldn't just
But Alex, I don't think it's either or.
We shouldn't just accept it.
They're going to be able to do shit in both ways.
I agree.
They're going to be able to do shit where they're integrating
computers. 500 years longer, I'm going to do it.
It's going to happen.
The point is,
you're going to be screaming about 9/11 400 years from now.
The public needs to know this.
Yes.
So I think humanity should have a larger debate about it.
Well, they are learning about it. It's just something that you have to seek out.
It's all controlled,
and it's really,
though. All the information is controlled.
Well, I don't know about that. The information about innovation and artificial intelligence.
Come on.
They're letting a lot out.
If you were a
There's
gangster,
constant studies.
if you were Tony fucking Montana running the planet, would you let that shit out or would you keep it for you?
But Eddie, Tony Montana's not running science. The thing is, these scientists are almost all involved in universities and different studies, and they're working on their PhDs. They're trying to make a name for themselves. They're exploring all these different possibilities, and then big companies that can profit off of it in billions and billions of dollars, like Sony or Apple or any of these other companies, they scoop these people up, and their fucking thing. But hold on a second, their thing is to innovate and make money. That's what they're there for. That's what they're doing. They're trying to push the envelope in technology.
But they're
not Tony Montana. Do you understand this? You're talking about two different things.
Yeah,
you're making a false entity.
You're talking about some utopia.
No. I'm talking about what Apple is.
Are trying to benefit the world.
I think it's between.
I'm talking about what Intel is.
Here's what I'm getting
the people
at.
who makes iPhones
It doesn't matter. We're having a real discussion about the future of the technological system of humanity.
Right.
They don't want that discussion. So this thing's, whether it's Joe or Alex Jones or Eddie Bravo, we're all having on the Joe Rogan Experience a discussion the elite are having right now in Kauai, right now with Zuckerberg. I know for a fact.
The elites are meeting with Zuckerberg?
In Kauai.
Are they pissed off at Facebook, too?
He's about Kauai. But the whole point is they're having this meeting
he owns
right now, and we should
Facebook.
discuss what's happening.
Is Facebook part of the Illuminati?
Now you know.
No.
Is a bear shitting in the woods part of it?
Come on, aren't you on Facebook?
Now you know. Look at Alex Fleck.
They're going to delete your profile. You better take that back.
Joe,
delete
all
your
I
shit.
know is I
Don't
want
let
to
him delete
empower
your
people.
profile. I know you do.
I
know
want
you
to cut
do.
folks off.
I know you do.
Hey, the big issues of the world is he never asked me about Ronald Reagan.
I want to know about aliens.
Can we combine both?
I keep coming back to that
We do it?
because I want to know what do they know about aliens?
What do you want me to tell you?
What are they real?
Okay, I'll tell you right now. And what I say is not political, and it's not from my particular perspective.
Okay.
It's from the known knowledge in the universe.
Okay.
We live in a third-dimensional plane. We can see the planets, the galaxies, the suns, hundreds of billions of galaxies photographed, universes. We live in an amazing space-time continuum. The elites believe that it's not in the third dimension that we're mainly receiving transmissions. Ships don't arrive from Alpha Centauris or Giedi Prime or wherever they're coming from, or Betelgeuse. They come here through interdimensional gates that are much closer, through fold space. And so we have to discuss the different influences that are in the universe and the fact that we have free will and we decide what we want. I don't believe in any of this. I'm simply telling you what the elites believe.
So they believe that there's another dimension, and these beings are from another dimension. A bunch of dimensions.
And they need baby blood, right? They need they need baby blood,
our
right?
brain is able to tune in. Let me tell you. We're really powerful.
I didn't make this up.
Okay. We're made in the image of our Creator. Our brain is able to tune into the lowest dimension, the highest dimension. Humans are basically really powerful creatures that can live right close to suns. They're highly radioactive. Nothing else can live this close. We have very short lives because we're like a hive organism that actually lives second to second in the space-time continuum. It's like 100 years. It's a second. And we transmit our data up to be able to live next to like these Stargate jump gates that are suns. So because we live so close to these suns, we only have like milliseconds to be alive. So we're actually a hive organism that keeps transmitting up to the next species in our hierarchical system, and then down below us. So we're alive right now in this continuum, and we're trying to progress and make things better. And the elites are trying to make sure that we don't dial into that incredible knowledge we've got as a species and basically die as a species, so that we're not competitors on the next level, as the Bible says, of the interdimensional plane.
But
God
you don't believe that.
good.
But you don't believe that. You're just saying that's what they believe.
Oh, yes, exactly. I don't believe in anything.
What do you believe?
No, I mean, I believe in research.
Do you think that, I believe in research too. Do you think that there is something from other dimensions that can access us?
We are other dimensions. The third dimension is only one limited plane in a larger spectrum.
So you do believe what
So we're
they
a
believe.
part of that spectrum.
Well, let's just say we're not in Kansas anymore.
Alex, have you ever done DMT?
No.
Do you want to?
I don't need to. I go every night when I go to sleep.
I believe that. It's like he's on natural DMT all
You're
day.
definitely on something, man, for sure.
Hey, I got a question for you. You know how this is kind of off the cuff a little bit, but off the track, off the beaten path. But you know how the CIA has always been involved in Hollywood and making movies, and you know, like Zero Dark 30, and you know all these movies that are clearly propaganda movies. You know what I mean? And most, like even movies you think they weren't propaganda, but they are. They're like the superhero movies, how they're just all the plots and the evil. Oh, they're gonna build a bomb and all that. Is there whistleblowers within Hollywood that are making movies, just like in Brazil, it was martial arts were outlawed. So the people that were about the truth, they were like doing dance, but they were disguising their martial arts and dance. Are there filmmakers like that out there that are trying to help humanity with the basis of their films, or is it all propaganda?
Hollywood's like anything else. There's good people and bad people. I don't think Hollywood overall is bad.
Which movies are the good ones? Tell me. Because I'm like at Star Wars. I'm like, is this the bad one that's propaganda?
I don't know.
All the Meryl Streep movies are good ones.
Yeah, which ones are the good ones?
Meryl Streep.
Which ones are the ones I should go?
Robert De Niro.
What about like Talladega Nights?
100%
That's not CIA,
legit.
right?
No way. It's beautiful.
What about like when Hangover 1 comes out?
Let me tell you.
That's not the dumbest
CIA,
because I've never met anybody that didn't like Hangover. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
CIA is only the name of like one part of the shadow government, which is only like the intellectuals of America.
So those people are on Trump's side now?
Yeah.
And that's the first time ever?
Well, the CIA has never been perfect. It's had its
But they must have been with Bush, right? Because Bush used to be the president of the CIA. Bush Sr.?
Yeah, George Herbert Walker.
Yeah. So he was head of the CIA.
Here's the deal.
Right?
The CIA was set up supposedly to defend the Republic and do all this stuff. It got hijacked by multinational interests. It's been retaken. And they're cleaning the CIA out right now.
Are you serious? That's fucking breaking goddamn news. Put that shit up on InfoWars. The CIA is cleaning house? Oh my God, that's... Are you kidding me? Why isn't that the headline news on InfoWars right now?
In other news, Jamie is wearing the Rock T-shirt.
A lot of folks did really, really crazy things for the CIA.
That's
in this
amazing
country's
shit.
history. The CIA does like half the fighting. And they were all pissed off, and they were betrayed by infiltrators inside the CIA, and really bad stuff that went on. But right now, there is a counter coup within the CIA going on.
They're cleaning them out.
Well, they're definitely trying.
Jesus Christ.
Damn. I like what I'm hearing.
Well, we'll see what happens. But
Are you happy about the future?
just be ready
Are you
for him to
optimistic?
announce. If Trump succeeds, within 3 years, you're going to hear major cancer cures announced. You're going to hear new energy systems announced. You're going to hear new companies announced. They've suppressed all this stuff. And Trump and good people want to empower humanity. They believe in the species and the planet, and big stuff's about to
Do you know
happen.
how goddamn crazy it would be if Trump became a hero?
He is a hero.
But do you know how crazy it would be if the country accepted him, if they figured this out? If this is all true, this all comes true exactly as you're saying, which I really have no idea if you're right.
Hey, you know what you could play right now? How about that Bill Clinton clip that you played where he's talking about vetting immigrants, like more hardcore than Trump?
Yeah, he said we're going to build a wall.
How do you
vet everybody?
How do you pull that? How does
You
Jamie pull that
Bill
out?
Bill Clinton and Hillary promote wall. And the wall's kind of, I halfway disagree with him on the wall, because people do a ladder over it. It's metaphysical. It's like We're a country. We're allowed to have this. Mexico has one. Canada has one. Why can't we? The big thing is just deport people that are on welfare. We need people from Mexico and Russia and Japan and
just deport people that are on welfare. So only deport the poorest ones, the ones that are most fucked up.
We can't say if you won't do anything and you're come here, yeah, we'll collapse.
Okay, so when they come over here, you're saying give them a chance, but then if they try to stay on welfare, then kick them out.
Was it for abortion or not?
Sounds good to me.
America aborted all its
this.
babies.
Look at this.
1995.
Listen.
This is in 1995.
This is huge.
Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Way more radical
In the budget
Trump.
I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
If that doesn't vindicate fucking Trump on all that fence shit,
but it also makes you realize what a
retarded.
bad motherfucker Bill Clinton was, because
Dude,
Trump
you're
can't make a
retarded.
speech like that.
Think about that.
Bill Clinton was a
Hey,
good
think
guy.
about that.
Hit me.
He's
I want
a
any problem. Hit
good
me right
guy.
now. Full power.
Dude,
No,
that
that's not
was
full
Bill
power.
Clinton.
No,
So
don't hit
if
each
you're
other.
out there marching,
Full power.
talking
Don't
about
hit
the
each
fucking
other.
wall, if you're some chick out there marching, talking about the wall, and you just heard that,
Hey, that was not
and you
real.
don't realize, I'm giving you a chance. Admit you were punked. It's okay. Everybody gets punked.
Full power punch.
But from this point on, shut the fuck up
Okay.
about it.
Full power. That's not full power.
No, okay, let's. That's about
Hey,
it, folks.
are you kidding?
Good night,
I was a
everybody.
27-time Taekwondo
You've drunk
champion.
me here.
If I give you full power,
Okay,
you're going to be in the
Eddie.
hospital.
We should go to a piss break.
I think we had
and
it
come back
enough.
with Reagan.
No,
Oh, you're done?
It's 5. We're going to wrap this up. We got it. We did a good job. We put it together.
Can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
One more. You know me, I'm fucking fascinated with the conspiracy theories just like you. Every night, dudes are watching fights and boxing. I'm listening to conspiracy theories every fucking night when I go to bed. I listen to Alex Jones every day. Every day.
Okay.
The one thing that gets that I don't get, I get the establishment, I get the Illuminati, I get all that shit, but then there's Ronald Reagan. Every now and then you have Dr. Steve Pachenik on your show, and he's talking about some serious conspiracy theories. All this shit, he's confirming everything. He's deep in the CIA confirming shit, but then when they talk about Ronald Reagan, they talk about like he was the last great president. And I thought, that actor, the guy, wasn't he an FBI informant? Isn't he so goddamn establishment? Ronald Reagan? I don't get that. Explain Ronald Reagan. I mean, George Sr. was the vice president, director of the CIA. He just seems like
Hey, Joe,
total
I don't mind
establishment.
cutting this off, but this is once in a lifetime.
Okay, explain Ronald Reagan.
So if you want to
please.
end the transmission, that's
No,
fine.
no. Explain Ronald Reagan. Go ahead.
We're just joking around punching earlier.
No, it's okay. But his
Just
question.
promise
His
me
question.
8 more hours then. The listeners want 8 more hours.
He wants to know about Ronald Reagan.
And I want to know the
Hold on.
movies I could trust. Tell me the movies I could trust.
No.
Ronald Reagan.
We're not in some love fest with Reagan, but after all the Obama globalization, it's like a nostalgic good thing. Reagan ran against George Herbert Walker Bush, said he was globalist, CFR, world government. Then they told him at the convention, okay, you won, but we're going to not let you have the nomination if you don't put Herbert Walker Bush in. Then a year in, they shoot him. They just released that guy. And so all this stuff went on.
Oh, shit. I didn't know
And
that.
so Reagan didn't get his agenda through, and they tagged on Iran-Contra, all this other stuff. Reagan actually wanted to get rid of the IRS and a bunch of good stuff. So, yeah, I know he's an anti-communist.
So he was running against George Bush. He beat him. And then when he got the presidential nomination for the Republican Party, they forced him to take.
That's the true story.
They forced him.
But let me think. I think
Damn,
Trump's
I
way
didn't know
better
that.
than Ronald Reagan. And I wanted to believe in Obama, but he's a total globalist.
This new tax thing is crazy.
You
That's
did
pretty
believe in it.
radical.
What did you think of that?
It's pretty radical.
Joe got mad at us trading punches.
That's
Well, I
okay.
just don't
Tell
want
us
you guys
about,
getting crazy.
Give us
We're
our
not
final
gonna
statement
fight.
on Trump. on Trump. Give me
Choke me out.
There's people out there that think Trump is racist and they think he's a sexist and a whoremonger. Close with that.
I think you added that more whoremonger thing.
He's not a sexist.
Hey, I'm not.
He's not a racist. I do think he likes women.
Okay, well, good for him. A lot of people do.
Okay.
So you think he's a good guy?
I know Trump's a good guy. He look what he's done is he's delivered like no president ever.
All right,
everybody
everybody wants to find some reason to hate him and some reason to figure out a way to get him out of office. But shouldn't we, at this point? I mean, he won their game, right? There's a popularity contest. He won the popularity contest, and that's really what being president is.
Yeah,
figuring out a way to get the most amount of people to say, "I like you better." I mean, it's really what it is. Yeah. And he's the first truly popular person who's really good at manipulating the media to win the popularity contest. Everybody before him had just been a politician. He's the first guy that's actually famous that then became president.
He's 2.0.
It's never happened
only
before.
been on air?
Ronald
How long
Reagan.
have we been
3.5 hours.
Ronald Reagan was famous.
3:30.
Ronald Reagan was an actor.
How long have we been on?
What time is it in California?
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock.
Ronald Reagan was famous.
That's only 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but the point being that he wasn't that famous.
Ronald
Reagan
Reagan
wasn't
was a
famous like
actor.
Donald Trump. I don't think he was famous like
He
Trump.
was a movie star.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan, are you kidding me?
That's true, but I don't think he was a big movie star. I think he was like Christian Slater.
We should probably end
Donald
this
Trump
down.
wasn't a movie star at all.
No offense, Christian Slater. I loved you in Blade.
Hey,
he was in Blade. It was
say
the other
Joe,
guy.
this
Fuck.
won't- Joe.
No, he was in Blade, right?
I'm
Was
ready
Christian
to-
Slater in Blade?
Joe?
No.
Joe.
Stephen Dorff was. What was Christian Slater in?
So was Ronald Reagan?
God damn
did
it,
he
you
get
guys.
all his? Did he get his?
I'm ready to end this right now, but I'm telling you, once in a lifetime interview. We haven't got the real questions. We're only 2.5 hours in.
No, we're not.
3.5.
It's 5. It's 3.5 hours.
It's 3.5.
When do we go live?
1:30. 1:30. We went live at 1:30. We were sitting in the chair before 1:30.
He's on Austin time.
I understand.
He's all confused.
Look at the clock right next to you. See, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Fine, I'm ready to end
What
this.
else? What else do you want to talk about?
All I know is, some of your listeners should know,
Okay.
I've really told you the real truth of what I've researched. You shouldn't believe MSM. They're total corporate whores.
What do you think is going to happen? How do you think this is going to play out? Now that you think this sort of silent, bloodless coup has taken place and this guy has gotten through this net that had been set there to make sure that no one other than the people that were already inside the system could ever run it. So he got through.
That was well said.
He's running it now.
We're
what
in
do you
an
think's gonna happen?
incredible, once-in-a-lifetime situation. Trump isn't perfect. He really wants to empower humanity. All of us have to work hard, be involved, hear our views, put out our ideas, and just move forward. But they are planning to try to assassinate Trump.
You think so?
Oh, God. They're demonizing him, saying killing him all over
You
the
mean
news.
assassinating for real, or do you mean assassinate him like publicly, like politically
Both.
assassinate
They
him?
want to politically destroy his name, and they want to politically also try to kill him. All I know is America had half the wealth in the world 20 years ago and 5% of the world population. We've lost half that wealth. And it's that as we get more powerful, they get more powerful. And the elite have been trying to domesticate America. Not that we're perfect, but we've got ideas of industry and ideas and doing things that change everything. And so the real elite of this planet want to kill competition. They want to consolidate control. They want to end the internet of governments. That's America.
They were about, if Hillary would have won, they would have censored the internet.
Oh, yeah. I didn't tell you this.
How are they going to do that?
Look it up. Look it up. In fact,
Explain that,
really good.
Alex.
I'm actually surprised
They
how
were
fast
all-
he is.
they were
Can I tell him?
Putting the pieces together, they were about to do it.
Okay.
Tell him.
The headline is Obama establishes Ministry of Truth. 3 weeks before Trump takes office, 1 week after Trump's elected.
So Ministry of Truth being something that stops fake news.
Yes.
Is that the idea behind it?
News the government
Right.
doesn't agree with.
Yes.
Right. So the problem becomes, how do we decide what's fake?
Exactly.
Obama
So
quietly
they're gonna
signs.
put-
Go back, please. Go back, please. Obama
shit.
quietly signs the Countering Disinformation and Propaganda Act into law. Wow. Late on Friday, with the U.S. population embracing the upcoming holidays and oblivious of most news emerging from the administration, Obama quietly signed into law the 2017 National Defense Authorization Act, which authorizes $611 billion for the military in 2017. In a statement, Obama said, blah, 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 blah. Where does it say?
But you
What's the
read down,
important
he
part?
says
It's
to
a lot, it's a long
federalize the
ass
media
thing.
over the governors, board of governors, the FCC.
Federalize the media, meaning federalize television shows,
Everything,
HBO,
all
Netflix,
transmissions,
your
all
website,
information, all galaxies.
your website, my website, everybody's website. What are you doing, Eddie?
He says Obama last-minute bills.
Like all that shit he signed right on his last
No.
days.
Read
all
down.
that shit.
Read down a little lower. It says in the bill, we're going to federalize Put it back up. I'll
James
show
going to find it.
We're going to federalize communications and put the CIA over the Board of Governors of the Federal Communications
That
Commission.
sounds so crazy.
Dude, you would have been subject to that shit.
Of
They could have
course.
easily
Yeah,
came
not
to you and said,
anymore.
listen, you can't talk about that no more.
Of course.
If Hillary would have won, that would have happened, dude. We were like
wonder.
this close.
I wonder if people would have ever went for that. That seems
Let
like
me show you what Trump does. He is like up till 2 in the morning. Everybody knows. 3 in the morning.
tweeting.
Tweeting.
get mad
he
at
watches
people.
video clips. He gets on the internet now.
He's a conspiracy theorist.
Which means he questions
Donald Trump.
Okay.
He's our president.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Trump's perfect. I'm going to keep Trump honest. If he does anything, I'm going to come out against him. The point is that
he's a different kind of thing.
Is
and
he
you
going to
think you
open
can compete
911?
with him.
rogue element.
9/11. Is he going to do anything about
He's
that?
already exposed the fact that elements of the government work with Saudi Arabia to launch the September 11th attacks 16 years ago.
He's going to reopen that shit?
He said he will.
You think that? Imagine that. Imagine the reopening
Imagine
of
Eddie
9/11.
Bravo.
Imagine
Get him
that.
to tell us about the
Beautiful,
alien bases on the
succulent
moon, please. Tell him to release that information about the alien bases on
That's
the
the
moon.
next question. What does he know about geoengineering?
Right.
What does he know about...
Aliens.
Not about aliens. Fuck
No,
aliens.
no. I
How
want to
is
know
it
about
gonna
aliens.
help
Don't say
us
fuck
here
aliens. I
on
don't say
the
fuck
land?
chemtrails. You don't say fuck aliens. Okay?
All right, let's do a Donald
I thought
Trump
we were
call.
over aliens.
Let's do a Donald Trump
I'm
call.
back. I'm back on
Let's
aliens.
do a Donald Trump call.
I'm so
Okay,
bored
let's do it.
lately. I'm back on aliens and
Hello,
Bigfoot.
You're
Alex.
back on aliens?
And Bigfoot.
Dude,
How
I
are you
was
doing,
done
Mr.
with
President?
aliens 10 years ago.
Well,
I
sir,
was like,
I'm doing
this
well.
shit ain't real.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's like ring, ring, ring.
Oh, you
hello.
ring. Here we go.
Hi, Alex. Oh, Mr. President. What's going on? Well, we're moving the agenda forward to cut taxes. What do you think? Well, I'd like to know about those secret space bases. Well, Alex, you've got to come to Trump Tower for those meetings.
Ooh, I'll come to Trump Tower. I want to know about aliens.
Hey, ask Trump. If he wants to
Okay,
learn some jujitsu,
if
I'll
he
give him
tells us to
private
get a
lessons.
private jet,
half
and
off.
fly to New York to meet with. Do you want to meet with Trump?
I want to see the bodies, the alien bodies. We go to Ohio.
Get Trump on
We
the
need
show.
to go to Hangar 18.
Alex, can you imagine Trump on this show? That would be huge for him.
Probably not a good idea for anybody.
No?
I don't know. Who knows?
If you want to be on
just
the show,
wants to
you're
know.
excited.
I'd have to say yes.
Joe, I don't care if you're too cool, but we're going to go eat after this.
Well, we have to get the fuck out of here for sure. Let's talk about whether or not we're going to eat or anything else. But it's already 5 o'clock, so we're at 3.5 hours in. Is there anything more that you have to say before we get out of here?
Oh, let me get another question.
Is it? No, Eddie. I want to ask Alex.
No, I mean, literally, I really seek the truth and try to tell the truth. Infowars.com has all our articles, our research, our videos, our podcasts, what we do. And I'm not left or right. I'm not liberal or conservative. I'm really trying to find out what's going on in the world. And so after all these years, Joe, this has been I love
I'm
how
glad
you
we finally did it.
crystallized really good questions. You kind of knew all the stuff I was going to bring up. So
Well,
that was scary.
you just get crazy. You just get crazy, and you want to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. But I think sometimes you got to go. Okay, hold that thought. Expand and explain because
you
a lot
did
of
good.
times things. But hold on a second, Eddie. Things that are in your head, self-explanatory. You already know about it. There's a giant percentage of the people that are listening to this have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
So we
I
gotta-
get it. I get it.
I want to say this. For the Joe Rogan listeners, have an open mind. You heard him for 3.5 hours. Download that app, that InfoWars app. Start listening to him.
Eddie, why don't you do your show on Infowars? That's the move. The Eddie Bravo Radio comes back on Infowars.
I would do that.
There we go. We
No,
made it happen.
we need
But
Joe
listen.
Rogan samples.
Magic.
But listen.
Okay, but listen.
The fuck was I gonna say? All I want people, I just give him a chance. He doesn't know shit about space, but when it comes to politics,
You don't
when
know
it comes
shit
to
about space.
Yeah, when it comes to politics, he's a fucking master. He's like a
fucking
coral
with you,
belt.
dude.
He's like
He
Helio.
believes you on the
he's
other
like
stuff.
He's like
He
Helio
doesn't
Gracie,
know
and that's a
shit about
compliment.
space. He's Joe Rogan.
Hold on,
no,
Jamie
you're great
pulled
about-
something up.
No.
Jamie pulled something
I'm
up.
just
What does it
being
say?
honest.
No,
You
that's
can't
the
be an
thing Obama
expert on
signed.
everything.
Countering Foreign Propaganda and Disinformation Act of 2016. The bill expresses the sense of Congress that. What a weird expression.
Okay, what are we looking at now?
This is that bill, that anti-propaganda bill. Foreign governments, including the government of the Russian Federation and China, use disinformation and other propaganda tools to undermine the national security objectives of the United States and key allies and partners. The U.S. government should develop a comprehensive strategy to counter foreign disinformation and propaganda and assert leadership in developing a fact-based strategic narrative. And an important element of this strategy should be be to help promote an independent press in countries that are vulnerable to foreign disinformation.
Translate that. MSM is on the ropes. They're panicking. They want to shut down their competition. What American watching this or listening doesn't think they should decide what they should listen to or not?
Do you think that would be ever accepted, that they would allow people, someone that works in the government, to censor websites and podcasts?
Obama signed a law.
In China, it's already happening.
Yeah, but this isn't China.
1 month ago.
I mean, do you really think
they
that
signed to do this? They signed a bill to try it. That's what I'm telling you.
So crazy.
Notice how I tell you, look at it's a damn bill.
One of the things about podcasts is that they're basically just a pure conversation. It's just people sitting down and talking. And if you stop pure conversations, I mean, that is like one of the most heinous forms of censorship.
It's too late. You can't stop.
You can't.
They could try it. They've been trying it.
But if they really did, if Hillary really did get into office and they really did try to implement some sort of a
exactly.
filtration
Let me say this
process.
in closing. I almost wish Hillary would have won because that could have been outside the power. And I keep Trump honest. I mean, I attack Trump when he does something wrong. It's hard to find, but he makes some mistakes like torture, or iPhone codes, or whatever. But
so torture, you think, is just, it doesn't work? It's not
doesn't
good.
work.
It makes us look terrible to foreign countries.
It lowers us to their level.
Yeah.
Exactly. But Trump came out against torture 2 days ago and said, okay.
So he changed his mind.
He's good on stuff like that.
Well, that's very unusual.
He's waking up. And when you wake up, you change your mind on a lot of shit.
He's also independently wealthy. That's one of the things that separates him.
That's probably a huge factor in this. I mean, he's not part of the Obama-Hillary network.
So that's what I'm saying is that there's no calculation. I just treat you like I want to be treated. Big stuff is happening. It's a very exciting
Let
time.
me ask you this before we wrap this up. You know, if Trump is this new stage of politician or a new type of politician, what kind of person do you think would be like literally the perfect person to run this country? And what would the perfect person do?
Ron Paul?
Yeah, Ron Paul's great, but I think it's somebody who's worked hard in private business, who really has a sense of success, who loves America, who has been through the gauntlet of demonization and attacks and dealt with it.
Yes.
I think it's Donald Trump. I mean, you look at what he's been through, man. Who's been through this? And been a winner over, and I'm not in some cult of Donald Trump.
Right.
In fact, I want to hate him. I want to not believe he's so good. But man, when he calls up and can like read your mind and knows what you were just thinking about, you're like, man, this guy is like God of the devil.
This tax thing is very fascinating. It's
Oh my
it's going to be very interesting
He's
to see
gonna
how
raise
people
taxes
receive
on rich
that.
people.
It seemed, to me,
I'll pay it.
The mainstream
No, but I mean,
media
you're not even
is doing
billionaires
everything.
are going to pay.
To me, every time I turn on my iPhone, you know what? I didn't ask for fucking Fox News Bulletin.
They force feed you.
CNN. They force feed me every morning. CNN. So when I
they
turn
don't
on my
feed
phone,
you Joe
hold
Rogan
on.
Experience or InfoWars.
Yeah.
That's why you
They
got to search
feed
it out.
you-
Because Joe's real, I'm real, you're real. Whether we're perfect or not, it doesn't matter. We want to be real. Everyone should human intelligence support this podcast and InfoWars and the Joe Rogan Experience and make this dominant, which it already is. Just to say, listen, bitches, you may force feed Eddie Bravo a bunch of CNN, Fox News shit every morning, but you're fucking getting the Joe Rogan Experience up your fucking ass.
Whoa.
Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ. I
That
can't
was
believe
amazing.
you went there.
Every time I turn on my phone and look at, what is CNN trying to fucking force feed me?
Yeah.
Boom.
Since when does an iPhone force feed you the possessed, demonic
And it's always
PCP jizz
anti-Trump.
of fucking Anderson Cooper?
Anti-Trump.
Disease.
Every day. I'm on the,
Hold on.
the
You
show.
know,
Anderson
taking
Cooper
a shit.
seems like
anti-Trump.
they're anti-Trump.
Taking a shit.
What's that tell you?
Anti-Trump.
But isn't
Taking a
Anderson
shit.
Cooper a nice guy? Seems like a nice guy.
CIA, man.
CIA? He worked there like in college, right?
No, beyond that.
Beyond that? He admitted it?
He's part of the like wimp CIA.
Wimp
Operation
CIA.
Mockingbird.
Wait a
Real-
minute.
hey, let's-
Wait a minute. CIA has a wimp division?
They have if you're the Astor family like he is,
Yeah.
or the
Vanderbilt or some
John
shit.
Vanderbilt, John Jacob, Mr. Meyer Smith, his name is my name too. If you
All right, folks. That's a wrap.
No, it's not.
No?
You have to
wanna
make
keep
fun of
going?
me at the very end. We're talking about
I understand.
transcendental, transcending information here, Joe.
I think. Sometimes we're talking about
Now,
that.
Infowars.com and Joe Rogan Experience and Eddie Bravo.
Eddie Bravo.
Radio. Hey,
Eddie Bravo
if you
Radio,
want to bring
soon to
Eddie
return to
Bravo Radio, we'll do a
Infowars.com.
rock and roll conspiracy theory
Oh,
on your
Jesus.
network. If not,
He believes the CIA created
not,
Jimmy
be
I'll
honest,
Hoffa.
stay
I'll
home.
let
I
you
don't
go.
give a shit.
How does this go? As well as you thought? Be honest.
Better.
Better?
This was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
this
it.
is awesome.
I enjoyed it.
What do you think it would be?
What?
what did you think your 9/11 episode would be?
Oh, I thought it'd be exactly like. This is as good as I could have hoped. We had a good time. We had a lot of laughs. We talked about some real shit. We brought up some news articles that confirm a lot of the crazy things that you're saying that make people like all those new arrests. There are new arrests about pedophiles and sex slaves. Like, holy shit! If that's real, what story was? What news source was that story?
That was KTLA.
And how many?
Channel 5.
It was right. And how many different? Is it like all over the place on the internet and a bunch of different news sources?
They're going after
that one about the sex slaves and being released.
It's an Associated Press.
Children. Yeah. So
you
it's
know what
a
I'm sitting
mainstream
here,
story.
I'm sitting here thinking Trump is a major force, global force right now. Trump, and he talks to Alex Jones. Alex Jones talks to Joe Rogan, and I'm here because of Joe Rogan. I'm like, holy goddamn shit, we got some kind of lightning bolt going through the world right now with this
Sure,
podcast.
but it's not like Joe's like, it's like all is together. We're all there.
It had to be like this for it to be like this. Every day before today, however it went down, had to be like this for this to happen.
Well,
are you
I
kidding?
want it to be better than 8 years before I come back. And Joe, next time you're in Austin, you got to come in studio. We got to do an interview.
That story, the 474 stories arrested, was like many major news sites. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's real.
This is a galactic thing going down right now, man. This is huge.
Some interesting things are happening to people, and it's happening at an accelerated rate, and we're all a part of it. Everybody listening to this, everybody talking to their friends,
It's a
everybody
species-wide
reading,
awakening.
everybody reading the internet, everybody watching documentaries, everybody reading books, everybody understanding that we know more about how things work today than we ever have before, and it's weirder than we ever thought.
And,
It is.
And
Isn't this
this
discovery incredible?
The crazy thing is when people aren't, you're just not asleep and then awake. You're asleep and then you're partially awake. You know about, you saw Zeitgeist for the first time. Oh, you're partially awake. You don't know about all this other stuff. So when you hear about all the other stuff, you still got that mentality where like, that's bullshit. People are partially awake. Not everybody
Well, a lot
is
of
fully
it is
awake.
bullshit, though.
Yeah,
that's the problem. There's a
yeah.
lot of wacky conspiracies out there.
Like
dinosaurs aren't real.
Loch Ness Monster?
Dinosaurs aren't real.
And-
Loch Ness
and you know
Monster,
what?
they
Who
believe
knows?
is a shark. They believe it's a Greenland shark, I think.
Greenland sharks are
Yeah,
blind.
they think it's a shark that's like millions of years old and got into that water back when it was connected to the ocean because it's an ancient creature, and they used to think they were extinct, but now they don't anymore. They found some. So they think the Loch Ness Monster, that makes sense. Or like a
That's
sturgeon.
basically 25-foot great
It's
white.
like it's all about where you get your information from.
No,
When
no,
you
no,
break
no,
it
no.
down like a
Blind.
scientist,
It has,
like
like,
where did
things
you
growing
get the
on its
information
eyeballs.
from? You know,
Jesus,
that's
guys can't talk over each other.
That's what it comes down
Well,
to.
I'm hardly talking.
I know, but he's talking over
Alex,
you.
you talk
when
too
you're talking
much.
about Greenland sharks.
Punch me in the arm.
No,
I want
no,
the
don't
full
hit each
One
other.
thing about
Don't
Alex
hit each
Jones
other.
is I
Now,
will
like,
say
as
this.
we end the show,
Yes.
Eddie Bravo back.
No.
I'm gonna fuck you up
Not
with my left
necessary.
hand, and my left hand is my strongest.
I do it.
No.
I want it.
Okay.
Because I'm southpaw.
Everybody, you guys are
For those of you
beautiful.
that don't
Thanks for
know,
listening in.
southpaw,
Now.
Thanks for listening in. Thanks for tuning in to episode 911.
Infowars.com.
Eddie Bravo, Alex Jones, and Joe Rogan signing off.
All right, Joe, we got to do it again soon.